Okay, welcome everyone. We are going to watch Minecon Earth 2018. Welcome everyone. Welcome Dan Games. Welcome Matti. Nice to see you here tuning in this live stream. Let's see what's the delay. I tried to fix the settings so it would be shorter delay, so it's better for us to talk. Since this is easier for me to stream, so it doesn't use as much CPU, for example. But you should be able to see. Yeah, you should be able to see it now. Let's see if the screen is adjusted correctly. I think that's fine. What do you say? I think that screen is pretty much okay. You should be able to see the entire screen of the live stream right here. But yeah, I think we all are. I guess I'm probably going to stream the entire thing. Most likely. At least I try to stream the entire thing. But I guess all of us are probably excited for the 1.14 and the biome vote as well. Yeah, that's what I thought. I spent some time setting up the screen here, so it should be. Let's see. The delay is 15 seconds. I think that's probably fair enough. It's not too much. I would vote for Tigerbam. I don't know if you saw my last video where I talked about this, but I think the features that they showed for Tigerbam, like, they appeal for me the most. Like foxes, berries, and what you call it, fire. I completely forgot what you called it. Like completely black out. The fireplace or whatever it is. But okay, 5 seconds until it starts. But this is going to be, there's going to be half an hour of a pre-show. Okay, I guess we are going to press this one. And error. Yeah. Okay, can we get it to work? Campfire, exactly. Okay, there we go. There should be it. Oh, it's a different screen after all as well. Okay. Let's see if the screen is fine. It's probably alright, I suppose. Like, you might miss a tiny bit there. Yeah, I think like all of them looked pretty cool, and I think all of the biomes could have a lot of features, like that could bring a lot more variety, as well as like that would be very interesting. By the way, what is the sound level for the stream here, for the Minecon Earth? Is it fine if you're listening to the music? Do you think that's fine? In your opinion? Because this is not the show itself. I think we could turn that up.
Hello and welcome
Let's
to
see if it works.
Minecon Earth 2018. How are you doing?
Okay, it should be 1080p now.
Taking you through all
I don't know why it's lagging.
Proceedings today,
okay, now it
seems
to be fine.
Very finish, because we've got so much great stuff.
I don't know what. I guess we
lined
could.
Up for you today. Joining me in the pre-show, though, I've got some very special guests. I've got Callum and I've got Lauren, who are going to be talking us through all of the excitement that's about to happen.
Okay,
so,
we will see.
I'm doing good. I'm so
if it
excited.
seems laggy,
it's going to be
I can turn
really
it down to
exciting.
720.
I can't wait to see like what new biome gets picked, like make new videos around it. Yeah.
seems to.
How you doing,
Yeah.
Callum?
I'm good. I'm very excited.
We have
yeah.
30 minutes
It's kinda
of
like
this
Christmas for you
pre-show
guys, right?
before
Yeah.
the
It's Minecon
like
Day.
the show
It's
itself
Minecon Day.
starts.
It's Minecon
I'm
Day.
pumped. I'm ready.
I mean, what do you think? What do you think is going to happen
Is
today?
the sound level
What
okay?
kind of thoughts?
Do you hear what they're
A lot of fun.
saying,
Yes.
A lot of excitement.
or is my
Yes.
Lot of
voice
cool
too
stuff.
loud?
Yes.
A lot of announcements, a lot of updates.
Okay, all right. Well, I mean, things happen so fast in the world of Minecraft anyway, and actually this year has been incredible.
Yeah,
We
I think
tried
it's
to
probably
basically
better
cram
to turn
as
it
much as
down.
we could into one video, and it's still
Because the
it's still a
stream
very long
itself
video,
is
but
720p.
So much good stuff in there. Let's take a look.
I guess it makes more sense. I guess. Hi Frankie. Welcome to stream as well. Okay. Wait, did it froze again? Okay. Well, that's great. I think there are some lag spikes every now and so often. Like it freezes for a second, like this. I think it just... We have to see. If it seems like it's laggy, I might have to... Because this clearly seems to be like... frozen here. But how's everyone doing today? Or is it just a stream which is laggy? I think it just froze completely. I guess we might have to refresh the page. That probably helps. Let's see if...
Die, Delphron!
Okay.
It's gonna die! Yes, they die on the beach! Delphron! Get this dolphin in the water!
Okay, I just ate my dinner.
Oh my gosh! Oh, yeah, get the
Or
boat, get
what
the
you
boat.
could call a dinner. Because it was 8
If
p.m.
the
here.
sun is out, they will catch fire. So this is exactly the same as what happens with zombies and what happens with skeletons. So
I think they are like... I don't know if these are the like co-hosts for the stream, I think.
I am Cleopatra near Isis the Seventh. Have you come to find my long-lost treasure room? Many have tried before you and did not
Yeah,
succeed.
how's it going, Frankie and everyone else?
We are changing.
Creep and Matty, how's it going today?
Will change with us.
I hope it's going well. Well, for me it's going decently. I just... Probably there won't be a stream tomorrow. At least a long one. Because I will have to read for
But yeah, you can
some
see that
exams
they
out
want carrots
on
from
Monday.
you. And you get this
At least
pig-
there were
this
at
pig
least one
which
of
is up on
these
the
was a
harvester,
co-host.
and you
I
run
don't
to
think
the
all of
carrots,
these are.
And you basically punch them.
I guess they might
Oh,
be
that's so
just
simple. Easy.
some clips from all the YouTubers. Okay, that's nice to hear that it's going well. Just gonna always ask that. Yeah, I've been looking forward to see this as well. I want to see what kind of updates we are going to get in the future. Like, I guess that's the main thing people are looking for to see these in the live stream.
Okay. Do you know?
At least
can you
personally, that's what
understand
I'm
me, by the
looking
way?
for the most. To see that.
I don't know what that means, but okay.
And the Nintendo Switch is getting the Bedrock update, which means Nintendo Switch users will be able to play the game with
I guess-
Windows 10, mobile, and Xbox One
Mythical
users.
sausage.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I guess
Only
that.
one question
Yeah, that
remains,
is
though.
funny, isn't it?
Overall, it's just a much better experience than the game that was originally released on Switch.
Yeah, a lot of clips.
It's super, it's cute, and it's super cute all at the
Definitely
same
a
time.
lot of
and
them.
you really got to keep that in mind. If cute is not your thing, if you don't like the idea of like everything having eyes and being a little bit, I guess, Japanese.
Like, I guess there are a lot of like larger YouTubers, I suppose. I guess they just want to show up like a lot of different YouTubers. I guess that's what the point is here. Because they had nothing else to do here before the stream, like the show itself. I guess that's Well, I actually like Ixtocat. Like, I've been watching his channel for ages. But yeah, he talks really quickly. But I guess that kind of helps with... For me, it helps. Like, if I listen to someone who talks very quickly, it helps me to listen to the other YouTubers who talk slower. Well, let's see if you are going to get like an actual pre-show or something. You have to find out. Yeah, these are just opinion things. You don't like. There's always some YouTubers you don't like.
Meaning you can create some pretty cool patterns for your animal.
But for some reason I understand what he's saying in his videos.
101. If you've made it to this point in the video, thank you so much for watching. The final tip for
But yeah,
you
I can understand what you're trying to say.
Wow. I mean, that's a lot of stuff crammed into a video there. And even there was some stuff you guys were like, what?
Yeah.
When did that happen? Do we play?
Do we even play this game?
I'm not convinced. I'm not convinced.
What things didn't you know about? Because I mean, there's so much that happens all the time.
The last part with the string? Like, how does that work? They like put it on the
I don't
cobblestone
know.
to create
Do you want to like
fences?
discuss while they are talking? Because they probably won't say anything like very important. Or do you want to listen to these?
Even people who do it like 24/7 are still like, wow, okay,
Like us,
all right.
like, yeah, we like live on it. We still don't know everything.
So what were kind of some of the
Probably-
big things for you?
I can't hear
out of that-
everything.
out of that
I
video?
had to turn it a
So
little bit
the
up.
biggest one, well, actually, so one of the clips in it was from our friend Stacy Plays, and we're on her server, which is completely vanilla and explores all of the aquatic updates. So there was
So
a
they're
clip
just
with
talking
the
about,
dolphin when
like,
she was trying to get the dolphin back in the water because she thought
Those
it was
videos.
gonna die on land. Yeah, that's
Yeah, I guess that's
hilarious.
probably,
But, yeah, we
like,
got to do that server and explore.
I guess when like
all
they
stuff
are
that I had
announcing
no idea
the
about, like, we had the
updates, for
tridents and
example,
the,
then I won't be talking too much.
dolphins and breeding turtles and like waiting for turtles to hatch.
Yeah, like this
and
isn't
it's
that
been
that
awesome.
important.
Like that whole update is awesome.
Yeah, are you a fan?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't play much regular like vanilla Minecraft, but this really brought my love to it. And like you said, the
Like,
thing with turtles, we
the
had the
thing
same
is-
struggle that we didn't know they hatched at night.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
like,
If
we were trying to hatch
they,
these turtles,
like,
and they wouldn't do it, and we were sleeping through the night.
when
every
we
time,
vote
like,
for,
why won't they hatch?
The
They
worst,
they-
did you like sit on yours
they
too?
definitely
I
have
thought if you
more
sat on them, you
features
just, like, warm
for
them,
them
and you
biome
cracks them,
than
and
what
then if
they
you sit on
announced.
them enough, it, like,
Like,
breaks them
of
and they
course
die,
they
you
do.
know? This is so traumatizing.
So
It's a learning curve.
I was thinking
I
what
mean, the
kind of
first time,
features they
like,
could
when
have.
when we looked through the video before, you got really,
And in,
really a bit
for example, in
excited
one,
about the
one of
chest
the
thing.
clips,
So
in the I think it was in the Tiger one,
what, you were like,
where
it's
there
like
was
a
the
game
fallen
changer. I'm
tree.
like, out of all the things,
Yeah,
Like,
All these new
those don't
mobs, new
exist
things
on
added.
Java Edition
To
yet.
be able to put chests next
So
to
I
each other,
guess
'cause
they're
I'm
probably
really
going
bad at
to
building
add
houses.
those in the update.
Organization is key.
Oh, no.
Like, I don't know if that was just
out of all
like
of that, that's like your best thing.
I'm terrible at organizing them. My chests are a mess, but like I'm really bad at
yeah,
building.
like
so
that's the main thing we are
I
probably
usually
going
build
to
really
look
small
for
houses,
in
not
this
being able to put
stream
chests,
here.
like, next to each other. meant I had to
What
take up
will be
more
the
rooms.
biome?
Now I can put them next to each other.
Which,
I can
what
continue
is going to
bad
be
at building,
updated
but
first?
still have the functionality of a real
It's going to
house.
be the shirt,
Yeah, that really
Taiga,
does
or
sound sweet.
Savannah.
Have all the things, like cool dolphins and like turtles and your
Like,
big chest.
Let me tell you about
any of
chests.
them
It's
would
about
be like,
chests
is like
and the fact
fine,
that I can put them where
and the
I
fact
want
that
to
all of
now.
them
Oh,
are
yeah.
going to be
What do you think about the kind of
updated in
the
the
Switch
near
update as
future.
well? Obviously, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, it's like
But
it's doing
like
more cross-platform.
in my
which we're
personal
seeing, like, more
opinion,
and more, and
like
it's just
I would love
awesome.
to
It
see
just
Tiger
brings,
Prime
like, you
first.
together with a bunch of other people that maybe doesn't have a PC, but you can still play like on the Switch. It's
And
just,
in
it's
the
so
Savannah
cool
clip,
to
I
see
think
that.
I
The Switch thing's especially cool just because it's like
there
portable
was like
too.
a
So,
little different
you can
looking
take
clock.
it on the go with you. Like the first time I got access to it was when I was just about to fly
Yeah.
home from somewhere, and I was like,
I've seen
sweet. Like, I actually
after
downloaded Minecraft on
all the clips were shown,
Switch and played it on my
like
flight home.
after
Like,
that,
it's insane
I've
you can
seen
carry it with
most
you
of
and still play
people
with friends on
wanting
other
Tiger
consoles. I think
Prime.
it's such a great
Okay,
idea.
so what I'm taking away from this is like you're not only playing
Like,
Minecraft at home, but you
after
also do it when
the
you're
for
outside the house
exa-
and you're still terrible. at
after the
building.
first clip,
What are you doing with
the
your
dessert
time?
one,
Callum.
I mean, yeah, I can't even say I'm not creative because I
like everyone
download
was
a video every day,
so
I must be
hyped
somewhat
for
creative. I'm just bad
desserts.
at building. I don't know how to
But
tell
then
anything else.
the Tiger
Yeah,
Tiger
whenever we're in a
clip
series, he's like,
came
look at all
out,
this stuff I got.
and everyone
I'm
was
like, oh, I spent like 3 episodes
voting
building
for
my house,
Tiger.
and he's just like, oh,
And
like,
even
I built, like,
after
this
the
and
Savannah
it's
clip
fine,
as well.
It's fine.
I'm
Winning
pretty sure
design
Tiger One
awards.
is going to
Yeah,
win.
you know. What do you think? Because obviously the
Unless
video started
something
off
very
with,
drastic
Adventure Time, so there's kind of like a lot of these
happens
kind of
during
like
this show here
collaboration
or
things, people
something.
like kind of using Minecraft. I mean, how do you feel about that? Because obviously Minecraft is so big, it kind of transcends a lot now. It's everywhere.
Yeah, it's crazy how big it still is.
Yes,
it's
right,
still
right.
Yeah, the thing is,
so big.
the shirts would
The
be
Adventure
getting
Time, I
palm
actually
trees,
did not know about, and I was freaking
which
out
would
about
be
it.
a
Now I
new
have to
building
go
block.
see that episode.
Oh yeah,
But
yeah.
like,
And
it's
some that
awesome
would
to see more. It's like still in the mainstream.
get the
and,
new
like,
tree
people go,
type,
oh, yeah,
most
that's
likely as
Minecraft.
well.
Like,
Yeah, I suppose it's sort of
Yeah,
testament to
actually
the
they will
community
get.
as well, because you know.
But
something
I think
like Minecraft that
Tiger
became,
Ban
incredibly popular.
it
know,
might
things
get
were
actually.
found in like the Guardian and like papers and
Was it-
TV, and everyone's
was
kind
it
of talking
Pine
about
Tree
it.
or
And normally
whatever?
when that happens, it's sort of
That could be added
it's
as
the
well.
kind of peak of a game, and then it disappears. But it's
Yeah,
just
the last
kept
trees
going,
added
you
were
know.
in
Do you think that's kind of
1.7,
testament to the
which
community
was
that
like
everyone just, I don't know, everyone
4
kind of
years
gets on,
ago,
and it's
I
such a sort of
I
special place
suppose.
that people want to keep coming back. They want to keep
But
building.
back then we got two
Yeah,
new
I
tree
mean, I think
types.
because of the amount
Acacia
of possibilities
trees
in the game,
and drag
like
oak
even like
trees
base
as
game,
well.
like way back in like some of the earlier versions, like you could do
But
so much
4
with the
years
game
is a
that
long
You
time.
were never bored. Like you could always do something.
But the
or
other
find
thing
a
is
map
that
someone made to play, and the
I
story
think F1
elements,
is
and it's insane. Like,
also
people
hoping
make, like,
for
cutscenes now
a
using,
cave
like,
update,
Redstone. It's
since
like
there hasn't
I've
been
played through
anything
some maps
for
that have, like,
caves
movie
in
segments, and I'm
even
like,
longer
what is
time.
going on? Like
It's like getting so,
So that would
insanely
be
crazy, but
like
in the
amazing to
best
see
possible way,
the
right?
cave
Yeah.
update
What were some
coming
of the
as
crazy
well.
things you've seen?
Yeah,
from the
Baba.
clips.
No,
I
just
think
general.
that's
Just in
what it's
general.
Well, even
called.
as part of the clips, like there was a segment that looked like it turned Minecraft
But
into like
since
a cooking
Tiger-
game where you could like
Tiger
it was like you need to get
Bam
carrots
only
and then like,
has
run into the kitchen and like get
spruce
carrots
tree.
and bring it back. It's just like turning
Yeah.
one game into so many other games.
My-
That, like I think
like,
that's why
I
it's
think,
still to
like,
this day,
one
like, still
or
everybody wants to
one
play
more
it. It's
or
cross-platform.
or
They keep
two.
adding things. It just
Maybe
it's never the
probably not
same,
more
and that's why we have so many
would-
different like
would
series and servers.
be okay.
It's different.
But
every
I don't
single
think
time.
the ores would
Yeah.
be the main
It's quite amazing. really.
part of the cave
I
update.
suppose what we should
Like,
probably do
the caves
now is
could
talk a little
be
bit about today's agenda, because there's so
completely
much stuff that's coming up.
changed,
So why don't we
like
take a
the-
look at what's going to be happening
the
today?
way it works.
So obviously we are in the midst of the pre-show here.
Yeah,
at,
and these
12 o'clock
times
noon,
here,
so that's-
like, they
oh,
are
yeah, in not
different
too-
for
in not too long a
depending on
time,
where
we'll
you
be
live.
going to the main stage for the full Minecon Earth
Baobab.
full performance.
I
I'm
don't know.
excited to know if there's
Like,
going
I
to
don't
be
know
like
how
a
to
musical
pronounce
number at
those.
the end, like last year, because that would be
So
hilarious
this is going to
and
be
wonderful. Maybe
110 minutes
let's see.
long.
And
The
then at
main
1:50,
show.
We've got the post show, so we're going to be coming back here backstage, and we're going to have
Then-
some very,
then
very
there's
special
going to be
guests to kind of
the
deconstruct
developer
everything
panel
that's happened and talk about what
later.
actually went on stage.
So that's-
and at
I
2:05,
guess
we're going
that's
to have
where-
a developer
where we
panel.
can
So any of
decide
the
if
kind
we
of, like,
want to watch
really
that as well.
super nerdy, nitty-gritty stuff about the game that you really want to know, they're going to kind of touch upon all of that, so we can go like go deep below the surface of Minecraft there. And then at 3:05,
So-
we're going to come back here, and it's going to be myself.
I guess we are
and
probably going to watch
Lydia
at that as
wrapping
well.
up the whole of
I think I read on the website that
Minecon Earth. So
they're
there's
talking
loads
about
of
like
stuff that's still to come up.
is,
But obviously, like, one of the
maintaining an
biggest things,
SMP, for example, and that kind of stuff. I think that's what I read. Oh, did the stream go offline? I think it did. Let's see if it's live now. Okay. Seems to be 360p, but it seems to, at least on my screen here, it seems kind of okay. I don't know. Let's see. Yeah, I don't. My connection's like, I don't know why, but my connection seems to be like going offline. Like almost in every single stream it goes off for a second at least. Sometimes it goes all the time, randomly. I don't know what's the reason. Like my connection should be like good enough for this stream easily. I guess we have to update the page again. It probably froze again completely. Yeah, it was fine, apart from the fact that the stream
So
froze.
instantly,
like
if
the
that
show.
comes through, I'm ready to.
I'm not getting in a
I'm ready
treehouse
to-
you built though.
Well, I mean, it won't be spacious.
Like,
but
I
there'll be
had
chests.
to update
I mean,
the
there'll be an
page.
assortment of chests. So I don't know if that's what I want
Guess-
from a
There'll be room
treehouse.
for all your things.
Yeah, say, do you think that's insinuating that the tree's like
Well, that
big enough that
is
you could
just
like
the
build into it?
stream
like
here,
a cave,
which
but
went.
it's
Or maybe I'm just being really reading
Just
into
froze.
it.
This is why we need to find out more information. We're basically
The stream went
very light
offline
information
just
there.
for a second.
The second one is desert, so let's take a look at that one. So here we are. So in desert we have an oasis, of course, palm trees and meerkats.
Like,
I
it could
really
be...
like how it makes a wibbly in the background because it's hot.
Yeah.
They talk about oasis. Oasis.
What do you feel about this?
That's
Any
hard
kind of things that really
one
grab you
to
about it?
pronounce
I
for
mean, the
me.
meerkat. I want the meerkat.
I
Like,
they
I'm
could add,
wondering if it's like
I guess those
they're
palm
gonna be
trees are
tunneling
going to be
underground,
around
maybe, like find them
sorry,
underground when you're
the
going,
lake.
or
The
if you
small
can tame
lake.
them. I mean, I'm
I don't
gonna
know.
say no,
That's
but
probably not going to
I'm
be a
gonna
new
try and look at them
biome,
anyway.
I suppose.
Lasso them, bring
It's
them
just going to
back.
be
Yeah, I think it's cool. I
like
think
the
that
coral
the
reefs.
desert, like,
they are part of the
has so much cool stuff
biome, and
in
they
it that would
spawn
make it more
every now and
viable to go
often.
to, which is really cool. The meerkats obviously are a huge selling point for me. I love animals in games. I'm a big advocate for just putting more in it.
Just
So,
more
Like
animals.
there's a
yeah,
desert
if I-
biome,
if
like
they do that thing, I mean,
palm
you can see who's
trees,
doing it right now, where they stand on their
meerkats.
back legs and,
That's
like,
all
knock
they
out.
say about
I'm a
desert
sucker for that,
biomes.
so.
Born of danger.
Oh my god! I hope they're in like
That would be
packs of
awesome.
like hundreds. That'd be incredible. Oh my god.
Yeah, the
That'd be amazing.
meerkat would
And
be
yeah, the final one
a lot of
is
fun.
tiger. So this one looks pretty special. Look at this. We get foxes, guys.
It's so cool.
Fox is
And,
berries
yeah,
and the
berry bushes
fireplace.
as well, as you can see there, and campfires.
Also, the fallen tree.
So this is super
And
pretty.
I think
like this one.
they
Look at the shooting
needed
stars.
that on
Yeah,
purpose.
I'm all over that. I
Yeah?
love galaxy stuff.
Like that can
Yeah.
that
It's
can
cool.
be
What do you
accidental.
feel? I mean, obviously, Cameron, you're a fan of foxes because,
Yeah.
you know,
It's the
animals.
foxes.
That's
I
his
mean,
thing.
there's other things. You know, I'm kind of wondering if the campfire is going to be functional too. Like, can I cook things on it? Because that'd be really cool.
Ooh, that would
if
be
I could
cool.
like
Yeah,
cook,
that's
like,
actually the
meat
thing.
over the top of the campfire. instead of
What's the
having campfires sitting everywhere.
functionality of
That'd be
the
a cool addition. And
campfire?
of course, yeah, foxes.
Is there
Yeah.
something
Big fan.
special to it compared to
Okay,
furnace?
so if I have to push you right now to commit to
Yeah,
one that is
foxes
your
would be a lot of
favourite,
like they
what
they
would it
would be
be?
so great.
I
Honestly.
mean, I know,
I know what yours is.
mine's the tiger. Yeah,
Yeah?
I gotta be a big tiger advocate. I love foxes.
I
I
think-
think the other things are really cool additions too. Like I say, the campfires
Like
are
berries,
awesome, and berry bushes.
if
is
they're
like a
just
really
going
cool
to be a
addition as well.
food
So I
type,
think
it's
altogether,
not going to
that'd
be
be
that
amazing.
special.
So I'm a big old tiger
But
fan.
if
Go
if
Tigers.
there's
Go Tiger.
something
I'm gonna go.
like
I do
a
like
special
that biome,
item
but
you
I'm
need
gonna go a little different.
r-
Yeah.
Because
you
while
need
we were
berries for,
looking at all of them, somebody
then
brought
it
up
could
a
be
good point that
like very
the
useful.
desert biome has nothing right now. Like
Yeah.
you go there and you're just like waiting to get out of it. Like you just gotta go across it,
Yeah.
maybe get some sand, and then you're done. So just
Yeah.
adding anything to that biome would be great. So like the meerkats, the trees,
That's
an
true.
oasis. Like
Yeah,
I'm
I don't know
all
how.
over that.
See, I think I'm down for Savannah. I like the idea of
Fallen
like,
trees are not
trolling
on
people
Java
away,
Edition.
Like putting termite mounts near their house.
That's the thing.
Just destroying things, you know. Look at that.
Also,
oh, sorry,
if you
did
look
I drop
here,
that near your
these
house?
blocks here, these are not grass blocks.
Didn't mean to, but really
I don't know what
But
blocks
you
they
love
are,
birds.
but that could
Yes,
be a
I
new
can
type of
clearly
some
differentiate between
some
different
kind of
species.
new block as well.
Awkward. Okay, so of course today,
But yeah, I won't
during,
mind any of these
during
biomes
Minecon
getting
Earth, our
updated
biome correspondent,
first.
Mr. Vu Bui, will be showing
Like,
you
all of them
when
have
you can vote.
some
so
very
how
great
you're gonna do this
features.
is you're going to go to Twitter,
And all of those
go
biomes
to the
could do
Minecraft,
with some
Twitter page,
extra
and there'll be a
features as
pinned
well.
poll at the top, and this is how you vote. Now, you need to be logged into Twitter for this. Okay, and if you
Okay,
haven't
you
set up an
need
account, I think we've got
to
about
have
half an
Twitter.
hour-ish before the vote actually happens, so you have
Yeah,
got
fallen
time
trees are
to go
one
and
of
do
those
that
random
now.
things
And we're going to have two votes
that
over
don't
the
exist
course
on
of
Java
Minecon
Edition,
Earth. So
but on
the first
basically on
one,
all
we'll
of
have
their
all three
versions
the
of the
biomes,
game.
and then we're going to whittle it down to the final two, and then we're going to vote on those as well. So you need to make sure you watch the whole of today's proceedings to know when to vote.
Okay, so there's going to
Very
be two
exciting.
votes.
Any kind of guess
First
which
of
one
all,
you reckon's
there's
gonna go first? What do you
3.
think?
We
Who's
vote
gonna
2
go
out of
first?
Oh, which one's
like 2
Yeah.
best out of
Oh.
them, and then the first one.
I'm gonna.
Not going to put you on the
guess-
spot.
Yeah,
I'm putting you on
like
the
that's
spot.
the thing.
I'm gonna
Any
guess
of these is
desert.
fine.
I feel like people are feeling weird, like because it's so like there's not so much to do now.
But
I think it deserves an update.
we have to hope
Yeah.
But I
that
think
maybe
people
they
just
say
contain
if they don't
like
experience it much,
this,
maybe
about the
they're
same
not so
amount of
familiar with it, so
features
I'd
as
rather
the
have one I
update
use more
aquatic as
updated.
well.
But
At
for
least
argument's
almost as
sake, I think
much.
desert could go first.
Oh,
Throwing it out
To
there.
to give enough like
Would you agree?
I have a
hype,
feeling
for
it might go
example,
first.
new-
But
new-
I really
enough
want
new
it.
things
like,
to
I mean, I'm glad
explore
all of
on
them
the
are
biome.
happening, but like eventually. But I would like that one. Like one of the top 2, please, please.
But yeah, of course, you know, we're not voting any of these away. They are going to be all updated
Okay.
at some point. We're just picking the order.
Yeah, that's
in
the
which it's gonna
important
happen.
thing.
So don't
All of them are
stress
going
too much about it, but
be
we do want you
coming
to go and vote because obviously
to the
you know,
game at some
the
point.
sooner it gets voted in, the sooner you can be playing, which is cool. So now we have
It's
a
just
very special guest.
which
who's gonna
one
be
comes
joining
first.
us. Could we please
For,
welcome
for example, the
Miko?
last one is
Come on
going to
in,
come in
Miko.
like
just waiting back there. I feel like we need some sort of jazzy
After a
music
couple of
to-
years, not before that.
Thank you.
Miko!
Yeah, okay,
How you
fair
doing?
enough, Frankie.
I'm good. I'm so
Well,
excited to be here.
have a nice
We're
dinner.
really happy to have you. Do you want to explain to the Minecon audience? Like,
Yeah,
what you
that's
do
the
exactly in
best
regards
thing
to
about it. all of
Yeah,
these
so
are
I'm
going
a
to
game
be coming.
designer, and really what we do is we focus on the player experience. So we think about the problems that players
Like,
have and how we can solve them. And we do a lot
last
of
year,
the
when
behavior
we
of when things
voted
get
for the
added to
mob,
the game. How's it going to
since
work with
only
everything
the
that's already
winner
there?
The fun stuff.
Phantom
the logistical fun
is in
stuff.
the game
Very
i-
logistical,
and is
yes.
coming into the game.
So I believe I've
Like,
been told you got a rather
it's a
special
shame
video
they
to show us.
did
Would you
like
to
3
introduce it to
mobs.
everybody?
Yeah, I'd love
That
to.
could be in the game.
I came here today to talk about a world we made called Inspiration Island. And it really
Yeah,
focuses on
that's the
creative
thing.
mode.
I guess that's
We
why
were thinking about how when people
they
start
are
playing
now.
Minecraft,
They are like,
you know, they can be
let's add all of
intimidated because
them
they see all these
at some
amazing
point.
things being built online,
But let's
and they're
give
not
a
really sure where to start.
purpose for
Or maybe
the
they get in the game and they just kind of want
like,
an idea of what they should build today.
for the vote.
And that's really why we made this world. So I'd love to show you this video.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, that's like that's so
we
great.
do a video where
If we're going to get
go
Austin.
here and try to teach you how to build things.
Oh, well, this looks really cool. So it's like a big theme park.
Like, I think that
Pretty much
Phantom
like
is
a floating theme park in the
disappointing.
sky filled with challenges.
I think it
This
had
is a
more
home base area where you can build whatever house you want.
potential
And then there's
to become
5 areas
something
around it that
better
focus on different
than
techniques.
what it became.
Okay, this looks so cool.
I think, like, that's my honest opinion. It's not that special,
Oh wow, mirror.
although it's
Yeah, this
useful
one's about statues
to
and
kill
working
them.
with stairs and
But it's
slabs
a bit
to kind of build big
because you need
structures.
phantoms
Oh wow.
to repair Elytra. Yeah, I think something is missing from them. They're too plain. They
And this
just
is my favorite
like the only
area.
thing they do
It's really
is they
fun because
fly,
you put a map in your hand and you can kind of see it come to life.
and they
when
only
you
spawn
put all
when
the
you haven't
blocks
slept in
down.
ages.
Cool.
Like there's nothing else
And
special
this
to
one
them.
has themed challenges to do.
If you just wait for the day,
Ah yes, we
it's
all
not
need to learn
that
more
hard
about this, because
to
frankly, I
dodge
just
them
blow
either.
everything up and it's never really what I want to happen.
So you can like
course.
easily survive.
And even though we made this
Yeah,
world
it's not a
for people
challenge.
who are newer to Minecraft or new
Only
to
that
creative mode,
the only thing is that
we
they can
also put a few
surprise you
surprises in
when
there
you
for
don't
advanced
expect them to
builders, too.
spawn yet.
Ooh, okay. So
Yeah.
there's cool stuff they can find and do.
Yeah, they can really
Like the
challenge
membrane
themselves.
has
Oh,
2
that's so
uses:
cool.
to repair
This looks so
Elytras
fun. Can you
and
make this for
to
real,
make
please?
potion of
Like
slow
in real
falling.
life, so we can just go.
But I still think
It'd
something is
be
missing
quite
there as
expensive,
well.
I'm sure, but like that'd be so fun. I'd go there.
Like I
Totally
won't
go there.
mind a Phantom
so yeah,
revamp at
when
some
can we
point
get it?
as
When can
well.
we get our
Yeah,
hands
some
on it?
kind of update.
Yeah, so it's coming out later this fall, and it will be free in the marketplace.
Oh my god, amazing! That's
Yeah.
Yeah,
Really
they
pleased with how it's come
attack
out.
you very
I'm
rarely.
really proud of it. Yeah, a huge
Like
group
they
of people
fly on the
worked
sky for
this,
ages and
can't
then
wait for everyone
they
to do
hit
it,
you
and
once.
Maybe we'll see you guys in there too.
Ooh, you can have a go.
Yeah, he needs it really
But
bad.
yeah, 5 minutes
That-
until
that-
they
that
show
building.
itself.
Quick.
It's for the
It's
newer
coming
players.
closer.
I don't know any of this stuff.
I guess we probably have to wait.
No idea
The
what's going on. It
up
looks incredible.
next
Is this
update
kind of like a
announcements are
Minecraft,
going to
like,
be in the
intervention where it's
later
like, you know
half
what, Callum,
of
we really
the.
need some help
Is this
with
whole
building.
Is this a
So
big
we've
setup?
created this
Yeah.
for everyone. But
That's the thing. When I first
Yeah, maybe- I mean, I
jumped
get
on
it.
in
I'm more than
1.13
happy to accept the help,
and
so
I didn't
let's get
sleep
the
for
Penguinish
ages,
Island, I'm ready.
and I forgot
amazing. That's
phantoms
really cool.
exist.
I
They
mean, we are
like
almost at time
surprised
for kind
me
of the main
and
show, but not quite yet because I still want to ask you guys some questions because
like.
you guys are actually in the
But
main
then I just
show.
ran away for a moment and then
little bit.
I was
Leak the
alright.
secret.
What? But so what can you? I mean, I sort of want to know, but don't want to know, but do want to know.
Like-
What's happening? Can you tell us what's going to happen?
If you just don't expect them at all,
In there later on,
Little sprinkling,
and
little
most
salt bay.
usually you
Little
won't
baby salt
expect,
bay.
but it's only the first hit,
There's a whole bunch of
and if
cool
you have like
secret
any
stuff
kind
that
of
we actually don't know
armor,
about.
you are
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah.
They literally like during rehearsals shut off everything. We were like, really?
And
Come on.
during
We're
the
like,
time
"Oh."
it takes
Yeah, someone came around and turned off all the TV.
during the days and nights you don't sleep.
I was like, what's going on? They were
During
like, nope.
them,
Nope, not until the day it
you
airs.
will
I
have
was
so
like, "Ah,
much
you don't
time to
trust
get
us?"
there
So
the armor,
we
for
know
example,
about as much as
that
everyone
you
else knows, and we're in it.
Yeah.
So
Oh no, it just means it's going to be something really good.
yeah, oh, it must
Yeah,
be.
that's true.
It must be.
Yeah.
It's got to
What
be.
do you know, Miko?
yeah, that's
You know
that's
some
like
stuff.
one of the main
Miko
things that
knows
should be
things.
updated
Come on, Miko,
as well.
Look at the info.
This isn't fair.
Like
Inside
definitely.
Yeah, but you know I won't tell you. You're about to find out.
Yeah, but I'm really impatient. So tell me now.
But yeah, I'm really happy actually
You
that
love
I
it,
decided
though.
to
I
stream
think
this.
you're gonna be really excited.
Really?
Yes, it's good.
Probably I
Show
will
me
make
Miko's
some
face.
kind
I
of
know.
video about the
I
features.
get a feeling it's
We're
something
Announcements.
cool.
twins.
It's something cool.
But you can't
Possibly.
bond with her to get the info.
Yeah,
But I guess this is better.
purple.
Doing it right now.
I mean, I don't know, like, obviously this is kind of a bit like Christmas. Does I mean, everyone who kind of like works with the game, is it the same kind of vibe? Because obviously for the creators, it's so exciting to find out what's happening next. But it's the same kind of vibe with everyone who's like involved in the game as well. Like when
2 minutes.
Oh, definitely. I mean, it was already one of my favorite games before I worked here, and there's so much.
Okay, they're talking about
yeah. It's so awesome to see
working
people
for.
like you working and making your own
that wasn't.
content and all the marketplace.
You saw that
creators.
screen went a bit.
It's like the game
like
that
it
keeps
went
on
white.
giving. It's so awesome.
Yeah.
The
so,
colors went a little bit off.
I feel like yeah.
Not just a
I'm
little bit.
really excited. They're almost ready to go on the stage, I think, but not quite yet. I feel like we should make a ridiculous guess as to what's about to happen in the show. Make a ridiculous guess.
I liked your fire juggling suggestion.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's
Yeah,
got
they
to be a
shouldn't
musical
burn.
number, 'cause
Like,
that was amazing
that's the
last
number
year.
one
That
thing
was,
they
like,
could
so unexpected.
easily fix.
I would love to see the co-hosts for this year doing a musical number
Who
like
do you
them.
want to see tap dancing most?
Yeah.
Are we allowed to say who the co-hosts are?
Like
yet?
they shouldn't
They're
burn.
announced. Does everyone
It
know?
doesn't
They're
make
announced?
sense
Yeah,
they're announced.
for them to burn.
Who would you most like to see tap dancing?
Kind of Martin.
Hi, the Korean sushi.
I don't know why.
Welcome to the stream. Nice to see you here.
He would be, he'd be like suddenly him do it.
Show itself is about to
It's
start
because
in a moment
like
here.
he would look really good with a top
Yep,
hat on and
Minecon
holding a cane. That wouldn't
time
look
right
weird
now.
on Martin.
That's it.
At all.
Look how it's
And you're
going.
Like, he's probably been
I hope
having
it's
like
going well.
sneaky dance lessons all this time.
Yeah.
Lately.
How about to
I
see
would
some
watch Chad. That'd be
new
interesting.
That might be good.
Yeah.
Too.
Some like
announcements in
freestyle
the moment?
interpretive ballet. I don't know.
I don't
What's
think
it by?
I don't think there's a bad answer actually. Any of them
Yeah.
doing that would be incredible to watch. I
I
think.
was thinking of Big B too. I'm like,
Yeah.
I think any of them.
Any of them doing a giant musical number.
Yes.
So now if they don't tap dance into a musical number.
We're gonna be
Yeah.
Okay, I think they're probably going to say the last.
I feel like if they don't do it, that afterwards
Yeah,
we should do
I
some sort of, like,
watched
social
some of
media live
his
stream
Big
where they
B's
make-
videos.
where we make them do it just because
Especially
I feel like we
during
built up
Friend
a-
Orphan.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, do you think like in the game there's going to be something really particular? Has there been any kind of like rumors, words on the grapevine that've been out there?
I honestly, it might sound weird. I try and stay away from it.
Really?
Because then when I come to
Yeah,
events like
he's
this,
one
or
of the
big
co-hosts.
updates, I find out all about it at once.
That's
and
very
I'm
true.
genuinely like amazed by everything.
Yeah.
So like,
I think
that's
there
why I
are
always tend to do it,
5
like 1.13.
co-hosts.
We joined this server that had it all in.
Yeah.
I didn't know what
I think
anything
that's
was,
like
anything.
Yeah,
and I was like,
same.
oh my
probably
god,
a good idea to have
There was about 3
like
episodes of the series where I was still finding stuff, and I was
YouTubers
like, that's so cool. That's so cool.
as
People are like, how do
co-hosts.
you not know this? It's your job. I'm like, because I try and find everything out at once. I think it's a really cool way to do it.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of feel that way sometimes about like film reviews. Like I don't read anything because then you can sort of be really surprised. As much as I'm really pushing to find out answers now.
Okay, we are really close.
Contradictory. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like this is a big year. This seems to be like quite a big.
Okay, yeah.
You're like looking
I
at
know.
Mika, she's
I'm like, don't look at my
poke her
face.
Like
closely.
I like his
I feel like it's
videos,
gonna be like a
but
really
I don't
big thing,
like
and
watch
it might
them too
involve
often.
Bats? I don't know. Like,
You're just gonna throw out random
I don't
words.
know. I'm just
in
saying
case.
random
Is
words.
that what you're getting from her? Oh, you're just saying keywords, like you know. Like,
Bats, elves, monkeys.
Oh, it happened.
elves.
I
Oh
don't
my
know.
God, elves.
Yeah.
That's a great shout for the future.
Okay,
though.
that's your
Let's-
crazy
Probably
guess
not in my
still.
top
Crazy
10
elves.
either.
Elves. What's
Elves.
that?
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
Like gnomes
But, like,
that can tell the future.
She gave
The
it too easy,
YouTuber
though. It can't be elves.
whose videos I enjoy to
Yeah,
watch,
make that a double
but like
Mika.
usually I won't have time to watch them because I want to watch others.
Oh well. So I mean, I think they're almost ready.
Or
on
am
the
I
main
busy with other
stage. I
things?
just want to say thank you so much to all you guys for coming and joining me. And well, I mean, not really giving anything away, but I fully appreciate that. That's what's gonna, what's gonna, happen. But I feel like I
That
made like a really
should
good
have
team
a
here.
use.
I feel like I also need to.
Yeah,
Like,
they're-
up my
they're
work.
just
Always
completely
watching
useless.
Those videos, it always makes
Chain
me feel
armor as
really
well.
terrible about. Like you feel bad about.
There
me,
are a
like,
lot
I
of
feel bad about
things,
all of my Minecraft
items
doing.
that are
How am I this terrible?
basically useless at the moment.
So this is good. I feel like
They
it's a
could
learning experience.
they could also
and,
focus
I
on
really need to-
those.
I say this every year.
Up your
Up my Minecraft game. Oh, my goodness. Anyway, all that remains to say is a really, really big thank you to all of my guests. And
Okay.
yeah, we're going to be coming back here for the post show after the main show, which I
Yeah,
believe
they're
they
going
are
to have a
ready to begin
short
now. So
brief,
let's throw it
like
over to
post
the
show
main
as well
stage and let's
here with
start
these people.
Minecon Earth 2018.
After that, there's going to be something else. Okay, now the show itself is about to start. Let's see. We'll probably get some kind of intro here. Yeah, just like this, like a minute long. Just kind of generic. By the way, is this the quality of the stream here fine? Or should I turn it up? Like the Minecon stream here, not the stream, my stream, but this stream here. Yep. But I guess that's the purpose, like that's the thing bats do in real life. They can scare you. But nothing else really. Like I don't know what bats could be useful for. Okay. Well, fair enough. Like at least I'm watching the other screen with like definitely not full screen. It's fair enough.
Hey Lydia. Hi Aurelian. I'm backstage getting my makeup done. Are you on the way?
Okay, so there's subtitles as well.
Almost ready.
So I can talk,
Could
so you
check
can
on the
still
other co-hosts?
see what they're saying.
Sure.
Even if I'm talking here.
Hello?
Hey baby,
Just a
it's
couple of
Aurelian.
cookies there.
Are you almost ready to go?
Pretty much. Just having a little breakfast.
Awesome. Hey, have you heard from Yemi at all?
I'll call her.
Okay, thanks.
Okay. I was kind of expecting something like this, to be honest. That they would have something like this before.
Yellow. Chad, how's it going? Ready for the show?
Yep, a couple
Absolutely.
of cookies.
Just gotta change out of my pajamas. Oh, okay. Can you check with Yami? I can't get a hold of her. Yeah, see you soon.
Yep, definitely Big B. I don't know if you watch OMG chat,
Go where?
but I do watch these videos every now and so often.
Gotta brush my teeth or something.
Okay, cool. Mind calling Martin?
Sure.
This is Martin.
Hey, are you ready?
I'm just about centered.
Okay, will you let Lydia know?
Will do.
Hi Martin.
Hey Lydia, just calling to let you know that we're all good to go.
Great, and by good to go you mean
Okay,
on the way, right?
fair enough.
Yeah, see you soon.
Okay.
I see you soon. you hear that? That's hilarious, isn't it?
Welcome your Minecon Earth 2018 host,
There we go.
Lydia Winters.
Yeah, that's why.
Hello and welcome to Minecon Earth 2018. I'm Lydia Winters, Chief
That's
Brand
why I
Officer
watch these
Merging,
videos
and
every now and so
today
often.
we have an exciting show in store for you. Oh great, you're all here. Hi. Right on time. Please
Yep,
welcome
there they
our
are.
5 incredible co-hosts. OMG Chad. Hi.
Hilarious.
Martin. Hi. Aurelian. Big B. And Yummy.
Like I haven't watched any of these others
We worked with
apart
our
from Big
co-hosts
B
to
and
create a special
OMG
segment for
and
each of
Chad.
them. We have live games with Chad. Chad, can you tell us about it?
Yeah.
Last year I did a little bit of
Spelling
a
is hard.
building-themed game, so we've just taken that to the next level.
Okay, and Martin?
I've got a really fun mini game that we're going to throw some real life elements into.
And Aurelian, you have a game too.
I do. We brought some best friends here to Minecon, and we're gonna put
Oh, that's great.
their friendship to the test.
Okay, luckily it didn't
Very
take too long.
intriguing. We also
fix
have a
itself.
talk show with Yami.
Yes, and I brought a special guest along with me today.
We just have
Ooh,
to
and you're
hope
keeping
it doesn't
secret. And
froze,
Big B, what do you have
freeze
planned?
like
I'll
in
be
the
doing
middle
a
of
few
something
tips and
important.
tricks on creating a channel.
Awesome. It is going to be lots of fun. We'll be sort of your spirit guides as we go through a show full of all things Minecraft. And speaking of guides, which one of us here is the oldest Minecrafter? Okay, Well, I actually meant not by age.
Oh. I mean, my bad.
I meant by start date. I'm
Okay,
November
like-
2010. Chad?
I am October 2010. One month ahead.
That's suspicious. Okay.
Well, I
we'll
started
check
playing
on
in
that later.
December 2014.
Okay.
We started about the same time.
Yeah.
Okay, Big B.
2012.
Sometime in 2009.
Okay. Have a winner. So in
I think I've
Minecraft
heard
we're senior citizens.
Yeah.
We're like 65.
We're retired by now.
But we're
3
here.
out of these.
We're here. Beyond the co-host segments, we have big announcements, including one top secret, super huge, we haven't told anyone, and I'm exploding with excitement kind of announcement.
You haven't even told us.
No.
Lydia's been walking around with this really
Okay,
creepy briefcase.
announcement
She's like,
coming.
Do not open this. Do not touch it.
I guess
or you'll
that-
be in trouble.
Anytime in
Let's
rehearsals,
hope
they're like, turn
it's an
off all
update.
the monitors everywhere. You can't hear it.
As well.
We don't know what it
We
is.
had our ears to doors. It was just the bathroom. We were trying to find everything.
Trust me, it's for your own protection. You'll learn about future updates to the game, and you
Yep.
can vote throughout the show to pick the next biome. Any favorites?
Like those are the
Taiga.
Yeah.
The desert, meerkats.
Yeah, the meerkats. That's what I'm going for. I don't want just a
the
huddle of them
biome
chasing
wolf
me.
and the update.
It's you, Chad.
Those are the main things.
Well, I guess soon we'll see who everyone votes for. And we also have to say hi to everyone watching.
Well, hi. Well,
We
hi
have
there.
people all around the world
I'm
tuning
watching
in
here.
at Minecon Earth parties in Microsoft stores, through NetEase in China, on Cartoon Network, as well as all of you at home with your family and friends.
Hi, Mom.
Hi, Boo.
Hi, Mom, Dad.
Okay then.
Quick plug.
We also have
Yeah.
Minecrafters across
Definitely
the globe
better.
who are hosting Minecon Earth live streams in their native languages.
Yeah, in theory I could do this in Finnish, but of course I'm not doing it.
Sono Kendall e volevo salutare tutti quelli che stanno guardando Minecon Earth e quelli che stanno guardando la mia live stream in Italia.
Hola Minecon Earth, soy el Mario 97 y estoy retransmitiendo el evento en mi canal de YouTube para todos los espectadores de México.
Hello la Minecon Earth, comment ça va? Je suis IIIII et je retransmets la Minecon Earth pour tous les viewers du pays de la baguette.
Ich bin Chaoscrafter und ich möchte einfach noch Hallo an alle Leute sagen, die die Minecon Earth gucken und Hallo an alle, die meinen Live-Review-Podcast in Deutschland gucken.
Hello， 大家好，我是阿沈。想知道今年的 Minecraft 改版了什么吗？快来看我在 Minecon Earth 看到了什么。
How awesome is that?
Oh, that's
As I mentioned before, we
were you
have
able to
5
recognize
incredible
the
co-hosts
languages?
with us tonight.
Although they
Each of
spoiled
them
them
designed
quite
a
quickly.
special segment that plays to their strengths.
Okay,
And
thing is that
first up,
I
we
understood
have
the German
Chad.
quite well. Because I've been learning it for
OMG,
a little bit
Chad,
over
you look
half a year.
amazing.
How you doing, Lydia? Thank you.
Good. So I was gonna ask you if you're ready for your segment, but I feel like
That-
you
that's-
are.
Yeah, I'm a little bit of a
Close,
ringleader
close.
in the next segment, so
Nice.
I thought I'd go full out.
I really like it. Before we get to that, though, I want everyone to know a little more about you. So, how did you get started playing Minecraft?
I actually got started on a live stream, so it's really cool that through all this history that I have with Minecraft, that I actually started on a live stream, so it's recorded, I have the footage, we were watching YouTube videos about Minecraft, and then we just started playing. My biggest fear was, wait,
Yep.
you have to pick up things block
It's
by
hilarious
block?
again.
Nah, I need a big editor, no way. Anyway, fell in love. Been playing ever since.
Good. Then it's online, so I can check that October
Okay.
2010 date and
Yes.
see.
Yeah, you can
if
hold me
that's the real
really
thing.
hard to that, yeah.
So in
Okay,
your
so basically
segment, what are
I
we gonna
started
see
playing
today?
Minecraft
Well,
on
last year
PS3.
I was part of Blitz Build, which is a total virtual building
Like
game.
at
So we
first I didn't
decided
play
to take that one
that
step
much, but I enjoyed it
further,
a lot.
Put it in real reality and see how our
And I
contestants
started,
do.
I think,
That sounds
I
amazing.
started playing
so
on
the
PC
stage
last
is yours,
year.
good sir.
Awesome.
Early
Welcome
last
to
year.
my building game, the game of building.
Building game about building.
Good name.
World of building.
The game of building. We don't really have an official
The game
name,
of
but we
building.
have 2 teams here. We have Martin and Aurelian.
Hi.
You guys are
Hi.
Team Lapis.
Yep.
Yes.
Team Lapis Block. And then we have Bigby and Yammy, and you guys are Team Purpur. Purpur Blocks. Fantastic. How are you guys feeling? You guys actually don't know what you're doing yet, so
Nope.
you're feeling kind of nervous would be my guess.
Yeah.
Let me explain the rules. We have down here a huge building surface for you to build on,
And they do have blocks
also
on the
a few
background.
themes for you to build. There is a specific word written on each of these cards that one of you will have to build, and one of you will have to guess the word
Okay.
based off of the build.
That makes sense.
In order to make your build happen, we have blocks. Release the blocks! Oh, there we go.
There's a couple of blocks there.
150 blocks for you to build with. You could think of these as like wool blocks. We also have a few
Yeah,
clear
those
blocks
are like-
over here on the side.
What?
Those could be used as glass or as air, as just air.
that's
as well.
smart.
Okay, we are going to start off with Team Purpur.
Okay.
Team Lapis, you guys can take a step back. Who's going to be building? Who's going to be guessing?
So I will be building.
Building?
Yeah, and I'll be guessing.
Guessing, okay, Yami, I'll have you
I don't know
stand
if you
over
have the
here,
game, like,
Big B next to the big pile of blocks.
where you live,
You guys have
but
3
here
minutes,
we have a
only 3
game
minutes
called
to
Alias,
do your building,
where
and there's
you
a
have to explain the
possible of
word.
6 correct answers. If you get to 6,
And the other
you've
has to
maxed
guess.
out. Congratulations. Hopefully the other team will tie you, or you know, I'm not.
Yeah,
I'm not
that's
that I have a
that's
favorite or anything,
that is
but
it's
I
done.
will only tie you if you get to 6. You ready?
Ready.
Yeah.
Okay,
ready.
we got 3 minutes on the clock. You can start building your first word. There we go.
Apple.
Okay, there's the first.
Car. Bed.
Well, a bed? Well, yeah, I guess.
Yeah,
Red,
red bed.
Okay.
Strawberry.
Looks a little funky. Strawberry.
Yeah.
I don't think I would eat that strawberry. Stage?
A snake.
Oh, snake.
No, it's not a
Okay.
snake. An axe. Pickaxe.
Mm.
Some pretty specific blocks here.
Red blocks.
Really close.
I am golem.
You should add 2 more blocks there. Then it would have been clear.
1 point down. Your next build is. There you go.
Sun.
Pencil.
A car.
House. Who would want to live in that?
Sofa. A pig.
It's not a house.
An ice cream. A hot dog. A
And
pencil.
remember, yeah, pencil. Wonderful.
Pencil.
You got pencil. That's 2 points. Your next build is.
Yeah, this is a
There
lot
you
of fun.
go.
Minecart.
Obsidian. End portal. Never portal.
I like how you're guessing before he even has a build
Coal.
down. This is great.
Boots. A sword. Legs.
Legs. That does look like legs. It's the beginning of legs. This build has
A
legs.
castle. A tower.
Let's see
You
if
might
it
have to
works.
really get in those blocks.
Because the
to get
gravity might
the colors you
spoil
need.
this.
Okay.
Now this is something that is implemented into the game. It's been implemented
furnace.
for a very, very long time. This is something that you might even say has.
A minecart.
Yeah, there you go, a minecart. Wonderful.
Minecart.
I would not want to ride in that. Minecart, that is
Yeah,
3
I would
points.
ride on
Here
that
is
either.
your next build. There you go. You have a minute and 15 seconds remaining. A minute and 15 seconds.
A bed. A cloud.
Legs.
A unicorn.
Exactly.
A Pegasus.
They do get more difficult as the builds
A
commence.
tooth. A skull.
A tooth? That's pretty good. No, not quite.
Cotton candy.
Cotton candy?
Yeah.
I've never had white cotton candy.
I've never had
Want
cotton
that.
candy.
Okay, looks like
Fun
he's
fact.
really trying hard here. You know what, Big B? You got 45 seconds remaining. I'll allow you to use some charades. Try to use this thing. You're gonna
Controller.
a game controller. Correct. Correct. Around 35 seconds remain. Here is your next build. There you go.
House. That should be fairly
you're
simple.
At, 4 points.
Cheese.
4. This would be your 5th.
A school bus.
What?
Let's see. Like one,
yeah, I don't, this is-
one wall
this is
of
a
a
sad
house.
banana. Is really what that is.
I thought it was a banana.
You should have put them on the other
Here
side.
we go. 5, 4, 3. House.
Yes.
You got it, house. Woo! That is time. That is time. You guys did fantastically. You guys got 5 points. 5 points. You
5
got
points.
house at the very last second. Okay, Team Purpur, go stand where
Team
Team
Purpur.
Atlas is now. Who's going to be building? It looks like you volunteered yourself.
I'm coming in to build.
Tribute. Okay, you're building, and you're guessing,
Yes.
okay? They got 5 points. You guys think you can do better?
I came in really confident to this. I thought they'd get like 2.
We've got a lot of work.
Too. I'm pretty surprised about that.
I'm gonna save my guesses. Conservative here.
You're safe as long as you don't
safe.
throw out a number. You gotta get or beat 5. And you only have the option for 6. So good luck.
Wow. Okay.
You ready?
Yeah.
3 minutes is on the
Oh,
clock.
there's only 6.
You can start building now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like it depends.
Wool.
Oi.
Cloud. Bowl.
Bowl, maybe? No. Oh, wow.
Yeah, 5 points for them.
Nether star?
Pretty good, Bill. This is...
Team Lapis, I mean. You probably mean.
You can get a version of this in the game. But it's not something that you would want
He
to
should remove those.
consume.
A star.
Those pink blocks.
Grab some more blocks. Oh, wow. Okay.
I'm trying to think how to rearrange it.
A flower. This is probably so obvious.
No, he really used the colors from himself, really.
Blue lapis.
No, not lapis.
Water. Eyeballs.
There we go.
It took a while to guess. But that, like, eye is it's hard to build an eye.
There you go.
That looks nothing like a spider eye, by the way.
No, but it is in the game.
Cactus.
Uniform. The cactus.
Cactus. That was a guess.
That is 2 points.
That was a fast
Your
guess.
next build is... Wow, 2 points already. You guys are doing
Sunflower.
Banana. That
I'm
should
just
be
gonna leave
simple.
that white block on there.
Cheese.
That was bothering me.
Banana.
This is not in the banana.
You had the one that was almost like banana.
3 points. Your next build is...
Okay.
There you go.
Mug.
Ryan,
That's gonna be hard to guess. Actually, you can build it.
1 minute.
Flower.
Seconds. Cheese.
It was yellow. I don't know. House? This is the same thing?
Maybe not the same thing. The same thing won't like be available twice.
A person.
Oh my gosh. This is a very minimalistic version of this build.
I'm working with what I've got, Chad.
I know.
A sandcastle.
So this is not implemented into the game as of yet. You can make something that looks fairly similar to it.
Yeah.
He is a big fan of tea time.
Teacups. Kettle.
No.
Tea kettle. Teapot.
Nope.
A coffee cup. Hot chocolate.
I'll give it to you. It's a mug. A mug.
Okay.
A mug. There you go.
Oh, they gave the word.
You got mug. Yeah, you help him out there. Your next build is...
Oh. Okay. You know what?
Boat. How about the boat?
Chocolate. Dirt.
If you get this, you only have 24 seconds
Chocolate,
remaining.
dirt.
You will tie it up.
A teddy bear.
A teddy bear?
I was brown.
That is not snuggly at all.
Candy.
You can use charades. 10 seconds left. Charades.
Swimming. Dolphin. Fish. Boat. Rowboat.
Boat. Got it. You got 3 seconds to build it. No. Time. That is time.
No.
That is a tie.
Oh. Sorry, the last build was castle. There you had.
Oh no.
I don't believe. That means
Was
that
it
you guys
castle?
tied. Go ahead and join Ari over there. Come on down here.
You get that? I can already tell this is a lot more fun than the last years.
You guys tied. That means that there is no real winner. We only just tied the game.
Yeah.
So I guess neither of you have bragging rights. That means only I can brag. Woo! Nice. Awesome. You guys did fantastically. You should be really, really proud of yourselves. 5 points each. Now we're going to toss it over
was
to
perfect.
Vu.
Hello, Minecon Earth viewers. I'm Vu Bui, and once again, I will be your vote correspondent.
Time to vote.
We are bringing you, the Minecraft community, directly into the decision-making about what goes into the game you love. This year, you'll be voting on what Minecraft biome will be updated next. We'll eventually be updating all of them, but as you know, game development takes skill, knowledge, and most importantly, time. So with this vote, your favorite biome gets to cut in line. At last year's Minecon Earth, you voted for the Phantom. Months later, and the monster of the night skies was swooping down and wreaking havoc, on previously fearless but ever sleep-deprived players. The same players who, for some reason, felt that zombies, spiders, skeletons, endermen, and creepers didn't pose enough of a threat to end their
Well, phantoms were
midnight
disappointing as we thought
I
about
was
this.
recently enjoying a nocturnal swim myself and thought it was hilarious that phantoms couldn't bite me from my aquatic position. They may like to fly, but they do not like to swim. Unfortunately, as I swam further and further, I found myself swarmed as new phantoms joined their friends and took turns swooping
Yeah, that
down
might be
over my
like
head.
difficult
Let's just
if
say
there were
it
like
didn't end well
just
for
a
me that
ton
night.
of phantoms.
But on to today's vote. To explain what you'll be voting on exactly, let's have Tiny Digital
Okay.
Jens and Agnes
Feel free to
take
do
it
that.
away.
Our deserts have always felt a little...
In need
Okay, we are going to watch these
No, in need of palm trees.
these
And
clips
some
again.
guys to keep things interesting. Jens, you know that meerkats aren't actually cats, right?
I don't know what they're called, meerkats.
Jens, everyone knows
If
that
like
meerkats are part of the mongoose family.
To the tiger! To the tiger!
in Finnish they're called mangusti.
There's nothing quite as Swedish as eating fresh berries.
Or enjoying a freshly crafted campfire.
Why surrounded by 1 or 2 or 5 foxes?
Yep,
the foxes
foxes.
are planned to be a hostile mob, right, Jens?
We haven't decided yet.
Onwards!
They said that they haven't decided if they are hostile.
Yay! Baobabs!
I think they
are
probably
the
won't
best
be.
trees.
You and your baobabs. Crazy trees with a silly name.
Still cooler than termites.
Ah, termites. The way they snack on decomposing plants. Just adorable.
Well, neither compares to the long-necked, feathery wonder that is the ostrich.
Hello?
That would be actually
So
very
it's
cool
up
to
to
see
you to decide
those three.
which biome we update first.
Like put its like head
Thanks, Tiny Agnes and
inside the
Jens.
blocks.
Aren't they just adorable? Okay, so how you'll vote. Make sure you have a Twitter account and go to the official Minecraft Twitter @Minecraft. There will be 2 separate votes, so make sure you vote in both. Don't worry, I'll
Yeah, there
let
are
you
2
know when
votes.
they go live.
First we
aren't
vote
getting started
which 2
just yet.
advance.
Just be sure you're ready to vote when the time comes and make
Yeah.
your amazing choice.
Personally, I hope Tiger wins.
To talk around the block with your co-host, Yummy!
Hey everyone, my name is Yami and I started making videos back in 2011. I love what I do, I love being creative, and I love having fun. So today I'm going to talk a little bit about myself and then I'm going to introduce you to a very special guest. So I went out into the Minecraft community and asked them what they wanted to know about me, and here's what they had to say.
Yeah, if you don't want me
Hi,
to
Yummy, I'm
watch
Georgia,
me,
and I have a question
listen to it,
for you. When did you first
go watch
start
the
playing
actual stream.
Minecraft and what was it like?
So I started playing Minecraft back in 2009, and the game was on browser only. This meant it was just creative mode, and we could only build houses. And so I went on there, and I would build my in-real-life house on the game. And then they released
That's just something
multiplayer,
I've never
which
done.
meant I could do this with my friends. And so we all made trial accounts, which is kind of naughty. And then when they ran out, we would just keep making trial accounts because we couldn't afford to buy the game. We would build our houses together, and we would all be neighbors. And when I asked the co-host backstage who started playing Minecraft first, it's me. I'm kind of a Minecraft dinosaur. So what's the next question?
Hey Yummy, I really love your videos. What inspired you to make your channel and keep on creating content?
So I've always loved gaming. And
Okay,
I've been playing games since I
she
was
is
a
like a
baby.
dinosaur in
I would watch
Minecraft.
my brother
What
play
am I?
on the Mega Drive,
Like
and
I'm
I'd sit behind him.
in the middle.
And then I decided when I got older and I carried on playing games like Call of Duty that I would kind of take that idea and put it into YouTube. People could watch me play games while I talked about my life, and I'd share my experiences with them, and they'd talk to me about theirs in the comments section. We made a little community, and we all feel like friends. So people loved watching, and it was super simple back then. I decided that I wanted to make some friends, and I came across a girl who sounded like me. She liked the same games, and this was LD Shadow Lady, and we've been friends ever since. I messaged her, asked her if she wanted to be my friend and add me on Skype. And she said, yeah.
I was thinking
through
about
her,
something, but
I've
then I
actually
forgot what I was
managed to make a
supposed
bunch
to
more
say.
friends, and these friends are who I create content with today.
But yeah, like
Next
YouTubing is
question.
such a fun hobby.
Hey, Emmy. I was wondering, do you have any pets?
So I don't have a horse, but I do have a dog.
I don't
and
have
she's
any
called
pets.
Sansa. I've had her for 7 years,
Fun
and
fact.
she's my best friend. I also have a cat
Dinosaur.
called Misty, and when we first got her, she was super feral and
Well,
afraid of
if
people.
you have been playing
And I
Minecraft
also
for
have
9
another
years,
cat called Astrid. She's my pride and joy. She's so independent and fluffy, and I love her. She's Misty's teacher. And finally, the craziest pet I have is Sonic the Hedgehog.
but yeah, I've never had
He's
any
super
pets.
old, and he has one
Fun
tooth.
fact.
He's super grumpy as well, but I love him to bits. Next question.
Hey Yami, it's Night, and my question for you is, what's your favourite part about running your own channel?
For me, running my channel, I love when I get messages from people saying that my videos have helped them through a hard
Dinosaur,
time.
dinosaur,
And
dinosaur,
that when,
dinosaur,
for that
dinosaur.
10 minutes or 20 minutes that they're watching my video, that they can sit back and relax and think about nothing else than me being silly on Minecraft. Another really cool thing that I love is when I manage to bring people together. So, a group of people who I asked if they wanted to
Like
join
honestly,
my
I think
roleplay
Minecraft
team
is
were able
like
to
one of
meet
the
in real
very
life
few
for
games
the first time
you
at
don't
my
get
meet and
bored
greet.
of very
This
easily.
was so exciting for me, and it just made me feel so special. And it reminded me of when I was
Because
trying
of
to
the
make friends with Lizzie
variation,
and how
different
hard
things you
it
can
was.
do.
But for these people, I made it possible for them to
Yep,
meet.
so many fun facts.
That is just so cool.
I like to tell fun facts.
Hey Yummy, I have a question.
Next question.
When you were a kid, what did you want to do, and what would you be doing now if you weren't running your own channel?
So first of all, I wanted to be a pop star, but I can't sing. I'm actually terrible at singing, so that I couldn't do that. Then I wanted to be
another
a vet,
fun
but
fact.
I
I
just don't
can't
have
sing
red
either.
blood, so I'd be a terrible vet. Then I wanted to be a jockey because I really like the idea of riding horses, but when I actually got on a horse, I discovered I was terrified
Do
of
you
horses,
like
so
all the fun
can't do
facts
that
I'm telling
either.
here?
And then I was kind of stuck because I'm more of a creative person. I like to express myself through storytelling and writing, painting and drawing. So I didn't know what I wanted to do. And then I decided I was going to do English language at university, and I was going to be a teacher. But then that's the same time I was doing YouTube, and YouTube took off for me. So I had to make the hard decision of, do I want to be a teacher or do I want to do YouTube?
Yeah.
And I decided to do YouTube in the end.
Singing is
and I'm
very
so
hard.
happy that I did, because I'm still managing
And
to
I've
teach
never been
people
good at
today,
it.
which is really, really cool. Even if I'm teaching people about being bad at Minecraft or how to build a house.
I don't know if
I'm still
Minecraft
teaching
has a
people,
panel
and
here.
I absolutely
Possibly.
love that.
Because there
Teaching
is
of any kind
one panel
is
about
super
running an
important.
SMP.
And now I'm going to introduce
So it's very
you
possible.
to a woman who is changing everybody's mind about science and learning. She's combining fun and education together. Please put your hands together.
Fun facts
for
are
Kate
beautiful.
the chemist.
Well, that's great.
Hey Kate, do you want to start off by telling people who you are and what you do?
Absolutely. My name is Dr. Kate Bieberdorf, and I'm a
Well,
chemistry
if I
professor at the
like
University of Texas at Austin. Hook 'em horns.
get some fun facts in my head
What I do is I go around all across the country
that I could share
and I
here,
try to do
I can
science
will
experiments
definitely
to
say
get
them.
kids excited about science. I really am on this mission to prove that anybody can be a scientist. You don't have to be a dork or a nerd. You can just be a normal girl who likes fire and this thing.
Wow. So what are we doing today? This looks amazing.
You like
oh, it
fire.
is amazing. You're going to love it. I hope. I think you're going to like it. So this is called Elephant's Toothpaste, and so I want you to help me with it. So can you please suit up for me?
Okay,
please?
cool. Elephant's Toothpaste.
Elephant's Toothpaste. This is what it's called. And so as you can see, we have to put on our goggles on, our gloves, our lab coat, because we want to be completely safe. Oh, we just
Physics and
toggles.
chemistry
There
are
we
a lot of fun
And
in
so
my
we need to
opinion.
make sure we protect everything, but this is called
They're
Elephant's
really
Toothpaste.
interesting
And what
at
we're going to
school.
do is take hydrogen peroxide, break it apart using a catalyst, and we're going to see if something happens.
So can I brush an elephant's teeth with this?
You shouldn't. It's probably not good for him, but we are going to produce enough toothpaste that we could, in theory, brush an elephant's teeth, but don't do it because it's peroxide, and that wouldn't be good. And then the elephant would be sad.
Yeah, we don't want that, do we?
We do not want that at all.
No. So I'm putting it on these gloves to protect myself. I assume this is dangerous.
Well, you know,
Strangled
don't eat
octopus
it, but
sniffing
as
a
long as we
giraffe
keep a
while
little
drinking
distance
syrup
from it,
are
we
also
should just be
slime.
absolutely fine.
Okay,
Are you ready?
All ready.
Okay, so the first thing we're
That
going to do is start with
description
our
of
Erlenmeyer flask. We're going to use a
your
flask eater,
singing.
Erlenmeyer, yeah, big one, right? Nice and thick to protect us. And so what we're going to use
That's
is take the
great.
big one first.
Yeah.
We're going to use
Oh.
35% hydrogen peroxide. So at home, you
I don't
probably
know.
use
I have
anywhere
no idea
between
how
3
I
to
would
5, maybe even 6%
explain my
hydrogen
singing
peroxide.
skills.
I like big stuff. I'm from Texas, so I want to make sure we have the biggest reaction possible. So we're going to use 35%. Okay, so that's step 1.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the next thing we're going to do is add our dish soap.
Okay. Oh,
now
this
we
is
use
nice.
Dawn dish soap. There's no chemical reason
Like
why we use
my
Dawn
daddy
dish soap,
soap.
but Dawn saves penguins, and penguins are my favorite animals, so I try to support Dawn.
Penguins
Thank you,
are
Dawn.
his
Yes.
her favorite animals.
Yes, they do. So what they do is they take this soap and they actually use it to wash
think
the penguins
that's what
that
I
have
heard.
been through oil
Yeah, my
spills,
dad
and so it gets
is
all the oil off of their
teacher.
body, and then they're
He
like happy little penguins.
teaches
Oh,
math.
that's so sweet. It is
Maths.
so sweet. Okay, so now I like color. So I gave you some red, and I've got some blue-green color. We're gonna dump it all, put it all in there.
Wow.
Yeah, all of it.
Looks so bright.
Oh, God. Oh, yours is really red. Oh, this is gonna be great. Okay, now swoosh. Right, put a little hip action in it. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Move it around. So what we're doing is we're taking our heterogeneous mixture and making it homogeneous. And now I
Like
think
it's
it's go time.
hard for me
It's
to
go time.
understand
Are you
because I don't know what
I'm scared. I
these
don't know what's going to happen.
Oh, okay, here we go.
letters
So
are
this is potassium
or
iodide.
keys,
What we have here
molecules,
is we're going to
whatever.
open it up, you're going to dump it all the way in, and then we're going to step back quickly.
Okay, quickly?
Yes, ready?
Right,
You want
I'm
to
ready.
count to 3?
It's hard for me
Okay,
to follow this.
3, 2,
I don't know what's
1.
happening.
And step back.
Well, well, that's
Oh, yes, that is amazing. Oh, my God. Okay, so let me talk about what we see here. We've got hydrogen peroxide, which is H2O2. We added our catalyst, which breaks it apart. We
Yeah,
shot
it's so
oxygen
funny.
gas out of the ceiling. Now, what happens here is we actually have dish soap
That
that's
is such a
trapping the
funny
oxygen gas.
coincidence,
You
isn't
can see
it?
the bubbles being
Penguinish.
released. And I don't know if you're able to see this at home, hopefully, but you see it's a
Yeah.
thermal energy being released because it's an exothermic reaction.
Wow. Just
Wow.
wow. This
Yeah, just wow.
Yep.
no words can explain this. It's amazing.
That was a good one, too. I loved it. Oh, my gosh. Did you like it?
Yeah, that's
I'm
just
kind
very
of
interesting,
scared, but
isn't
I
it?
don't have the lab coat on or the glasses, so I feel a little terrified. Did you know that you can actually do this experiment in the new chemistry update with Minecraft Education Edition?
Yes, you can. You have the peroxide, you have the KI, you can break it all apart, and you can do this
I
actually in
completely
the game.
forgot.
It is awesome. I love Minecraft.
Education Edition exists, and I think you can do this on Beta Edition as well. You can enable the chemistry things, whatever they are,
No, you probably don't. Right. Please give
and you
a
can make
big
some
thank
cool
you
stuff
to
with
Kate the
those
Chemist and Yami.
in the game. Like I've completely forgot
One
it
of the
exists.
coolest ways we use Minecraft to help promote STEM, other than crazy experiments like this, is with
Crazy
the Minecraft
experiments.
Hour of Code tutorial, and it's coming November 1st. We've partnered with Code.org for the 4th year to create what is quite possibly the most adventurous one-hour tutorial yet, Voyage Aquatic. Explore aquatic worlds and uncover hidden treasure, all with the power of code, and meet some very awesome video creators along the way. We've logged more than 96 million Minecraft Hour
We
of
did
Code sessions.
this
and
at
we're really
school,
excited
was it
because we
2
think we're
years
gonna
ago?
get to 100 million this
Or
year.
2 years ago, I
Visit
don't remember.
code.org/Minecraft to learn more and check back on November 1st to start coding underwater.
Yep, clever way.
Most people don't know that we have developed this proprietary technology.
Like you have to do
allow
something
quicker
a
testing
little
of
bit
game
insane,
features.
something
So instead of only
very
testing
cool
things digitally,
to get
we
people
use this sort of portal to jump into the game
do some stuff,
and experience things
which
physically.
what
So
they
this
might
is
not
where the
do
magic
otherwise.
happens. I go in there when I need to test a new map for Realms or for Marketplace. I'm not really sure how it all works, but it's made the testing process way more fun. Like Philip over here, he's experiencing some of the new aquatic features to inspire new merchandise.
It took us years to develop this technology, but once we had it in place, we could immediately see the benefits. And what's great too is that
Seems to be
the
lacking.
day in Minecraft
I don't know,
goes by
he's
way
probably in this
quicker
stream
than the day in
because
real life.
it's
So once
lagging
you've
for me
been
here.
there for an hour, it's been just less than a minute in real life.
Like
At
I was
first we
able
thought
to
it
hear
might be too
everything,
intense, but people
the
really seem to enjoy it. Another
like
trip
the-
to the Nether?
it froze
I had
you.
a little tangle with a guest. Hi, I'm Alice. I don't do any testing of features in Minecraft. I just really like to go on adventures.
The only reason we've kept this technology to ourselves is to make sure it doesn't end up in the wrong hands. Imagine creepers running around in the world or other nefarious
Yeah.
things that could happen. That's why we have some extreme
Wonder if
internal
creepers
policies
existed
on-
in real life. Just be careful.
Is that a diamond? No. It's, we're working on it.
Matthias? Do you still work here? I haven't seen you forever.
What year is it?
You guys should talk to him.
I guess I got lost.
Here at Mojang, we use the latest and greatest in innovative technologies to create the best game possible for our
Yeah,
players.
like this.
Hope someone remembered to feed my cats.
And joining her, Sax Persson.
Hey Lydia.
Hi, Sax.
How are you?
I think I've seen this
Like
person
I
somewhere.
promised at the beginning of the show, we have a really exciting announcement to make today.
We sure do, Lydia. It's kind of nerve-wracking standing here. As you know, we're always striving to build and evolve the Minecraft universe. We've gone into fiction books, starting with a Max Brooks novel. We're working on an upcoming movie, and now we're going to look into the future.
Sax, are you going to tell everyone we're going to have a Minecraft 2?
No. No such thing needed. Over the past 9 years, we've done over 10 major updates to the Java edition alone. So while people love sequels, Minecraft is way past Minecraft 2 already.
That's true.
It's a game that's always changing,
No
always
Minecraft
expanding.
2 confirmed.
No, what we're going to talk about today is where we want to take the Minecraft universe next.
So you're going to tell us about the future.
Future.
Yeah. Like I mentioned, we've been expanding with stories, but since we love games, we want to expand the Minecraft universe with new games. Standalone games in the blocky Minecraft style that you know and love, but with brand new stories and new game genres.
Wait, Sax, it sounds like you're saying there might be new games, like plural?
Yeah, that's right, Lydia. There are multiple new projects in the works. And today,
very
we're
interesting.
ready to give you all a peek at one project, which has been very near and dear to the Mojang team.
That's true, Sax. We've had a small, passionate, and dedicated team at Mojang working on something truly special. I know we're all really excited to finally be able
apart
to talk
from
about
that.
this project.
Exactly.
Hi to everyone in Stockholm. I'm so proud of what they've been
Something
making,
new
and today
coming now.
I'm truly thrilled to show you all the first look.
This is a brand new game by Mojang. It's a reimagining of Minecraft as a completely different experience.
Yeah, I remember
so
it.
we've taken the combat mechanics of the core Minecraft game and turned it into an adventure game in which you fight monsters, explore environments, find treasure, and earn even better equipment.
You can play the game by yourself or join a friend's adventure. Up to 4 players can team up and take on bigger challenges and
No, they just said no Minecraft 2.
For every Minecraft player, but also for everyone else, it's gonna be
It's
an
gonna be
experience
different.
that they've not really done before in the universe.
It's kind of
As
like
a
a
player,
similar
you can
team,
expect to
but
visit
this is going to be
brand new
something different.
locations Set in environments never before seen in the Minecraft universe. There will be a ton of new mobs that are all unique to the game.
You saw
and
some
of course,
sneak peeks
brand
there.
new boss mobs.
We're so excited to reveal what we've been working on and to see what you think.
Coming 2019. You can see the story mode team here. No, there was one like short moment when it wasn't blurred. Yeah, it looks pretty interesting. Evil villagers. Exactly. I wonder what's there. I've never played story mode. Minecraft dungeons. Yeah, I think it might be a lot of fun to play it at some point.
How cool is that?
I guess that's going to be a dungeon game.
This is the beginning of our expansion of the Minecraft universe into new game genres.
It's going to be great, but that's all we have to share today, so stay tuned to Minecraft.net for more details in the future.
Thank you so much,
More
Sax.
details coming soon. It's coming next year.
At Mojang and Microsoft, we believe in using Minecraft to build a better world. through education, our joint program with UN Habitat Block by Block, or new initiatives like Coral Crafters, taking Update Aquatic and adding an aspect of making the world better. We've been working to use the game to have a worldwide positive influence. But we're not the only ones who are building a better world.
Yeah, there's
Since the very
2019 next
beginning,
year.
Minecrafters have been using the game to impact the world around them.
Let's hope it's not like
Our
super
new
duper
Meet a
graphics
Minecrafter
back.
YouTube series aims to highlight inspiring stories of what people are doing with the game. Let's take a look at our first Minecrafter, Stephen Reed. He's using Minecraft to help give people a new perspective on a very difficult issue by allowing students to have an in-game experience of life as a refugee.
Cookie eating competition.
Teaching the tough stuff. The important thing for me is putting children in
It has to be something cookie related,
What's
right?
it like to be in the position of someone else? So we developed a refugee crisis learning resource within Minecraft, and that's a series of lessons that the teachers follow and a series of Minecraft worlds that the children work within and follow that narrative. You are a refugee. You have just been forced to leave your home because of conflict. And
Like
you
it's
need to
cool that
take a
Minecraft
journey
can be
to
used
try and reach
like
a safe
educationally
place. At one point
in
you
this
are
kind of
trafficked,
situations.
Then another point you cross a minefield, you meet other refugees, you stay in a refugee camp. That's the narrative. So it's ultimately an adventure map but a very dark adventure where children become refugees.
Först trodde jag bara att det var hoppa på en båt och åka
I
till
don't
ett
know.
annat land, men att det är mer
I want to see more information about this first.
man inte tänker på. Ja, det är liksom inte bara att fly från landet.
Oh, nine likes. Yeah, thanks for everyone who has liked the stream, by the way.
ska behöva gå igenom.
Some of the hardest things I've ever taught, but
I hope you
also
enjoy
I can see
what
how
you see
much
here.
they love it.
So the ultimate output for me with a project like the refugee crisis
Feel free
is
to also subscribe
teaching
if you haven't already.
life skills. How do we teach our children to make good decisions about when to take action and what action to take?
In order to create something good and create a world that we all want to live in the future,
3 of
we
them
have to
are you.
teach our kids empathy
Okay, great.
and understanding of each other. And I think that's the base for an open heart.
We're incredibly proud of what people around the world have done and continue to do with Minecraft. Empathy, kindness, and discovery have always been a huge part of this community.
Okay, I know
Minecraft is
in
all
one.
about learning from each other and building
I
incredible
know
new
there's a
things.
town in
Whether
Finland
that's using the
that
game
they
to make a
have
real-world
been
impact,
building
like
the
Stephen
town
Reed is,
in
or
Minecraft.
creating
Like
amazing
everyone is
experiences that can
like able to
entertain,
join with that
inspire, and
if they
delight
want
you.
to.
We've teamed up with Target and Nox Crew to create a special new minigame
Yeah, this is
called
the minigame
Grid
for
Runners. Last week, we
Better
gave it
Edition.
away in Target stores around the US, and at the end of the show, we're making it available for free worldwide.
Okay, it's going to be free as well.
Decided to take
So
the
you can get the
game
free
one
minigame
step
on
further.
Bedrock Edition.
Please welcome him to the stage for Grid Runners Live!
Welcome to Grid Runners Live at Minecon Earth 2018. I am your game master in the Littlewood, also known as Martin, which is a little bit weird to say because if you know anything about the Nox crew, you will know that over the years they've created tons of mini games, tons of game shows, and I've been a contestant. But today we are turning the tables. Let's go and meet the teams. First and foremost, we have the yellow team, Noxite from the Nox crew, Aurelian, who we met earlier on. How are we feeling about this little role switch, huh?
I wouldn't say I was overjoyed.
Yeah,
No.
I have seen some clips
So
about
let's
it.
talk about Grid Runners then. So how long did it take to
It
put
would-
together, and what does it contain?
Okay, so the Grid
I could
Runners
have a
you're going to see
look at
today,
it,
the
because
part
I do
is
have
just
the
a
Bedrock
fraction
Edition
of
as
the
well.
actual full map.
Gotcha.
The full map took us about 3 weeks to make.
Wow.
We're an entire team of people, so I'm the guy who makes all our sound effects.
You are.
So every time you play a Nox crew map, there'll be a
Yeah,
button right at the
it's
start.
free,
You'll press
so
it and it'll go,
why not download
There it
load
is.
it
then
and see if
this
it's
is
cool.
Avondale over here. He makes everything work using redstone and command block.
So you built this from
I
the
would
ground up.
also
I'm
see
sure
if
you
it
play
if
tested
it's
I'm sure you've
there's
like
a
got
chance
stats.
to make
You probably
multiplayer
must
out
be
of
in
it.
Yami's ear.
To see if I can
What
stream
sort
it
of time do you think you can
someday
nail today?
possibly.
I think
I have to find out
we're a
if
really good team. I'd say we
it's
can
gonna
get it
be
in under 3
possible.
minutes. That's
3 minutes?
Yeah.
Okay, let's see if you can put that to the test. Yellow team's at the back of the stage.
Okay.
Let's go over here with the blue team. So this is going to be a series of challenges. There's 5 of them in total. Yami will go first, Amandale will go second, and they're going to leapfrog until they've completed all 5 of them. And are we ready to go?
I'm ready.
Okay, let's get the countdown going. In 3, 2,
like, if I find it very like a lot of fun, I will probably play it as well. Like, I don't play Beta Edition. I very rarely play it.
Yeah, I'm a pro.
Yeah, I could do that.
Seems to be doing the trick, doesn't it?
Since I do have Beta Edition.
There's no room for failure.
If there, it's like, I have to find out how I can do it easily.
Are you normally good at parkour, or is this normally a weakness?
I'm actually known for being super terrible at parkour.
Really? I genuinely wouldn't have guessed that. Oh, up to the top. Now we've got this little sneaky portion. Got to stay crouched to get around there. And then this is the cool action movie hero-like leap. There it is. You nailed it. Awesome stuff.
Okay.
There's parkour.
No, Joe. Come with me. Come with me. So, we are bringing it into the real world. Instead of playing there, you are going to take these beanbags, knock down each of those zombies.
Yeah, it isn't the best.
Beanbags, and whichever ones are left
like,
standing,
I like Charlie Souls more.
onto the clock. Go. First one's out. What? First one's hit. Hey, you get back out of there. Get out of there. Come on.
Oh, it's... Yeah, I've seen gameplay of this as well.
There's a spring one. Maybe go for the others.
It's kind of cool that they bring it as well into real life, kind of here.
0 seconds are going to be added onto the clock. And we are on to challenge number 3. Copy the painting.
Okay.
Very simple concept. You've got a piece of art on the right-hand side. You have to replicate it on the left-hand side. So don't mirror it, replicate it one for one.
Okay, any tips?
Okay. I don't know if there are a lot of maps and variation in this. If there is, I feel like this would be just a lot of fun.
Okay, and what's this on the scale of difficulty?
This one's okay.
This one's alright? Okay. Potentially the yellow team, I'm going to get a really, really difficult one.
I hope they get the hardest one.
Yeah, me too. I'm rooting against them, I don't know why.
Yeah.
So, if you do make a mistake,
we'll get it later.
use the shears to get rid of it, obviously. But we're doing pretty well so far. Looks like there's only a few more blocks left to go. And with each of these, if you stand on the pressure plate, you get awarded enough blocks to do every single one of these paintings, right?
That's right.
Pretty much, yeah. So we are getting towards the end of this.
One. Come on.
4 more blocks. Joe, come back with me.
These are a lot of different, like, mini games inside the mini game. I think that's cool.
Get in there, pull them out, and drop them into that little pot. Go for it. Oh, it's so slimy. That's a fish. That one.
Fish.
Here we go.
Come on, Joe.
2 fish.
I'm happy that I'm not hungry at the moment.
Oh no! That's a unicorn. What's that doing in there? All right, that one goes back in. Fish number 3. 2 more. That's a sock. That's a sock. I don't know why that's in there. There we go. The final 2 fish. Awesome. Yummy.
Just get all the fish out of there.
Challenge number 5.
Oh no! It's more parkour.
This time we've got water,
Fish
ladders,
abuse.
glass panes, and a very
Yeah, I
minimal
guess
window
that's
to
very
jump.
cool. Oh, that's cool, boy.
You're absolutely smashing it.
Welcome
Doing
to stream.
really, really well.
Taking my time.
That's it. Are you
We already got one announcement of a Minecraft dungeon game.
That's fine. Climb up and go for it again. You've got this.
Can I get up there?
It's like,
Currently the clock is
yep.
around about 2 minutes 52. You could hit that 3-minute mark that Ava
Can I get up this ladder?
I think so. Just keep trying to climb. There it is.
Oh no! What's happening?
Come out slightly from it. There
Almost there.
Okay, try and make that jump. Yes!
There we go.
Stop the clock.
3 minutes and 8 seconds.
Finishing in a time of 3 minutes and 8 seconds. Blue team head to the
Yeah.
back of the stage. Yellow team
Wonder
comes
if
down
there
to
was
me,
like
and let's see how they fare against
some
that time.
spiders or snakes there as well. Like living
No, I got
snakes,
to see
for
Yami
example.
do it, but
You just don't know if it's going to work.
this is like my biggest fear, and now it's come true. So here we
And
are.
that wasn't quite under 3 minutes.
Oh, yeah, that's it. There's a little bit of like tension going on. So what time are you predicting for your team then?
Under 3 minutes.
The
yeah,
same
under
goal.
3 minutes.
All right, well, I think we just get straight into
Jump.
it and find out if you're
Jump
full of it or not. So, 3, 2, 1, let's go! And this is your voice, right?
Yes.
Ready for it? Oh, we didn't trigger.
Oh, no.
Do it,
Climb
boys.
the cliff.
Climb the cliff. So the big spring jump at the start. Oh, we're skipping the corner.
Yeah.
We're skipping a whole section.
There's a lot of skipping you can do, it seems. That parkour is
That I get for
like they're easy
We're trying to
jumps.
blast through. Here we go. Pistons are out. Big spring jump to be had. Oh, you're going straight for the corner this time. Okay. If I was playing this, I'd be hitting the post every time. It'd be like comedically like
Safest
it
way.
just keeps hitting me. So just a ladder to get. Ooh.
Well, if you put the snakes like instantly, just a moment before,
so now we've got to sneak around the edge.
it might be. There should be enough time for them to survive.
Wow, no pressure, Mark. Thank you.
That's fine. I'm piling it on. Oh.
When you open your inventory.
Okay, next time I won't pressure. Zero pressure next time.
Oh. It all went. Okay, maybe not under 3 minutes. Maybe 3 minutes.
3:07.
2 seconds.
Yeah.
Still beating 3:08. Okay, here we go. Into the corner.
Rip.
No, we're back again.
Okay.
You've got this. Slow refs. Take it
Breathe
easy.
it in. Actually, we have the creator of this game. You wanna?
Oh, come on.
Don't put that pressure on you.
All right. Well,
I think he's already.
Steve Skin. Exactly. Yeah, actually, that's very true as well.
Oh.
All right, I'm gonna have you.
Rip.
You step in.
Okay,
You step
fine.
in.
Oh, now I'm gonna. It's all gonna go wrong.
The pressure is on.
All gonna go
Never
wrong.
and he's like, these guys.
Yeah. How do you sprint? No, I'm joking.
Whoa.
Oh,
that's
God.
brave not going for the post. You could end up overrunning it.
Steve,
Good when you're the game master and not the player.
Yeah, this is.
Yeah, they got
It's
moves,
so
by the
much
way.
more nerve-wracking when you have all these people like looking at your time.
This is 4 or 5 years of me being on the receiving end, and now it's your turn.
I've got this.
To Grimace. Oh, there we go. He's
Got it.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's get a drum roll as he goes for the big jump.
No, don't do that.
It seems to be the same map every single time. At least not parkour.
Okay, so most likely. Yeah, just as a little bit of revenge, I've slightly modified your version of events. So, same amount of beanbags. No,
3 zombies instead of 5. That wasn't hard at all. If you have any power in your hands to throw it.
The power in that arm is unreal. All right, once again, copy the painting. All you got to do is match the picture exactly, and you're good to go. There's a lot of like yellow in this one.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
The painting changes.
Oh, you're throwing them all out. This is tactical.
This is pro
But the parkour was.
And then she's just gonna collect them all.
That's not you.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Normally it would replace them. This is a big time save. I didn't even think about doing that. And here we go with the painting. This one's relatively easy, I think. I think it's easier than their one was. Yellow across the bottom, a nice blue sky. Look at this, absolutely flying through. The problem's going to be is trying to reach those top ones because
And the time
you
is
either have to stand
up.
at a really specific angle, or you're going to have to make a little leap in order to place it down. Only a few more boxes to go.
Easy.
Literally, in all of the rehearsals
Yeah,
we
the
did,
picture
nobody did it like
changes,
this.
but the map
I'm genuinely
itself is
surprised
the
about
same.
it all.
I was saving it for now.
Cards close to the chest, and
my
is that going to be
God.
the final block? There we go. All right, come along with me, Noxai. Yeah. Slightly bigger. We've just scaled everything up.
Where were they hiding this?
So once again, 5 fish, 2 hands. Let's get them. All right.
I call hacks.
Right. Oh no, mate.
I got one.
You got one. Okay. Here we
Yeah,
go.
call
Bring
hacks.
your bottle over. I probably should be touching your glasses. Right? Let me run these over here.
I can't. Oh, this one. Yeah.
There's a fish. All right, I'll take it off your hands. Yeah. That's,
Fish
that's
and
what
fish
I'm
and
here
fish.
for. Yeah.
The fish abuse
That
is
jacket
real.
ruined.
Oh, he dropped the fish.
Man. Oh, there's 3. 2 more left to find. Have you got it? Oh, it's slipping. He's going. Are you okay there, friend?
I can't.
You should have brought your goggles.
There's only 4, right?
No,
3?
there's 5.
What?
Time's up. Time's up. Oh, no, mate. Everybody come to the center of the stage. Oh, yellow team.
Can I have a towel?
Ready? Oh, yeah, you get a towel. There we go. I'll tell you what, I've got this for
Yeah, it's
myself as well.
decent.
Look at this. There we go. So, there we go. That is
But
Grid
since
Runners
it seems to
Live.
be almost the
First team
same
doing it
every
about
single time.
3:08. Yellow team, we couldn't even give you time to finish. So,
Like
let's
if
talk about
it
how that
had
went. What was
more
the feeling as you saw each
variation,
challenge?
it would be like a lot of fun.
Is that a serious question?
A little bit, rhetorical slightly. So, before we head on out then, thank you so much to all the contestants taking part. Congratulations to the blue team and Noxai. When can people... Yeah, round of applause. I've just tried my hands.
Good game.
When can people play this game for themselves at home?
So Grid Runners is going to be on the Minecraft Marketplace for absolutely free, and you'll be able to play it right after the show. I'm going to go backstage and press a big red button to release.
You'll try your hands first though, yeah?
Big red
Okay.
button.
Yeah, we're going to be slimy the rest of the show. So, thank you very much for watching. We're heading over to Vu now for an update on the votes.
I don't know why I had to check your message, Matty.
No, I completely disagree. There's no way to know who they're going to vote for, no matter how cute you are.
We're on.
Wait, we're about to go on?
You're on now.
I think the
well, hello there. So yeah, I
Minecraft
think it's
Dungeons
time
game
to
has been
vote.
announced
No,
as well.
cut it out. Okay. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh yeah, the game show. Yes, the game show. I really just want to see that one more time.
That was just hilarious, wasn't it? Look at that cameraman behind. The face of the cameraman.
I hope he's learned his lesson. Perhaps next time he makes an awesome mini game.
Yeah, you don't have to put your hand on the fish tank. Like, no, you don't have to do it.
Again to play out his game in real life. So back to the vote. I was chatting with my own co-hosts earlier, and we just can't decide which biome will win your support and votes. Maybe we should review them once more. We have the taiga, a cooler climate full of spruce
I think
trees,
the vote is probably
sometimes
up now.
not to mention a great place to gather wood. If you vote for the taiga biome, you'll soon enjoy delicious berry bushes, warm, crackling campfires, and wily foxes to keep you company as you wish the night away. Next up is the savannah, a warm and peaceful place to wander around, especially if you like tall grass. If the savannah is your choice, after the update, you'll be able to sit under the mighty baobab while staring fascinatingly at termites running around their mounds as ostriches just hang around. And finally,
what was good
we have
advertising?
The desert, often thought of as just sandy, barren
Was it
lands.
the taiga?
If you vote for this biome, you'll be rewarded with a
And
refreshing oasis,
like these
the cool
biomes.
shade of beautiful palm trees, while meerkats, who confusingly are not at all cats, scurry all around you. What will you choose? How can you choose? With such amazing options, the decision is a tough one. If I were you, I'd get all my friends on my side and vote right now. That's right.
Right
the poll
now.
is now open. So make sure
Vote
you're
is open
logged
now.
in and go to the Minecraft Twitter account to make your mark
There's
on
the-
the future of Minecraft and the
where you can
future
vote.
of your exploration of the amazing worlds in the game.
Putting your hand in the fish.
Twitter?
Thanks, Boo. I can't wait to see what everyone votes on. Have you ever wondered how to start making your own videos? Or do you wish you could take your video making to the next level? Long ago, I used to make videos on YouTube, and while I did have awesome pink hair, I really wish I would have had some of the great tips coming up in this next segment. Next up, we have Big B teaching you how to create authentic videos.
Hey, what's going on, guys? My name's Anthony, or Big B Stats. To help you understand
Well,
me a
Big
bit
B is
better
about
of who
tell
I am and
about
the person I've
YouTube.
become, I will take you back to the beginning. My name is Anthony, and I was born and raised in North Carolina. I have 2 older sisters, 2 brothers, 1 older than me, and 1 younger than me. Yep,
Those pictures.
I'm the middle child. Like some families, I never had the opportunity to grow up with my mom
Like the
and
other one
dad
looked
under the same
so
roof.
old and
My
the
parents
other one
divorced when I was
so
about
young.
2 years old, but I will always visit my mom on the weekends. Me and my brothers lived with my dad and my grandmother, and my sisters with my mom. It was always exciting to see them, and of course, sad when the weekend was over. Looking back, my family struggled financially, but my dad would use his last to make sure his sons were happy. That's just the type of dad he is. And it just so happens that we were big video game fans, including my dad. So we would always play games together, and that's where it all started.
Hey, what's going on, guys? My name's Anthony, or Big B Stats, and I want to talk to you today about building a channel
Playing video games and YouTubing, both are a lot of fun. What would be
Hi, thank
better
you for having
than
me on. I've just done a very quick change, and I'm not slimy anymore. So yeah, we've known each other
like
for a few years, right?
creating videos about
now, right? We've
playing
met at
video
Wine
games
Convention,
is
we've
even
done
more
content
fun.
together and some SMPs together, and today we're talking about how you got started in your journey.
Yeah, it was
so
through
of
my
course,
life.
we need to look at the start of that journey, don't we?
Yeah, I've been
We can
dreading this
see
moment.
one of your first ever videos.
Hey, what's going on, guys? My name is Anthony, or Big B Stats, and today I want to talk to you guys about just some upcoming updates, some other things like that. This is like my very first vlog kind of a thing, so I'm kind of new to this whole aspect of it. Not really sure if I'm looking at you or outside my window or something like that. The sun is like super bright.
There it is, mate. Yeah.
Well, we all start somewhere. I can remember actually making that.
Yeah, you can go and watch my first video.
And I can remember being in that room making that video. But we're all in this together, and we all start somewhere. So with that being said, we have a video to see.
Here come ours.
Hi everybody, I'm in the Littlewood, also known as Martin, and I'm just going to test out my new camera. And it's now leveled up.
This is
my
first vlog.
How's it going?
My name's
Awesome
Chad.
to see you here.
This is my cat.
This is my cat.
Kai with another video log. One of my videos has actually hit 1,000 views, which I'm really impressed with actually.
Hey everybody, it's Ori, or Aurelian in game as you call me. I just had my 600th tweet, isn't that so exciting?
Hi, I'm Minecraft Chick, and this is my very first daily Minecraft video show. I don't even know how I would.
Yep. Lol. Exactly.
It's so good. I remember.
Like if you watch my my first videos,
really interesting seeing them then.
I can guarantee you some are cringe.
So I started because I had a load of different things that I enjoyed doing that sort of fed into YouTube. But how did you start videos? Why?
So I started because I've always loved video games. I can just remember being, you know, in my same house. All my brothers were all in different rooms playing the same game on like LAN.
Yeah, like a LAN party.
I just enjoyed it.
Yeah.
And I always would also like find tricks in video games. So what I did is I was always looking up tutorials. How do you do this? How do you do that? And it was sometimes explained very long. And then I kind of thought like, hey, this could be explained in like 5 minutes. So I kind of felt that I could do it better. And I kind of took that step and started doing it myself.
So you were trying to refine the content that you personally enjoyed. So you weren't doing it for like fame or money or
no.
Like
okay, fair enough, food. But
to be honest, I was the shyest person in the
room. The big announcements are going to be coming on to later.
Right now. But I love it, and that's why I'm here today.
Exactly. You've got to do anything creative because you have a passion for it, not for any kind of alternate reason. Like, I combine passions. Like, at the time, I was playing loads of video games as a kid. I started trying to do some, like, radio presenting stuff, and then I started making videos about, you know, regular vlogs. And I just sort of combined all those passions, because passion just drives everything, doesn't it?
That's the key. Passion is so key. And I think if you have passion, then that kind of sparks the creativity. And remember, sometimes it's not necessarily thinking outside the box, but thinking that there is no box and there's no limit to being creative. So just be as creative as you can.
Well,
and
if Minecraft consists of cubes, they're kind of cubes consist of squares.
Just try out different things, see what works, what doesn't. But we need a way of capturing it, don't we? So we need to talk.
What did I just say?
On making content.
With that being said,
well,
so
cubes are like
every
boxes.
Day, I mean, today, everyone has a phone.
Yeah,
and it has a great camera, great mic. You see this post all the time.
Yeah, I see that, but I don't see how you can play a video game when you're doing that.
I can play with one hand.
No. I think you should pull out something like this. Like, they're pretty affordable, just like little tripods.
That's not bad to use. I can remember actually using one of these, and if it didn't match my height, you could use things like books to also match, to make sure it's level with you.
Yeah.
It's also good.
I used to use like books and like plant pots and like, I even know people who use a
yeah, good
nowadays
point.
Just like planted in something.
With like Minecraft like cubes are like boxes.
And with lighting.
Yeah.
Because Minecraft consists of boxes, you have to think.
Too much light.
We had a lot of light.
Like have to think outside the box.
Not bad to use. Daylight is perfect as long as it's day.
But we can think that the entire Minecraft world is a big box. So it's very difficult to think outside that.
Dark videos are hard
so
to
you
see,
have
so
to
again,
think
make sure
inside the box.
You want to make sure as well that you don't put the light directly behind your camera, because otherwise you're going to have like.
Well, please don't apply to me because I'm not obviously using any cameras here.
Here's half of me, everybody.
Is he wearing shades or?
Yeah, futuristic glasses.
So the camera mic, well, the phone mic is
Yeah.
also very good too. You can just make sure you're not too close, not too far.
Yeah.
Make sure you're in a nice, quiet place.
But it can pick up everything, though.
Exactly.
Like, if you've got like a little brother or sister who's running around in the background, it's probably going to hear them.
Definitely.
So something like this is really good, right?
Perfect. Just make sure this isn't too close. I've also had one of these. I've been through all of this stuff.
Yeah.
Make sure this isn't
He
too close
comes
because again, you
outside
want to be
the
heard,
penguin.
but not too much.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and there's a lot of like little
Do you
tips
know
and tricks that you need when
what
going
you
into
could
it. Like
do?
with audio,
You should
it
think
can be quiet,
outside
it can be
yourself.
boosted, but getting rid of that, you know, the little crackly sound you hear when it's like too loud.
Exactly.
Like that's that. So I know that I mentioned earlier I came from radio into YouTube.
So you have to think
I was really unconfident.
the
with
surrounding
like, did you find this
world.
Big time, big time. I'm very, very shy, again. And
Think they
the
sh-
one important thing I learned is really looking into the lens. That's very important. We spend
Yeah,
most of the days
that's
in
actually
our room looking into a
that's
lens,
actually very
talking to
clever.
ourselves.
Yeah.
But it's fun,
It
and I
is, yeah.
enjoy it. But one thing I did note that whenever I started doing commentaries early on around that time is that I would just talk. I would just press record and just talk. But I started to stumble a bit, so I started making notes. So make notes.
They're so good.
That's
I
good.
probably
It
should
keeps you
make
on
notes
track
as
of your
well.
topic.
Sometimes
You
I
don't
just
really
run
get
out of
lost in
things
what
to
you're
talk.
saying.
'Cause I just used to talk for the sake of talking, which probably wasn't any kind of value to the video. Like I'd record for 20 minutes and I'd go, I need to talk through the whole thing.
You don't.
But now I can record 40 minutes, chop it down to 10 if I'm doing something that's not so interesting, or even if I just say something that's just like, no one cares about that.
Exactly.
You can just get it out. And like editing is really the magic of making videos. You can add music for atmosphere and make everything kind of a bit more enchanting or intense. But you got to make sure you can be heard over said music.
Don't make the music louder.
Like
than
sometimes I
otherwise
just
you'll be,
feel like I
screaming
just
like you're at a concert.
Yeah, exactly.
run out of
Nobody
things
else
to
hear
talk
you.
about.
So we've started making content. What's kind
And
of
then I
next
just
after that?
Next
talk
after
about
that,
something
just
very
being
useless.
Consistent. Consistency is super important, and consistency builds trust.
Yeah.
I can remember me being a kid, and let's say I would come home every Wednesday, and I knew like a particular show that I loved would be on every Wednesday, 2 p.m. I would expect that, and I trusted
Like this is the
that.
thing
And on that
everyone
same
says,
note
be
with, like,
consistent if you want
Saturday
to
morning
like
cartoons, the intro is
succeed
always the
in
same, and
YouTube.
it's always something like recognizable. So you've got like, you know, what's going on, guys? My name's Anthony or Big B Stats.
That was all right. I can do a little bit better.
Was that not a good impression?
That was all right. That was good.
Fine, whatever.
But the key thing about that is it works.
Yeah, it
And
really does,
That kind of
yeah.
sets me off. Like when I turn on the camera and I say my intro, that is what really gets me into the zone.
So one thing that I noticed as time went on and I started to experiment with my content is that as much as I was starting to be regular and consistent with my videos, I started to notice that I would like panic myself if it has to be like every Wednesday. But you've got to allow yourself some breathing room. Some
Balance.
videos, yeah, exactly. Some videos will take 10 minutes. Some of them will take 10 hours.
Great YouTube tip. Subscribe to Obstacle. This is Nuda right here.
Hi, we made it to the compilation, Mum.
Yeah.
Hi. Hello, every channel. So no, let's go back to it then. So we were
Oh,
talking
that's
about,
hilarious.
Consistency. Some videos will take 10 minutes, some take 10 hours, some take 10 days.
Somebody
But you've
just
got to
runs
be
there.
patient with yourself, right?
Patience is super key.
Yeah.
And I can remember me like
Welcome
being
to
at
the
Minecon
compilation.
Orlando, and what happened at Orlando is I showed up, nobody knew me. So you really gotta. So what I did is I almost took that as motivation. So what I did is I worked really hard, and now look at me, I'm an actual co-host of Minecon Earth.
Right?
That's
It's just like
hilarious.
a snowball effect, isn't it? But it didn't just happen overnight. It just sort of like gently made its way there, didn't it?
Definitely. Nothing happens overnight.
No, nothing does. And like, you know, talking about patience and stuff with yourself, you often have to have patience with your viewers as well. Because
Exactly.
there will be some people who will comment some nice things and some not so nice.
Exactly, and that's the thing. You need to know the difference between criticism, like constructive criticism,
Yeah.
and just mean comments.
Mhm.
So, like for an example, when I made videos, like I would say like a lot of times.
Yeah.
And you can
Like
get a comment
the
that says,
video.
"Hey, Big B, maybe
Like
you say
the stream
like
now.
too many times." That's constructive criticism rather than someone just
They're
saying.
trying to help you iron out like the kinks
Exactly.
in your,
And
know,
you can
your
use
work.
that to improve.
Exactly.
Not
yeah,
someone
yeah.
just saying like, "Hey, this is the bad video." So
Mhm.
you can always block the hate. It happens to all of us.
Literally every single person who's uploaded a video ever has had a mixed bag.
Exactly.
They really
so.
have.
So at the end of the day, just remember, we all have a right to be here, and that doesn't matter, regardless race, gender, religion, or orientation. We're all in this together.
And we're all here to have fun and just enjoy the process and build those communities. So I think that's the most important thing, really.
Enjoying the
Did
process.
this
Just
stream
think
go
of it,
off
think of it as
5%?
an adventure.
Yeah.
Really. It's
Every
like,
video is a new one.
exactly. You have an opportunity to bring people together, inspire people, create a community. So what I did is I asked a few of my friends a bit of their advice. So let's see what they had to say.
So my advice for anyone that's wanting to start their own channel would
Yeah,
be
Big B
to
is a nice
just
guy.
enjoy it.
Try and be unique. Be original.
Try to upload consistently.
Do what you love.
To never give up. You stick with it.
Don't compare yourself to other channels.
Always do what you love.
Do it for the fun.
Don't be afraid to show everybody your true self.
Have confidence, make friends, and enjoy your time on YouTube.
As long as you're enjoying doing what you're doing, then no matter what, you're winning.
Don't wait for anything. Just start creating.
Be so wholeheartedly and unapologetically
Yep,
yourself.
a lot of YouTubers have
You don't
been
have to
watching
put on
as well.
a show, you don't have to be something you're not. Your personality is enough, and as long as you're having fun, people are gonna have fun watching.
Yep. Sweden to get Echo Soldier.
So
SP.
remember,
All those
nothing
YouTubers
happens
I watch.
overnight. Be bold,
Every now
be
and then.
creative, and most importantly, be you.
Yeah, Stampy as well.
Minecraft
Like
is not just
I haven't
for
watched
playing.
Stampy
Minecraft is
like
for learning.
too
Some
much.
teachers say, well, they're just gonna play. They're not playing. They are learning, but in a fun way.
Playing
So
is
that is
learning
why
in a
they
fun,
say when you
fun
come to the
way.
classroom.
Aprender de Minecraft es como para mucha gente un sueño que lo hayan hecho, lo hayan incluido en el currículum oficial de la escuela. Muy padre.
I think Monterrey is like second or third biggest city in
Has
Mexico.
actually helped them develop skills that they didn't even
Yeah,
know
a lot
that
of
they were
YouTubers
gonna
are
be developing so
appearing
far.
in this live stream. It's pretty cool to see all of them
Just
there.
a couple of months ago, we were part of this incredible program named Coral Crafters. With that, we were helping the environment in our country, well, actually worldwide, to create a coral reef.
Se siente muy feliz saber que algo que tú diseñaste va a estar ayudando al mundo.
Yeah, this Coral Crafters thing is really cool as well.
In Minecraft. And after it was built in Minecraft, that was then
Like
going
I've
to
never
be
actually
made
watched
with,
Stampy too much.
an
Like
element named
maybe a there and
which
there,
helps
but
to
nothing
foster
more.
the growth of the coral reef much faster than in regular circumstances. And once it was constructed, now it was going to be placed on the coast of Cozumel.
Algo que él y yo diseñamos que va a servir al mundo. Algo que los
Yeah,
está
like
ayudando
corals are very
a
getting
que viva más tiempo. Es
endangered.
algo
Like
fantástico.
And for them,
the amount
even
of
for
them,
us, it's
like the
amazing
corals are
that something
dying
that
very
they love
quickly.
to use and they like to work around
Because the
has helped
temperature
them
of the
develop
oceans is
something
rising.
in order for them to help their planet. And that's what we want to teach our students.
It's really incredible to see what Minecraft can do in the hands of a fantastic teacher like Patricia. We have amazing educators across the world using Minecraft education to inspire their students. The first voting poll is about to close.
Okay.
Don't forget to vote and pick
Soon enough
which
we will see
biome gets
which
worked on
biome
next.
is not going to be
Last
updated
year at
first.
Minecon Earth, we introduced the features of the Update Aquatic. Since it's been released, it's been one of our most loved updates.
Yeah, it was a
Underwater
great
became
update.
A magical
Like I
place
said.
where anything can happen.
Ah, the ocean. What a grand venue. A vast space of nothing. Peace and quiet. A place for solitude and reflection. Oh well, at least it used to be.
Update Aquatic
Yes,
for
we
the win.
get it. You're adorable and you can dive. Big whoop. Come on, hurry it up, you dawdlers. I haven't got all day. That's more like it. Majestic.
Yeah, I think Taka will win.
How terribly sad. It appears this ship capsized. Oh good, a survivor.
Drowned
Here's
to
one of
survive.
those stupid ships sank. Bubbles. That's
Yeah, Update Aquatic added a lot of
resides
things.
in the sky. Not very
You know, like,
aquatic, if you
great.
ask me. New ruins to explore.
Let's see if we can get
Does actually
even higher.
sound somewhat entertaining. What a
By just looking at this
Oh, I suppose a
short
lively
video
ocean
here,
is a lovely ocean after
like
all.
the amount of features they added in Update Aquatic, like they added a lot of things to the oceans. You can think about it.
Best of luck to you, little guy.
Rip that pig.
I hope that guy does find his way home safely. We've come to one of my favorite moments at any Minecon. That is the costume contest. And we have here on stage our 3 costume contest finalists. All of these have incredible builds, as you say, when it comes to these fantastic costumes. So first, I have Leo. How are you doing, Leo?
Good.
And inside of there is actually a person. Lean, how are you doing in there?
I'm doing good.
I'm doing good.
She's having a great time in there. Lean, actually, I heard it's your birthday. How old are you?
I'm 11 years old.
Well, congratulations. Happy birthday. Where are you guys two from? Where are both of you from?
We're from France.
France? All the way from France. Was that worrisome traveling with your costume?
Yep. Costumes are always great.
A little bit difficult? Okay, and I can see that there's some movement. This chicken jockey can flap its wings and move its arms. You're doing great, Lean, inside of there. And what was your inspiration for creating this costume?
Hey, that's probably going to be a new word if you say it.
Good answer.
If you repeat the word a lot of times, that's going to become a new word.
Give them some love. This is also a costume. Daphne, are you in there?
Yeah.
Where are you from?
Virginia.
And why a rabbit? Why did you choose a rabbit?
I have no clue.
You have no clue?
No clue.
Give us a little bit of a sign that you're actually in there. Can you give us some movement? Now, this is something you would not take like on the street. This is something you just keep at your house.
Yeah.
Fantastic. And then what does this rabbit eat? What is its favorite lunch?
Vegan stuff.
Vegan stuff.
Vegan
It's a vegan rabbit. Thank you so much, Daphne.
I guess
Give
carrots.
her some love.
That's the like.
And finally, we have Misha. Misha, where are you from?
South Africa. It's a great country.
A great
South
country.
Africa, a great
and
country.
Is Ablaze
Yeah.
your favorite mob?
Not really. It's kind of annoying.
What? What is your favorite, though?
Wolf.
A wolf? Why did you build a wolf?
It was last year's number 3.
Your blaze looks absolutely incredible. Now I can see here that it glows in the dark. So if we wouldn't mind asking production to turn down the lights so we can see it actually has lights included underneath the mask on every single of the blaze parts. Absolutely incredible. All of these builds are great. Great.
Pretty cool builds, every single one of them.
So proud. All of you are our 3 finalists, but we do have a trophy for a 1 winner. So we only just decided today, earlier this morning, who the winner would be.
Exactly.
And
I guess
very
it was
happy to say
easier to
that
make,
Leo and Lean, you guys
or
are our winner.
they had a better idea for it.
Costume contest. There you go. Oh, sorry, Lean in there. Give us some mob action. Give us some mob action. Nah. Shock. Now we're gonna toss it on over to Vu.
Okay, exciting. Let's see. Let's see which 2 continue.
The results of the first vote are in. Now is when we say goodbye to one of the biomes, the one that received the least amount of votes, and move on to vote on the final 2.
Yeah, that was the best in
I
my
would
opinion.
ask for a drum roll, but I'm far too excited to wait. Drum rolls can sometimes feel like they go on for ages. Meanwhile, all you really want is to hear the results. Why spend all that time making meaningless noise? Just give the people what they want. At least that's what I
Yeah,
say.
just say the
what the heck?
results.
You know what? Drum rolls are cool. Drum roll, please.
Drum roll.
The biome that will not be updated first, the one with the least amount of votes, is the desert.
You got it right.
Sorry, buddy. Better luck next time. I have to admit,
Yep,
I was
you were correct.
already imagining the desert sands
No pets
between
were
my
harmed
toes,
in the making
the
of the
sun
show.
shining on my hat, and the palm trees swaying in the wind. But oh well, desert's out. Let's have a look at the 2 remaining biomes that you prefer over the nice, warm, vacation-y biome that is the desert. Are you the type of player who likes to play it cool? Do you enjoy the sweet taste of berries and rich but sometimes dangerous wildlife?
I got it.
Then you'll love the taiga and its sizable fox population. Or maybe you're all about the
I kind of
holy
knew
warmth
desert
of
would
the
be the last one.
desert, but don't like the sand creeping in everywhere. Then clearly, the ostrich-rich savanna is the biome for you. So,
bye, meerkat. We won't see you in a long time.
Two favorites remain. Only one can win the final vote, however, and be first to receive an extreme biome makeover.
And buy palm trees as well.
Make sure that you're logged in and go to the official Minecraft Twitter account @Minecraft. We've just opened a brand new poll, and only the taiga and savanna are options. Even if you've already voted, remember, this is a new vote with the two remaining options. Choose your favorite and click the little circle. Your vote will be cast, and you will be part of history.
Part of history.
Who helped shape the development of Minecraft. So get over there and cast your vote now. This final poll is only open for a limited amount of time. Then stay tuned because later in the show, Jens and Agnes will reveal the winner, as well as some other awesome things about upcoming updates.
Yes.
It's really heating up. Taiga and Savannah, very exciting. Next
we have
up,
half an
let's
hour.
Welcome Aurelian back to the stage. You look amazing.
We all costume
You
changed.
you saw text there.
So, like, if he gets a cool costume, I want to.
I'm really
that was speaking on the left side.
My game next year.
Yeah.
You might not all know this, but Aurelian and I met back in 2013 at Minecon in Orlando.
Yep.
And since then, we've become friends. We've made videos together.
Sang in one.
Yeah, we will get the new trees soon.
Together. And now we get to share the stage at Minecon Earth. It's
and a new mob.
really crazy because I don't think we would have met otherwise without
wouldn't
Minecraft.
have at all.
I know that it's really important to you, but how big of a role has Minecraft played in helping you form friendships?
So basically, I'm here because of Minecraft. The friends that I've met, the people that encouraged me to get into YouTubing and making videos and live streaming, and even all the way up into the job that I have today,
for the next
it's
update
all because I started playing Minecraft way back in 2011.
That is really incredible. So what are we about to see?
So we talked about being friends and making friends. There are people from all around the world of all different backgrounds who come together and play Minecraft together and become friends. So I brought 3 sets of friends to Minecon with me, and we're gonna actually see how much they know about each other.
Okay, amazing. Let's get into it. Take it away, Aurelian.
Thanks. Before we get started, though, we
wait,
are
I
going
think
to meet
that's
our
a lie, isn't it?
contestants. Hello,
There's
contestants.
Hello. Isn't it?
Hi. Hi. Are you guys excited?
Yes. Super excited.
What?
Good. Well, let's start with some introductions for all 3 sets of you. Ifat and Anat, you guys run Toya, which I actually got to play one of the maps that you guys made called Gorilla Adventure, where you highlight the adventures of a woman named Diane Fossey. What inspired you to do maps like that?
We think that Diane Fossey, she's an amazing ape researcher, and we thought it will be super cool to explore the kids for her world. And first of all, we love gorillas, so we want to create ones.
It was a good opportunity.
Yeah. Good reason to make a map, right?
Minecraft, and especially the baby ones, which are super cool.
They were so cute.
Yeah. So that's.
And we're a female-led studio, so we do worlds and skins on the marketplace, and they're all inspired.
Oh, they're doing stuff on marketplace. Okay.
Amazing women who change their world. So we want the girls to become the heroes, just like
they haven't revealed anything about Taiga giving new trees, but there could be a pine tree, for example.
We are so excited to have you guys here today, and we're going to learn a little bit more about you later. But our next set of
I would guess they would add a pine
CPK
tree.
and Lauren Z-Side. Hello. Welcome. I'm personally really excited to have you guys here because aside from me, my daughter actually watches your videos because you guys get to make Minecraft content together, and that's pretty rad for people who are friends, right?
It is. It's amazing.
So where can people find you two making videos?
Well, right now, our current series are The Deep End, where we explore vanilla Minecraft for once and all of the aquatic updates. And then we also do One Life right now, where we only have 1 life in Minecraft, and if we die in Minecraft, we're out of the server and the series.
Yeah.
So with all
you're
this
welcome.
Minecraft you two played together, You guys should know so much about each other.
Yeah, but
Yeah, I'm doing a hardcore aquatic
Well, we're
challenge
gonna
as well.
see compared. And
If you haven't seen it already.
He laughs. He laughs.
But do your outfits match?
Kind of.
Oh yeah, I guess. Oh yeah, there's a trend. Never mind.
It's been a lot of fun to play some hardcore.
That was
What?
Actually, we got to learn a lot about your friendship earlier in your segment, but a lot of people may not know that Martin and I actually go way back, and Martin is the reason why I'm here today, because I was out looking for people to say, come play on my Minecraft server, and I messaged you on Twitter, I think it was, and you were like, yeah, cool, like, let's do something together, let's live stream. I didn't even know that there was a whole world of people that, like, made videos and people who watch videos, because I was just alone playing Minecraft. And so you got me encouraged, you taught me, like, pretty much everything I know, and now we're here.
That's a big claim.
I know.
I'm basically responsible for Aurelian, apparently.
So when things go wrong, it's Martin's fault.
My fault? I'm down 1 point and everything's my fault, check.
But I love you, and I'm glad you're here.
That's fine.
All right, let's get started. So before we came here to Minecon, we actually asked all 3 sets of friends some questions about themselves, about their experiences in Minecraft, and about the things that they like. And so now we're gonna go group by group and see how much you know about each other. Ready? Think you're gonna do good?
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay, we're gonna start with you guys.
We'll find out.
And Anat. We asked Anat what her favorite memory of your friendship was. What do you think she said?
This one is easy.
It's easy? Okay.
Yeah, I think so. Way back, like 12 years ago, we were working together, and we actually gave birth in the same day.
You had your babies on the same day.
Not the same hospital, but
not the same hospital. I mean, you guys like worked together. You were friends together. You had your babies together. Is that the right answer?
I have to check one thing very quickly.
It's so easy. You gave birth on the same day. That's incredible. You guys are 1 for 1. Callum and Lauren.
How do we follow giving
How do
birth?
you follow that?
You can't.
You can't. You can still get this question right, though, okay?
Just
You may
have to
not be
check
as
one
good
thing.
friends, but you can still get this one right. Callum, we asked Lauren to describe herself
Friends.
as
We
a
did
Minecraft
you
block.
like each other,
And
really
what do you think
genius.
she said?
I think this is what I would describe her as, so I hope she thinks the same.
Okay.
I think she's a little diamond.
Aww.
I thought you were gonna be mean and say like dirt or something.
What did you say?
Obsidian.
Oh, why
What does that mean?
Because it's purple. Come on, Callum.
Yeah, okay.
Okay,
so
you're all wearing purple. You know, well, it's an honorary point because it was very sweet. Very good friends.
that was very.
We'll take it.
Martin and Big B.
Yeah. Yep. We once sneezed at the same time. Just want to put that one out.
And cough.
Yeah.
That's not even close. That's not even.
That's what we've got.
Yeah.
And no one can prove that's true. Anyway, Big B, we asked Martin if you were to play a round of Minecraft survival games with your wonderful co-hosts, who do you think would be left standing?
Well,
So who do you think Martin would say is left standing?
well, it wouldn't be you. Well,
What did it?
what? No, it would be me.
Now, I feel like we should still get a point because the words match. I think that's pretty good.
I actually meant you. So.
Oh, did you?
No.
Oh, I never meant you. That's fine.
You guys think the same.
Yeah,
There's like a
pretty much.
benefit to that. So Eva and
That's
Anat,
hilarious.
You guys, we learned now you gave birth together. You guys have been friends for a really long time, but how did you make the transition into being friends to starting to make Minecraft content together? What did that look like?
So I think we wanted, our kids to have equal opportunities as they grow up, and we thought that Minecraft is the perfect game to do that. Wanted to do storytelling and adventures, so it was just, a reunion and a connection. Yeah, we just went ahead and did that.
And you have to be the coolest moms because you guys make Minecraft maps. It's pretty awesome.
I hope
you need to.
Just so excited to see the updates,
For
announcements.
sure. Callum and Lauren,
That does.
you guys were friends before or after you started making videos?
Because of.
Because of.
So, like, how do you just randomly message someone and be like, let's make videos?
I think that's-
How does that happen?
That's like the hardest part, right? But like we
Yeah.
had mutual friends and we were on some series together, and it just kind of came to a point where like, hey, should we try filming? And like I'd seen a bunch of Lauren's videos. I think we have a really similar sense of humor. And then she agreed to make some videos with me, and then that means we're friends, and I just won't let go. So
You're stuck as friends for forever.
that's how it works.
That's amazing. Martin, baby, I don't have any questions for you because we've
We're
seen you so much in the show. We love you, but we already know. It's great. Okay, we're gonna do one more round. Okay, this is your chance to redeem yourselves.
Okay.
Okay. All right, we'll start with you guys again. Anat, we asked Ifat which hostile mob she would keep as a pet. So which mob?
That's difficult.
This is a question for you as well.
So if we would
Which
have
hostile mob would be
hostile
your pet?
cockroaches, I would go for them.
Okay.
No, we don't.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go for spider.
Okay.
Because even if we have them in the studio, the real ones walking around, she would just go pick them out, set them
spider.
free.
Okay.
The other one is screaming on the other side of the room.
So,
But I would pick
spider.
them.
So she said spider. What did you say?
Spider.
Spider. Yay!
That's easy.
Oh, that's awesome! You guys are 2 for 2. No one can beat them.
No.
I just want they're like my
From the
new
start.
favorite set of friends. So good choice. We'll see. You guys can pick this up now, okay?
Here we go.
Lauren, we asked Callum what his biggest fear was in Minecraft.
Wait, what's that look for?
Lauren, well, let's see what Lauren.
well, it's-
Lauren, what did you say his biggest fear in Minecraft was?
I really wasn't sure, so I said witches because they're pretty
Yeah,
terrible.
spider.
Witches are terrible. Callum, you have this strange look on your face. What did you say?
I got the question wrong.
What? What?
So I thought it was in my life, so I put failure.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Are you scared of witches?
Yeah, they're pretty terrifying.
Then it counts.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, Martin.
That
this
makes
is your
sense,
last
actually.
opportunity
That
Let's do it.
he would
to get
pick
this
a
one
spider.
right.
Okay.
Martin,
Definitely would make a lot of sense.
this should be the easiest question.
Oh, don't say that.
We asked Big B what his favorite snack was.
I mean, we've even had evidence of this already today.
Yeah.
It 100% has to be cookies. It
Cookies.
just has to be.
And that's
It's
the way.
part of your brand, like
Yeah.
cookies, right?
There's a massive part
There
of
we
them
go.
backstage.
Cookies for
you.
Well, there was.
I've eaten them. You're wrong. That's the way the cookie crumbles. Is actually.
Gummy bears?
Gummy bear. What? Did you eat a gummy bear in your life?
I have.
That was the least convincing I have ever.
Gummy bear.
There you go.
All right, boys.
Oh, no.
We know you're still good friends. Everybody here is good friends. We would encourage everybody at home to try this with their friends. Ask them some questions, see if you can get them right, and we hope that you guys enjoyed it. Everyone, let's give a final round of applause for our amazing guests.
I guess this means
Lydia,
update next.
we'll take it back to you.
Thanks, Aurelian. I think we're going to have to try a version of that in the office to see how well everyone knows each other. And I'm not sure about Big B's survival game skills, but I know that Martin used to win all the time, like every server that I was on. So my money's on him.
Cookie.
It's hard to describe how much Minecraft has changed things for so many of us. When you hear about the friendships, the people who were just on stage, it's really incredible. And I can say that's myself included. From living in Florida to moving to Sweden to work on this incredible game to making many of my very best friends, Minecraft is an undeniable force in bringing people together and changing lives. Our last Meet a Minecrafter video introduces a company that's working to give even more people a chance to play.
So he's got cerebral palsy. It's a very wide term.
Yeah, I think Big
but
B
it's
is quite
basically
good at
damage to
PvP.
the brain, and what it means for Ian is that he's got no independent use of any of his limbs. The fact that Ian can access a computer game that everybody plays is
Like, this
it's
is
no
great
longer
as well.
special. It's actually for everybody. It's very inclusive.
My favourite thing to do in the game is destroying buildings. I also love attacking animals and zombies with my sword.
iMine is a way of enabling someone with a very severe disability who finds it very difficult to be able to use their hands so that they can use a keyboard or a mouse to be able to join
Like,
in with everybody else and
it's
play.
great that
It's
Minecraft,
an
like,
interface that
does
lets
all
them
of these
play
things.
Minecraft. When they look at the game,
Helps
it's as
do
if
these
it's a
things.
mouse, their eyes behave like a mouse. So if you want to be able to dig, then you look at the dig button, you go back to the screen, look where you want to dig, and you'll start digging. If you want to fly, look at the fly button, look back at the screen, and you will be able to fly.
I love it. It gives me a new level of independence, so I can play the game without someone helping me. It's now an accessible game for lots of ages and abilities. I wish more games were liking this.
He can sit and watch TV by himself, but that's a very passive activity. Whereas with Minecraft, he's flying around, exploring the scenery. His life is so limited.
Where is it?
Everything that opens these avenues is amazing.
And when you see people who with very severe involuntary movements, who find it so difficult to be creative in any other way,
like I don't know
to
what
see
the
them being so creative, which is what Minecraft
oh, is it that one?
enables them to do. For me, that's terrific.
It's so inspiring to see
because I don't know
technology
what
like
his skin
IIIII
looks like.
help make Minecraft truly accessible to players. That's really what the game is all about. Every year, one of the most exciting and anticipated segments of the show is the Future Updates, where you get to find out about all the cool stuff that's coming to the game. And this year is no exception.
Behind there.
We've brought in our word specialist to conduct this important interview. Please welcome our Director of Creative Communications, Owen Jones.
Ooh.
Thank you, Lydia. Thanks. So, I am lucky enough to be sitting here with two of our amazing developers. You guys primarily work on the Bedrock version of the game, right?
Yep, correct.
So, who are you?
Yeah, so I'm Jason Major. I've been on Bedrock for about 4 years now.
And I'm Adrian. I've been on Bedrock for about 2 years, and I help deliver add-ons.
Well, thank you so much for coming along to talk to me. Like today, we're going to be talking mostly about the add-ons. Now, they exist in a version of the game we describe as Bedrock. Can you just give me a brief on what that version is?
Yeah, so Bedrock is the kind of what we internally call the version of Minecraft that runs on most of the mobile devices. So iPhone, Android, Kindle, along with the Xbox, and we just recently released Switch, and also Windows 10.
And you can play cross-platform between all those different editions as well, right?
Yeah.
We've also been adding new things to the Bedrock version over the years. We've added, you can get texture packs and skins. Now you can even access servers on there. Yep. So there's loads of cool features in that version, which we're kind of proud of. But today we are talking
it has like its pros, but it has its cons as well, compared to Java Edition, for example.
The game and kind of customize it yourself?
Yeah, so about 2 years ago, we added the ability for people to come in and just through editing simple text files, they can go and take existing mobs in the game and change their behaviors. They can change
behavior packs. I haven't done anything close, but like it seems, I think it's quite simple to change them.
I think over time we've managed to give people more and more kind of power to create even more unique entities or unique mobs in the game.
Bedrock, my favorite, definitely true.
So one of the new things that we're doing now is we're making it so that people can add their own
like
new
I
entities
think
instead of needing to
I haven't done much on Bedrock.
an existing one. So it really gives
but I've heard
a little more
the
power
redstone
to be able
is
to
so
add
messed
whatever they
up.
wanted.
So previously, if I kind of changed the look of a chicken in the game, I think we have a little video about this, a chicken in the game, and it became a duck, it would kind of replace the chicken. But now, as this shows, you can kind of have both.
Right. So now
I've played it like maybe 10 times.
Our new entity duck. This is just an example of what someone can create
just to see
using,
if it's any good.
Using our new feature. And because it's a new entity, it has a new render, and it has a whole new set of behaviors as well.
Yeah, that's super awesome. And that's going to give a lot of freedom to people to kind of really customize what exists in their world now.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, one of the cool things in that is we kind of show the baby duck when it comes out as yellow. So like that's, again, is just editing simple files. So in those files, you can basically just put like a single line of text, basically say, if it's a baby, like use this texture, otherwise use this other texture.
Very cool.
We have a lot of control there now.
Yeah.
That's awesome. We've also kind of looked into how you can place these new entities in the world as well, right? So
I haven't used any add-ons or behavior packs or whatever.
The thing that you overrode would determine where it would spawn. So if you tried to override a polar bear, for instance, it would only
like I don't
spawn
think
in
they're
ice
as good as mods on Java Edition.
Challenging, and then also with like marketplace content.
Like they can't, they don't add as
in my
much.
world, I don't want creepers to spawn ever.
At
and
least
no
to
way
my
to turn
knowledge,
that off.
I might be completely wrong.
So what we've got now is we have another data-driven text file way you can kind of specify like this thing shows up under these conditions in the world. So these sort of biomes or this lighting levels and stuff like that. You can even say things like, this thing's more likely to spawn in the rain and stuff like that.
So I think you have you guys made a scorpion, right?
Yeah, so it's got a, just kind of a wandering around the desert, encounter this little guy. So I never spawned him myself. And he's got some bigger friends.
I mean, you can see the kind of power of the add-on there. I mean, you can make something kind of pretty much unique.
Correct.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
And here you can spawn them without using spawn eggs, that's right? This is another new feature we're adding?
Right. So in addition to getting a spawn egg, we also, when you add your new entity using just a JSON file,
I think they had that, like
commands. You can use it in
one or two features or something like that.
Very cool. So we've been talking a bit about the kind of functionality of these new entities.
Yeah, that's actually some bedrock
really
as well.
Cool and really valuable. But we also trying to change how people can visualize their entities, how they can affect, how they look and feel in the game also.
Right. So something that that we've done is we've made it so that in addition to just adding a new entity, we didn't want to constrain the users to using any of the animations that exist with vanilla entities. So you can specify, you can add your own new animations, mix or match existing ones, and so that's something that we see with our next guy here.
Yeah, so you made a kind
like
of
the biggest pro
skeleton kind of beast.
In
here we can see.
Bedrock Edition is that you can play cross-platform.
Show off something that is obviously not using existing animations in the game. So he's got his upper torso, he's got his
like for example, if your friend only plays Minecraft on
like that,
mobile device and you are on PC,
this is kind of the
on Windows 10,
body of a horse.
it allows you to play together. Like that's probably the biggest
Yeah, I like to call him the skeleton.
pro.
Yeah, yeah, of course. Cool. I mean, this all looks really interesting. I noticed you guys are making kind of scorpions and skeletons and stuff. Have you thought about making any kind of nice, cute mobs in the game yet?
Yeah, the next one has something that I personally think is really cute. They're kind of small and furry. So this first guy, he kind of brings them up. But there's the little cute guys. So you got the nice little spiders that I added in. I think they're super cute.
They're not cute.
If there is something like that,
and then, but
wouldn't it
this
be
whole
annoying
video
to
is just
find
kind of
it
showing
since all
the
of those
power of what
little
you can
spiders
actually
poison
build when
you?
you pull it all together. So we got custom animations, custom rendering of these guys. The spiders have a new custom particle effect that can be so you make new effects on stuff. So we can hook it up to say this effect trails and plays on this guy all the time. There's a effect that plays when they get spawned and summoned in the world. And yeah, you can just kind of see that like basically made like a little mini boss type, pretty crazy mob.
Yeah, it's amazing you can kind of pull that off just by using text files, you know?
Yep.
Are there any limitations to how add-ons work at the moment, though?
Yes, so similar to when with add-ons before, there is,
yeah,
you're still limited in just using the existing behaviors in the game. So you have to, the things that the vanilla mobs can do, for the most part, those are available to you. But if you really want to do something completely unique that no mob in Minecraft has ever done before, then there's still some limits. So we are actually announcing that we will be having our long-awaited scripting tech preview. So that'll be coming out this year. The focus for this preview is more around... So for this tech preview, the focus is much more around more of like a mini game, high level control aspect, but the goal is to eventually start being able to build.
Oh, the audio went off.
Back on.
That sounds fantastic. I mean, we can tell people are really happy about that, so that's awesome. And when can players get their hands on these new add-on features?
Yeah, so the stuff we've been showing today is we will have that out in a beta in October, and we will have it available on Bedrock later this year.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. That's
exactly.
really awesome. So for more information on how add-ons work and how you can get your own creation into the game, check out Minecraft.net, where we'll have more info soon. But for now, I'm very proud to announce that I have two very special people coming on who've been working on the next major Minecraft update. Please welcome Jens and Agnes.
Ooh.
How are you guys doing?
Great.
Right? Yeah. Are you enjoying the show so far?
Yes. I think it's a lot of
Let's
fun.
stand to see.
What's been your favorite bit so far, Agnes?
See what happens.
I think the costume contest. I think it's great to see all the lovely costumes. Really enjoying that.
And it's kind of cool because the costume contest is kind of a legacy part of Minecon. You know, it's always been a highlight for me, so I think it's really cool we can keep that going even with the new format, you know?
Yeah.
Yep.
What about you,
Yep.
Jens? What's your favorite bit so far?
Well, for me, the best part is that we finally can reveal Minecraft dungeons. So I'm really looking forward to what people will think about it. And I already checked a little bit of the comments, and people seem excited and curious, to say the least. And we have a screenshot, actually, that we can show.
Awesome. Let's have a look.
So this is an environment in the game that you can see, kind of expect.
The new
So
game.
This is a screenshot from the actual
New
game.
Minecraft Dungeons
and
game.
you will fight your way through in kind of like a dungeon crawler genre.
So it's kind of like a top-down dungeon crawler. So you're traveling around various environments, hacking up mobs.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, show us the next update.
Very cool.
Alright.
And I guess you travel to different kind of biomes and stuff. It's not all set in actual dungeons. Though.
Yeah, no, there's a bunch of different areas and environments, and a lot of new bosses and really cool stuff. So
That
super
sounds awesome.
excited.
I can't wait for us to share more information on that. So yeah, coming soon. Okay, so let's talk a bit more about the core game, about Minecraft itself. Now, you guys have obviously been working really hard on our next major update, and I'm sure people will be
finally
extremely excited to hear what we've been working on. So what's the deal?
Yes, so we always try to find like what's a good theme to update next, and this is something that haven't been really improved a lot since its original implementation almost 7 years ago, actually more than 7 years ago. So the theme this time is going to be Village and Pillage.
Okay, awesome.
Village and Pillage. Very interesting name right there.
I mean, it's been almost like 7 years since you've done a dramatic change to the villages, I think.
Village update.
Checked the Wikipedia recently, so it's pretty amazing we're finally doing that.
Yes.
Agnes, tell me a bit about what we're actually doing with the villages. How are we improving them?
We have done a lot of things, but one thing is that we're updating the architecture for all villages.
New buildings.
So the villages themselves will have different looks depending on the biome, that's right?
Yes, that's right. And I think...
Yeah, we have a video to show off some of how that might look.
Village and Pillage. What do you think? I think that it has more like small details, which is great. Ooh, yeah. I hope they have a lot of different variations. Like, that would be great. Well, it's just happening here.
That's absolutely awesome.
The villages are going to look so much better now.
So we can see the actual architecture of the villages is influenced by the area it's in, and the materials maybe, yeah.
Yes. So all the architecture is adapted to the biome the village is in. So we try to only use material from that village, and we try to adapt to the climate. So you saw in the desert, the roofs are flat because it never rains in Minecraft deserts. It makes a lot of sense, but for the plains, it's a bit steep roofs.
Yeah, they're pretty
Very
cool.
And we can share more on that soon as
Look a
well.
lot better than the previous ones.
We've also been
we have
looking
currently.
into the inhabitants of those villages themselves, right?
Yes, and they will get new fancy skins.
Okay, let's take a look at those.
Different villager skins. Pretty interesting as well. Like, they're different based on the biome as well. Like, that's an additional thing. They have. That's great as well.
We could have updated the sounds of the villages as well.
Yeah,
But,
that would be great.
That's awesome. Tell me a little bit about how that works.
Oh yeah, so the skins are biome dependent, and they also get unique details
Okay, I
depending
dig
on the
it.
profession. So yeah, there will be lots of different variations. And we also do other things to villagers and the village mechanics. For example, we want the villagers to be more intelligent. So they will have like
more
a
intelligent
schedule, going to the work, going to a meeting point and stuff like that. And we are.
How do you make villagers more intelligent?
I mean, that sounds amazing. So basically, everything about the villages is going to have more life, feel more unique.
Yes.
And kind of
You should be a comedian.
Themselves, the way they live, and how they interact with the player.
Yep.
So, that's awesome. Okay,
you could
so
make a
we
lot
talked
of
about the
puns.
villages. We talked about these cool, nice features. But Jens, you said it was called the Village and Pillage update.
Yeah, exactly. And I should mention that one of our principles is that it's up for the player to build the world. So even though the villagers will be more kind of intelligent and have more of their purpose regarding their profession, it's up to the player to make sure they have a good village to live in. And there's more reason for this now, because in addition to improving the villagers, we are also introducing raids. So it gets a little bit complicated, but we have villages, villagers, illagers, and now we're introducing the pillager.
Pillagers.
Cool. And we can take a quick look at what those guys get up to. Let's check it out.
Ooh. Hmm. This is a pretty cool mechanic, actually.
That looks great.
Ooh. So you have to protect the village as well. No more just boring zombies knocking the doors.
Together with this new monster, and this thing is currently we refer to it as the illager beast, and it will join the raids and is really tough. So it's quite a challenge to take down.
It seemed to be smashing its way through the whole place there.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And so these raids will attack villages, and you will have to defend against them. And I also want to say, like, the illager beast. If you have a name suggestion, I'm all ears. But we kind of grown fond of just calling it the beast.
So do we know kind of why these pillagers are kind of doing what they're doing, or is that not quite decided yet?
It's one of the Minecraft mysteries.
Okay.
Minecraft mystery.
I also noticed, the eagle eye in the viewers might have noticed, that they were wielding something that looked kind of powerful as well. What was that in their hands?
It was a crossbow.
Crossbow.
So tell me a little bit about the crossbow. Is that replacing the bow, or?
No. They are kind of well balanced. So the crossbow is really powerful. It deals more damage, and the arrows goes further, but it takes longer to load. And it also comes with new enchantments. Just want to say that because it's cool.
New enchantment as well.
We can check that out.
New weapon.
Well. Show us the video of the crossbow.
That's pretty cool, isn't it? Ooh. You see all of this? That's really cool. Yeah, that's a really cool weapon.
And the crossbow, is that going to be similar to the trident, where you have to kind of discover it in the world? Or?
No, you can craft it. So
cool, so that's a crafted item.
Yes.
And say the kind of multi-shot thing there, that's how
and you can craft.
Yeah, that's one of the enchantments, and we have fast load, and there are also another one.
More to come. Okay, no problem.
Yes.
Yeah. A lot of cool features indeed.
So, I mean, this stuff all sounds absolutely amazing. Can you divulge when players are going to get these features?
So the Village and Pillage update will officially come out early next year, but we are in the Java snapshots. You will be able to try out some things in the experimental phase, but we'll also release some features before the holidays.
Okay, some of those features or some...
No, so first of all, we're gonna introduce cats as their own mob instead of being ocelots.
Yes, so we thought that ocelots and cats are amazing, so they deserve to be their own mobs. And we have done lots of updates to the cats. So there will be stray cats walking around in the villages, and you can have them as a pet, and they can bring morning gifts. And also, the phantoms are really scared of cats.
What kind of gifts do the cats bring you, like diamonds and stuff?
Not really diamonds. This is a secret, but not diamonds.
Okay, cool.
More cat kind of gifts.
And I can see here, so you've updated the... I mean, we used to have 3 cat skins, right?
Yeah, exactly.
More cat skins.
We are going to add more skins for the cats, and we thought it was funny to have 9 skins. And as you may know, one of the original skins, the tuxedo cat, was based on my wife's old cat, Newton. And you can see the big question mark here in the middle that we are going to ask the community to submit pictures for their cats and have kind of like a competition. So one community member is going to have their cat immortalized in Minecraft.
So they can get the kind of cool real-life cat, then we're going to make it into a Minecraft cat, and that'll be the 9th cat skin in the game.
Exactly. So there will be more information about this, exactly how it's going to work on Minecraft.net in a few weeks.
Okay, that sounds amazing, and that's a pretty cool prize, I think. So we're getting cats with the cat update before holiday. Not the official name, by the way, but yeah, we're getting the cats. Is there anything else coming along with those?
Yes, we're adding scaffolding.
Scaffolding, one of the longest requested features, I think.
Yeah, absolutely.
Scaffolding.
I remember already back in Minecon Las Vegas, which was also 7 years ago, during the Minecraft Q&A, people requested scaffolding. So yeah, it took a little while. But
it took a little while.
It's fine.
So how will the scaffolding work?
Yeah, I mean, the purpose is, of course, to make it easier to build, so we maybe not need all the weird dirt constructions to build anymore. So, for example, it will be really fast to climb up, and if you remove the bottom part of the scaffolding column, everything will break. So it's also really fast to remove it when you're done with your fancy building.
That sounds great. So it's giving players just opportunities to make builds quicker and easier, and kind of get to the good stuff quicker.
Yes.
It's cool.
Yeah, to see.
And what's it going to be made out of? How do I craft scaffolding?
They are made of bamboo.
Bamboo.
So a new item, a new block in the game.
Yeah, and it's a new bamboo, so there will be like bamboo forests and stuff like that.
Bamboo forests.
What else do you use the bamboo for?
Well...
Good that they are in the jungle. Pandas. Like, I think it was Minecraft China. They did pandas there. They voted for pandas. Bamboo and pandas.
Adorable.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So I think that's pretty obvious that we're bringing pandas to the game. Agnes, tell me a bit about those.
Yeah, I mean, like a big thing with pandas are that they are cute and they are a bit silly. And we also really wanted the players to connect to their pandas. So we thought that if we add like different personalities or traits to them, you will feel like your panda is more unique. So we did that as well. So in the video you saw like there was a panda with red eyes. That's an aggressive panda. You should not hurt an aggressive panda.
Well, you shouldn't hurt any kind of panda. But
of course not. But
different kinds of pandas as well.
Don't hurt pandas, but but the aggressive one will probably be a bit upset about it, extra upset about it.
And what other kind of traits can the pandas have?
They can be, for example, lazy and playful. And then, yeah, I heard rumors about one that actually is a brown panda. Very rare.
Okay. That sounds amazing. I mean, what made you think to include pandas
brown
in the first place?
So when we have we essentially have like creative workshops when we try to list what we want to include in the next update. And since we have such a huge community in China with over 150 million registered players, we invited our partner NetEase to give us the feedback from the Chinese community and what they really wanted to see in the game. And obviously they picked the giant panda. And
yeah, I think a lot of things here.
Sound engineer Samuel to China to record the actual
sounds from the actual pandas.
And we actually have a little, we documented that trip, so let's take a look at that.
Absolutely.
Guangzhou is like the biggest urban area in the world.
在一次沟通中，有提到是否把中国的特色生物加入到 Minecraft 中，而我们第一个想到的就是国宝大熊猫了。
We're at Chimelong Safari Park in Guangzhou, China, and we're here to record the sounds for the panda. Because the pandas are so protected in the wild and they're endangered, so this is the closest we get to their natural environment.
还有呢，它吃东西的时候，它比如想跟我们饲养员要那个食物，就像竹笋啊、苹果那些，它想要吃到那个精饲料，就等于它就会有一种粘人的感觉，就粘着你，然后一直也是这样叫的。
What I think is interesting about pandas is that people think they are very, very quiet, but they have a
Yeah,
variety
pandas.
of sounds. They have panting, bleating, and sort of
I guess they're
squeaking.
probably one of them. I think people have been waiting for pandas, hoping for
So I'd
pandas,
like to capture all of them and incorporate them in the game, of course.
or any bear.
我的世界中国版上线以来，受到了众多玩家的支持，而大熊猫是中国的国宝。我相信大熊猫的加入可以为中国玩家带来更多的亲切感和趣味，也能够让全世界的 Minecraft 的玩家和我们一起与美丽的、可爱的国宝进行互动，也一同享受探索世界的乐趣。
So if you know, Minecraft China is a different thing compared to Minecraft we have.
Okay. I'd really like to be able to speak panda like that guy in the middle of that video when he did the sound effects. Anyway, this all sounds completely amazing. I can't wait for us to get our hands on it. So just remind me again, Jens, when are we getting these things?
So yes, Village and Pillage will be out early next year, and for the holiday update, we'll have the cats, pandas, bamboo, and scaffolding.
And that'll be out.
Okay.
Summer. That's awesome.
So we're going to get one update this year,
We've reached that
one
point in the show
early
now,
next
and I
year.
think you guys must be really excited to find out which biome you're going to update next.
Yes. Very excited.
Did I
And
hear
Lydia's here.
biome vote results?
You did?
Is anybody excited to find out which one it is?
Yeah, let's see. Like all of these stuff here.
Okay,
So it's
so
going to be
who
huge.
gets to do the honors? I guess, okay.
Okay, this is very exciting.
Drum roll, please.
Drum roll.
Okay, we have a winner, and the winner is Taiga!
Whoa. Taiga.
Tiny Agnes and Jens are very excited over there.
Yeah, we are. And the foxes are super excited.
Foxes as well.
Are you excited about updating the tiger?
Absolutely. It's going to be fun.
It will be a lot of fun.
Well, thank you so much for sharing all these updates with me and for sharing what's going to happen to Minecraft in the near future. Let's take a quick look at the recap and see again what's coming to Minecraft soon.
Yeah, let's see everything again. Pandas, bamboo, villagers, different on different biomes, crossbow. You guys should fireworks with it as well. Villagers are getting completely revamped. Villagers.
Stay
And
tuned
then the
for
biome
post-show
update as well.
recap, followed by the live developer panel backed by popular demand. And we also have amazing community panels going up on our YouTube channel after the show. I'd like to thank all of the people that made Minecon Earth possible. Thank you to the Minecraft teams in both Stockholm and Redmond who continue to bring new and fun experiences to Minecraft. To the Minecraft Dungeons team, congratulations for sharing the first glimpse of our exciting new game. To our special guests and panelists, to Kate the Chemist for blowing up our stage. And a huge thank you to my amazing co-hosts.
We get all those stuff now. I don't know how the biome update, when it's going to come.
It takes a lot to put on a show like Minecon Earth, so thank you to the
I don't know if
team
it's going
and
to come
crew who worked
with
so hard to bring it to you. But
with the Bleach.
the biggest thanks of all goes
Probably
to you
not.
watching Minecon Earth. From wherever you are, we're so happy you joined us. Thank you and goodbye!
But I think these are going to be a little smaller updates, but they're going to come very quickly, so I guess it will be fine. They're going to be fine with a little smaller updates, I suppose. Well, I did drum roll. I did it. Well, let's see if give me a second. I will check if this says something about their well, there are the highlights. I guess we have to wait a moment. Same. Well, I guess we are going to see the post-show here. At least. Useless match again. Oh.
Welcome back to backstage here at Minecon Earth. That was an incredible show. I have to say, this is going to be really hard to fit into 15 minutes. We were just talking about this. So I'm joined by Rendog. Hey, how you doing?
I'm freaking out right now.
How are your notes there? Because mine have just like gone a bit big.
I've got lots of scribbles going on here. There is so much amazing stuff coming out.
Well, I checked the Minecraft
crazy, you know?
YouTube page. We do have the Dungeons announcement trailer and
my
the
notes I tried
highlights.
to remember. I've put them over there, so I'm trying to remember them up here.
It's all right. We'll go through. Well, I don't even know if we can get through all of it.
No, there's
I mean,
so much.
It's crazy.
We were kind of watching it together here in the backstage studio, and like every 3 minutes, you guys were like, what?
Yeah.
Yeah, we got a bit overexcited.
Yeah.
No, like it's good, but it was kind of like back-to-back announcements. So I suppose we should probably start off with what was your favourite one? What was the kind of biggest one that you saw that you think like?
Just a lot of stuff.
I'm totally down for that. That's totally my jam.
Well, you know.
What was your favorite?
5 days ago, I was playing on the Hermicraft.
I think my favorite is that the villages are going to be updated
I was
completely.
making a stock exchange.
Of course.
It's called 85 and False Symmetry are putting a bikini on it. Standard.
I actually,
Yeah.
I guess
Now
they
I'm
kind of
here on a couch and I've
had
just
already
seen a
told
giant
us
land
they're going to
beast
update
decimate the
villages,
village.
most likely.
I mean, that has got my blood
And
flowing.
that was
looks
one,
awesome.
one of my 5 ideas in my video as well.
Yeah, I'm scared of that.
Which
But the
included 5
crossbows,
ideas for the
like,
next
I'm so
update.
excited for the crossbows and like the multi-shot. That's just.
There were some exciting little squeaks and yelps that came out when they both.
But still
got
waiting for
crossbows.
cave
There's
update.
some strange noises all round.
Yeah.
Frankly, over the entire show. Okay, so we've got that, but I mean, okay, I'm going to have to look at my notes because there's so much going on here. So, okay, let's start off with the biggest announcement. So, Minecraft Dungeons.
Oh.
Wow, that looks super fun.
Yeah.
Mind blown.
Yeah? What are we thinking?
I love the fact that it looks class-based, like there was like a magician or a wizard type thing. I thought that's my role.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is
When I
your
play,
jam.
that is mine.
That is your jam.
I mean, I'm a big RPG fan, a big Diablo franchise fan, and that to me looks like we now get to be a wizard or a soldier of some kind in Minecraft, get to go into scary dungeons and slay some seriously scary beasts. I'm a little bit overexcited about this one.
I can see that. The couch is moderately vibrating underneath. I do
Yeah.
talk about it.
2032, here we come.
Let's also talk about, we had some like amazing game shows in the actual show as well. I thought they were brilliant. This year was so good.
Loving the slime.
The slime.
We should have more slime.
More
I think.
slime needed poured on top of people. Can
Like,
you guess that for next year?
They were just covered in it though, and then it was all on the floor. Got to feel sorry for the person who's like clearing that up.
Yeah.
They did put I think they put a bit of tarp down there or something.
Right, okay.
I think.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Because the science experiment was like one of my favourite things. Like, how do I do that? How much trouble am I going to get into if I do that in my flat?
Well, if you do that at home, it's going to be all on the ceiling.
But what a magical few moments for basically a month of my flatmate being really cross with me.
Yeah, it was good.
We don't recommend you do this at home in any way, shape or form, just so we're clear.
I particularly enjoyed watching the boys and girls playing with the little fluffy squares.
Oh, yeah. The pixel stuff.
I mean, trying to make a house in 3D in under a minute kind of tricky, you know, that was quite hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was actually very hilarious.
Minecraft, you know?
Yeah.
you know.
There's something about suddenly bringing it into the real world where you spend all your time in Minecraft. You're like, wait, how do I?
How do I do that?
Do this? I mean, I know how to do it in Minecraft.
Yeah.
But this feels very different.
I have a question about the slimy bit.
Okay.
Were those real fish?
No. I use real fish. We're kind of like humane.
Of course, not real
And
fish.
a salmon, casual salmon.
I don't think they were real fish.
Okay.
I think they were just like they looked really real because they were kind of covered in slime.
I'll retreat back into my imagination.
No, that's right. It's good that they look real. They fooled you, so that's job well done. Well done, crew. What was the other thing? Oh, I really loved when we had the kind of like tutorial of like how to do YouTube videos, but we had that where everyone kind of they cut back to like everyone's first video. Oh my god!
Yeah, first videos are always the
You
best.
look about 10. It was amazing.
It was very cute.
Yeah.
Yeah, no fish abuse.
This level of Minecon 2018
Okay,
is
I'm not
definitely
going to
through the
eat
roof,
them then.
guys. I mean, it is insane. Those cats.
Yeah.
I mean, Good Times with Scar is literally freaking out right now.
Good time with Scar cat jelly. We need that.
Yeah. Can we get a jelly?
We need a jelly.
I don't
We
know.
need
I really
it.
liked because I think sometimes people are a little bit scared to try something and to start something, especially with something creative. And like Minecraft has so many like incredibly talented creators out there. It's almost
crazy,
like if I was sitting at home and I was going to do that, I'd be like, what's the point? Like everything's really really good, and like what I'm going to make is not going to be good. So, but it's more about I think. It must be the same for you guys. It's just you learn through doing. You learn through just deciding to make content, and then you get better. You're never great at nobody is great at the start. If I showed you my first ever TV thing I ever did, it's so cringe. I would literally shrivel up into a black hole
if you do
and suck in
something,
the rest of this room.
start doing something the first time.
I mean, when you think about when you
you
look
are
back
not
at,
going
some
to
of your
be good
early
at
stuff, was it cringe for you as well?
I mean, the cringe levels over 9,000, my dude.
Do you actually
Like if we talk about like YouTube videos or such.
I'm like, I don't really want to go
watch
back.
it at all?
No, I don't want to. But I didn't have my face on anything. Well, I still don't. But yeah, like I can imagine for people that actually have their faces on it as well, like just seeing how much like younger you were, like you said before.
Do you remember the past? Do you remember the old times
Yeah.
when you were young?
Do you remember back in the day?
Oh, back in the day, yes.
We
when
didn't have diorite at better days.
I have just heard we have got some special guests who are going to be joining us. Are you ready? Oh,
Special
you're ready.
guests.
We've got ONG Chad and Aurelian. Come and join us in the sofa. You made it.
Hello.
All the way backstage.
Welcome to the sofa.
Come and sit down.
So
How
far,
was
so
that for
far.
you guys? Was that intense or what?
Incredibly intense, but so
Show me your hands. Are your hands like?
Well, the hard part's over now.
No, but I wonder if any kind of like residual adrenaline like still pumping around your system.
We had like a really quiet moment backstage as they were kind of doing the recap, and all of us started to get kind of emotional. So I think all of those nerves like got out of the way there because we've been here for 6 days prepping.
And on top of that, months beforehand, we did meetings in New York. We did meetings in Sweden.
Oh, you're just so jet set. So jet set. Just chuck it in there.
Oh, man.
We met everybody. We did all of the things.
There were so many celebrities.
I don't know if
was
that
only in
could-
business, not in first. It was horrible.
But I really want to mention that to let
Let me
people know
open
that like the Minecraft team really cares.
the
I mean,
Minecraft
they have been
.net
focusing on this.
website
It
as
wasn't
well.
just a thing they threw together this
yeah, right.
weekend. I mean, we have been working on it, and they came to us and we pitched ideas.
Yep.
And it was a real collaboration. It was a
Yeah.
lot of fun.
There's
to
a
do.
page already
It
on
looked
the
like a lot of fun.
Minecraft
And the
net
best part was,
website
I think, for
as
us
well.
is that, everyone there, we've known each other for a long time. We've been playing Minecraft for so long that every single one of us, we were like, oh, we know them, like, we're comfortable. But everybody's
Okay, no new
segment
release
was so
types
much
confirmed
their
yet.
personality that, like, we each got to kind of feel like we brought something different
Yeah.
to the show. And it was, I'm so proud of everyone.
Oh, great.
You guys absolutely smashed it.
Thank you.
Absolutely smashed it. So we were just
That's
talking
great.
before you rudely interrupted.
Yeah, we busted through the backstage.
I'm so excited to come talk to you.
Yeah. So honestly, we were just saying we made so many notes.
Yeah.
That's a lot of things.
And they're-
A lot of things.
Yeah, a lot of
that are
things.
happening. Were there kind of any kind of
Just a
standout
ton.
faves that they mentioned? I mean, you obviously seen.
I have
you kind of
mine.
knew a little bit already.
We didn't.
Really?
No, because they were anytime we were
so
backstage,
secretive.
they would come and turn the
They
TVs
turn all
off.
the TVs off and turn all the volumes
I've
down.
got chats in the room.
Yeah.
That's got such a
This
He tweets
guy-
But
everything.
there
Turn
should
them
be
off.
the
He was a
some kind of
tattletale
little
when he was a
developer
child.
panel live
he might
at the moment.
leak out our
But I think
information.
I mean, I got that vibe when I
during the show here,
We didn't. So
It-
we were,
it-
and what's for us, I'm gonna
it
actually
went
have to go
for
back and
longer than it was
rewatch
supposed to.
because there were a lot of things that like we were doing costume changes or we were getting makeup
A
done.
lot
and,
of-
like we
a
missed
lot of things
a
announced,
lot
for
of the big
example.
announcements. So we caught bits and pieces.
I mean, I wrote a lot of notes, but it now is like quite illegible.
Is it all
Because, you know, you're like scribbling it down, like my writing.
Is it all just pandas?
Oh, yeah. Oh my God! I'm surprised pandas. Let's be honest, it's pandas.
Yeah, pandas, foxes. Yep. Just penguins.
So sneaky, just
And
chucking it in the
I'm happy.
It's like, oh,
You
blah,
think,
blah, blah,
you
bamboo.
think, okay, we've got the village and pillage update.
Yeah.
We're
Yeah.
good. We're done. We heard about dungeons. Okay, that's plenty.
Yeah.
Oh, one more thing. Pandas.
Sneezing pandas.
Yes.
Yeah, sneezing pandas.
That
Yeah.
are on their back rolling around with babies running around.
But it wasn't just that they put in pandas. There was like a whole video montage.
Yeah,
after
it
we
was
were
a
like,
lot of
and
fun.
By the way,
I don't
6
know if
months ago we
them
flew to China. Those
when we
like,
get the
how long
panel
have they kept
still
that secret for?
at some point
and
here.
nobody knew. Like none of us had any clue.
They are so.
It's supposed to be
good.
after
They're
this.
so good at it.
So
We have
good
to
at it.
wait and
What do
see.
you guys think of dungeons? We were just chatting about that.
It might include
I
something
think
very
that could be a
interesting.
really fun
I
experience.
think last
It's
year
like
they
still,
talked
I
something
do
about
a lot of
stairs
tutorial
and
videos, and so I see
slabs
frontline that
that they are coming
people-
with this
yeah,
next
in the
update
trenches,
as
it's
well.
like people love Minecraft.
Yeah.
Sometimes they just want an experience. They don't want to have to install a map, get the right add-on, add the texture pack. That's why servers were so popular. But I think that this can be another grand experience for people who love Minecraft. They love the characters, they love the story, they love the setting, they love, you know, I don't know exactly we didn't get to see a lot. And once again, I have only seen what everyone else saw on stream.
Yeah.
I have no idea if there's like a mining ability, like can you mine in dungeons? I'm not sure. But just a
Yeah, we
fun
have to.
thing for everyone to
I would love to
experience.
get more
is great.
information about
What
the
would you say for each of
dungeons
you
as
is the
well.
one thing you're going to take away and make content for your channel? Like the favourite thing out of what was kind of updated?
I think I just want a lazy panda sitting in the corner.
Just pandas. Just pandas.
Yeah, because they had the different personalities, didn't they?
Lazy
I
panda.
want the lazy one just sitting there.
Well, you don't want a red eye one.
No, not the red one.
That
No.
sounds a
No.
lot stressful.
If you accidentally hit it, you're stuffed.
And let's be
Yeah.
honest, we're all going to accidentally
Yeah.
hit it at some point.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, at the top of my list here, I've
Ooh,
got.
you do have
You
one.
haven't. We made lists.
I've literally seen the top of his list.
Oh,
my dude, you look fine.
That's
so they
hilarious.
came to me. So after we had pitched, so we all pitched our idea.
And you're like, I want to look like Hugh Jackman in The Greatest Showman because that's a thing.
That's exactly
That's
what
exactly what we went
what you
for.
said.
Exactly what we went for.
joking.
So we pitched the idea. They come back and they go, you know, we'd really like to take this a little bit over the top. We just want to make sure that you're comfortable
You're
with
like,
doing this. And I was
I've
like,
already got the jacket.
110%. Let's go.
If anyone's gonna do it, it's Chad.
Oh my gosh, wasn't that incredible? They have a costume team and they are so good.
It was fantastic.
Yeah,
but crossbow is probably my favorite thing.
Yeah?
Crossbow's pretty incredible.
That's pretty cool.
And the land beast. I'm quite excited about
Had
it.
you-
Well, we have to see if I might have to go
Yeah.
I was like, oh, that's right.
at some point here.
All that work. Yeah, adorable.
I mean,
And the
could you actually pick something that's
Yeah,
in Minecraft?
they
as
are
opposed to the fact you
great.
just
They
got,
they,
like,
they want to keep it like a secret
I mean,
still.
that is great that you could wear that in your house. But
For
I
now.
really think that this is the smallest.
They want
indie
to announce
videos
more,
update,
like,
but
later.
the cats, how they're giving cats.
They
a lot
just
more
want to
skins.
bring up the interest in the game,
9 lives, 9 skins.
some hype,
Except there's a 10th. That's
so
someone
they can
in the community
announce more
can get
later.
their cat as. And I will throw my career on a fire to get my cat.
We were
as
arguing. It was
one
me
of
and
the
him
skins.
and Martin because
Yes.
we all own cats, and we were all like, "It's gonna be my cat. No, it's gonna be my cat. No, it's gonna be my cat." And then we started negotiating. Okay, but what if it's like my cat's feet and your cat's color and your cat's face? Then we can be all.
Oh, that would be
It's like
hilarious.
some sort of like UN brokerage deal
No,
going on
I
backstage.
was
We're all
I was thinking, you know, they had the big reveal envelope that said, you know, what it was going to be.
Chad's cat.
Savannah. And I was over there, the Waffles the cat as the 10th cat. It was, and Lydia's like, what? This is something's gone wrong. Yeah.
So that would be. I think that's going to be really exciting. But you're not allowed to win. You
Yeah.
guys can't win.
Hashtag vote for Jelly.
Yeah, I don't think that's. I don't think that's.
Is this because you have a cat? Is this already
I
been
don't have a
on
cat.
the
I live
stream?
in a
Everyone.
flat in London, so I don't have cats.
Dang it.
Sad and sad and sad. But yeah, I'm really excited about everything that's going to be updated. I'm really excited to see
Yeah,
obviously what you
I'm
guys
I'm very excited as well.
create from all of this.
We're going to get
wonderment.
update
We all
this
know
year
your videos are just now going to go
with,
IRL
I think it was
dancing
pandas.
around your kitchen as some kind of ring
At least.
master for your
What
cat.
what what was
Fancy Friday
What else? The cats?
Check out my top hat.
Bamboo.
Yeah, absolutely.
You weirdly look a bit good.
Possibly
in a top
stairs
hat.
and slabs.
So you're like,
I'm glad.
Like a small update
I discovered this new persona today.
for the holidays.
Yeah, it's just a ringmaster.
And then the Bleach and Bleach update.
All the time with those pants and boots. Those boots.
Were early next
something
year.
else.
We
Which
talked
I
about
assume
rehearsals
is
too, how he put the boots on and he like even walked
spring.
like differently. Like he was like
strutted around.
Like April.
He had this very like fluid like, and now I'm gonna walk to the bathroom. Like it was
April,
very
May.
like it was great. It was a whole
Somewhere there.
personality change.
suddenly that's obviously the you were supposed to become.
Yeah, exactly.
It's funny, like.
And then I have no idea when the biome update is going to come.
Weird,
everybody.
Weird,
Yeah.
yes.
Weird, yeah.
Okay, but to get back to Minecraft, one thing that was mentioned that kind of was glossed over is add-ons can now, you can add any creature into the game. And that is, I know people who are map makers who are very technical into Minecraft, but to be able to
Yeah,
so, you know,
pandas and
sometimes
crossbows
it's
are a
like,
lot of fun as well.
only a villager has a trading menu, and that's it. Now, I'm not sure if you can throw a trading menu into any new creature, but like,
And
basically you
I
have
hope
those
they
5
changed the way villagers
mobs
work
to
as well.
work with, or maybe you needed to be able to ride it, so that's only the
Not
pig
just
and
the
only
villagers,
horse, you know,
but the
had to
way
edit
villagers
mobs
work.
instead of creating whole new ones. So that is a small
If
feature
they
that's
do,
really
that's
good.
that's
Cool.
probably my
This may sound a
favorite
bit boring,
feature.
but I'm quite pumped for the fireplace.
Yeah.
I have
I love it how you guys get like really obsessed about one tiny little thing like that. Callum was like the chests thing. Oh my
I was
god.
having a chat with Trace about it.
Yeah.
I have a suspicion, and this may not be how it works, but I have a suspicion that we now perhaps have a way to sleep without a bed.
Yeah, that'd
Or
be
sleep next to the
amazing.
fireplace.
Sleep next to the
Yeah.
fireplace.
Or maybe your cats can recharge their
Hmm.
health by sleeping next to the fireplace.
Yeah.
Like there will be ways for like.
I really hope
Well, I'm not
your
the best at
cats
the ball.
to-
I hope that the fire
But it's
emits
definitely going to be a
more
lot of
light
fun.
than any other
Yes.
light block.
Well,
That would be cool.
Nonetheless.
Yeah.
Speaking of fire, this is the most tenuous segue you're ever going to hear on a live stream.
You're all fire, get out.
Yeah, basically, yes. We've got the developer panel ready to go upstairs, so it just remains to say thank you so much to all of you guys.
Okay,
for
I
being
guess
the
we are going
show,
to
and I'll
watch
be
this.
back after the developer panel with Lydia to close out the whole show. So we will see you very, very
Let's
soon.
see what we have
Thanks,
here.
guys. Cheers. Bye.
Let's see if they have some
Alright,
announcements.
Welcome everybody
Some
to the Minecraft developer panel, where we will be answering questions from the community. So we'll start off with some basic introductions. I'm Adrian, I work as the producer for the Java edition, but today I'll be the moderator for this panel.
I'm Anita, producer on Bedrock Edition.
I'm Nathan, or Dinnerbone. I'm a developer on the Java edition.
yeah, dinner bonus there,
I'm
of course.
Jason, or Argo Major. I'm a developer on the Bedrock Edition.
And I'm Corey, or Kojo, and I'm a developer on the Java edition.
All right, and with that, we'll just get going with the questions. So the first question we got here is, does Mojang think of keeping Minecraft Java edition up to date with the Bedrock edition as long as Minecraft exists? What do you say, Anita?
Yeah, of course.
I think
In fact,
PS4 is getting
right
updated
now we
still.
are co-developing our features now. We want to make sure that all of our players across all platforms get the same features and updates at the same time. They might not come out on the same day exactly, but in the same range of like 1 to 2 months.
All right, so roughly similar to what we got going with Update Aquatic?
Yep, that's right.
All right, sounds great. So Nathan, do you agree with this?
Yeah, I completely agree. I think this the co-development strategy we tried out.
Yeah, that
for
these
Update
are
Aquatic, that was the
some
first
expected
update
news.
That was like half
They want to
design in Stockholm, half design in Redmond. And I
bring
think
the
that went
updates
really well. And in addition
as
to that, we're
close
also investing a
to
lot
the
into
other
the,
platforms as
into the
possible.
Java edition. Like in this update, we got some rewrites to like the rendering engine and lots of other optimizations to just try and make sure that this is a platform still worth playing.
Okay, that sounds great. So similar to the Update Aquatic, Village and Pillage update will also be like simultaneously released roughly. Perfect. So let's move on to the next question. This one is from our China community. Will natural disasters happen in Minecraft, such as typhoons, blizzards, or earthquakes? Corey, what do you think about this?
So while all of these things are very cool, one of the key features of Minecraft that we like to follow is that the player has to cause the events in the game to happen. Like if you have a typhoon or an earthquake or a hurricane that just happens without the player causing it, that sort of disrupts the game and causes destruction that the player is not responsible for, and that's not
Yeah,
really what
that's
we want,
my
even though
reason
those
why
things
they
could
shouldn't be added
really cool.
either.
Yeah, back probably about 3 years ago, I actually did implement a tornado, and it was super cool, and I was super excited about it, and it was all this fun stuff going on with it. And then we started sort of thinking about it, and we're like, you know, that would really suck to be in my world. I've been building my house, working on it for 5 years, and then a random tornado comes down and destroys the whole thing.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
Like, it didn't feel right, and we ended up abandoning that work.
Okay, did it ever happen to you that a typhoon or a tornado, destroyed your house?
Not personally.
Yeah? So you just went on with your happy days. All right. Okay, next question then is actually about bugs. So what goes into fixing a bug on the Bedrock edition? So Anita, can you give us some info on that?
Yeah, I can start with bugs come from lots of different places. We find them internally. Players will report them. So for the player ones specifically, players can put them into our bug database. And then every 2 weeks, we actually review them all and review the features that people look at them, see what kind of impact
Do you hear
they
it as
have,
well?
what,
The
how they
voice is
stack
a
up
bit
against some of the other things that we want to do, and
like
then
cutting off
figure out how we want to
randomly.
tackle them. So after that, that kind of goes into the development side of how we actually go fix them. Jason, you want to expand on that?
Yeah, so kind of once we decide which bugs to prioritize, we then assign them out to, because we have multiple teams in the Redmond studio, and we decide which is the most appropriate team to do that. Those teams then figure out which developer knows that area of the code base best to decrease the chance of introducing new bugs, because we want to avoid that as much as possible. And once those come,
I don't think
then,
that
we try to repro it.
would
Sometimes
be
we have
the
troubles.
biggest
We'll
reason.
test team to try to repro the bug for us. Sometimes we actually will reach
Like-
back out to the community and say, hey, does anyone hitting this bug? If you do, can you
The,
please send us
the
your
same
level?
teaming is like
And for the
polar,
really hard to
polar
reproduce
bears can
ones.
attack you.
And,
If
once
somebody
we get
gets
fixes,
attacked by a polar bear
then
in
they
like
go back
real
to the
life,
mainline, and
yeah,
we'll eventually ship in the next update.
Okay, so when you get a bug,
Basically
from the
almost the
community,
same
would you say
team.
the most important thing is basically having repro steps. So you
Oh,
can-
definitely.
Yeah. Okay, so let's get the repro steps in there, and then we'll be able to fix more bugs.
We will fix way more bugs if we get repro steps.
Yeah. Corey, would you like to talk about how we fix bugs in the Java edition?
Sure. So we have this really awesome community that helps us collect bugs, and that's you all. And then we have the smaller group of volunteers that help us take all the bugs that the community posts on our bug tracker, sort of similar to Bedrock has. And they help prioritize them, help us decide maybe they're working as intended already, and then they sort of compile these bugs into a list, and they send those over to Adrian and the developers on our team. And then Adrian helps prioritize them, and then helps the developers on the team decide which bugs we're going to fix first.
Okay, that sounds great. Yeah, with that, we can move on to the next question, I believe. So the next question is, will there ever be brown mushrooms? Or mushrooms is what I'm saying.
Mushrooms.
Corey,
Corey,
no.
you look excited.
Don't you dare.
Yes, we're going to add brown mushrooms.
Oh, no. Really?
Yeah, we're going to add brown mushrooms.
Okay.
Just because of that question.
Okay, we will talk about that.
Brown mushrooms confirmed.
Okay, with that, we can just move on to the next. What's the hardest feature to get to work across so many platforms? Anita, you want to talk about that
Oh
one?
yeah. So for Bedrock, we have so many platforms, and I would say the hardest features are most generally the input ones. Ones because there's touch that we have to consider. There's VR. There's mouse and keyboard, and just getting that experience right for our players and all the different ways you can interact with Minecraft. One of the ones that Jens and Ernest talked about earlier today was the scaffolding. That's probably very interesting in how we kind of move through that and how we can figure that out. So we did a lot of internal prototypes and things like that. So excited to have that come out for us too. Outside of input, there's also performance, because we have such a wide range of devices, from a lot of low-end devices to ones that are super powerful. And we just want to make sure that that experience is good for every player that plays Minecraft. So, Jason, I know you have a specific example about that.
Yeah, so performance is always an interesting challenge with the wide range. Like, we'll run anywhere from a 6-year-old iPhone up to the latest and greatest PC. And
yeah, the variation is
interesting examples
great.
we always develop
But that's why
PCs.
Bedrock
We were running
Edition
stuff,
was
so we had
announced as
bubble
well.
columns get put into the game, and everything
that's
was
why
great.
Java
We're like,
Edition
this
is
awesome.
separate.
Bubble columns are cool. And then we tried running them on phones, and they weren't running quite so well. So we had to come up with a new solution,
Okay, see you soon.
which was basically
I might
like
have to go
on the block. We put an
in the
animated
middle of
texture on the
this
side. So
panel.
we actually put a toggle in our game to kind of control. So I believe we did. You have a toggle? Okay. But you can kind of choose which approach you want, and you can see it in the cheaper way for the machine or the more expensive way with the bubbles.
So the performance-heavy thing there, was the particles really, which you replaced with a texture.
Yes.
Okay. I mean, yeah, I can imagine that there's like, there's over 10 platforms that runs Bedrock right now, and getting performance up to date, I guess it must be hard.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, let's go on with the next question. Is there anything you've always wanted to add to the game that you've never been able to? Nathan, you want to start with that one?
Sure. I remember way back in the day, my very first entry into Minecraft, I made a mod for Minecraft, and this was like 2011. These were unknown territories back then. And my mod was just very simple. It was, you could build a portal from one place, and it takes you to another place. Like, you get to select where it was. And because I'm a huge nerd, I called it the Stargate, and it was great. And I remember when I joined Minecraft, or the actual team to develop the game, like, I promised all my friends, I vowed, like, one day I'll bring Stargates into Minecraft, but yeah, one day.
One day.
One day.
Jason, do you have any examples?
Yeah, I love adding mobs. So I actually built this giant spreadsheet with, I don't know, it was like 80 mobs that I proposed that I wanted to add to the game, and I came up and I figured out, I'm like, this one would spawn in this biome, and this one would fall in this, and these are things they could drop in the game and stuff like that. And we'll probably never add all of them. I'm hopeful with the taiga being chosen that some of them will start to make their way in, and I can't wait to see all that stuff come. But I know we'll never get all of them in there.
Okay, yeah, thanks.
So that means they're probably going to add more mobs for the taiga.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, I'm still a hardcore Minecraft player, so there's lots of things I would love to add. So I play at home with my family a lot, and we do a lot of collaborative creative building. So we got 4 players building worlds together, and I would love to have like a collaborative like color palettes and block palettes we can share with each other. Anything like that makes it easier to collaborate with other people building.
Yeah, that would be super cool. So Corey, then, what was your experience? I mean, you're fairly new on the Java team, but you probably have tons of things you want to do.
Yeah, well, I'm a little bit disappointed. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't, that you all didn't vote for palm trees to be added to the game. But it's okay, because they will be added eventually. But I'm glad that they're part of the vote, because now I get to add what I've always wanted to add to the game. So, yeah.
Yeah, eventually we'll see that as well. Okay,
palm trees
we can
coming
move on to
eventually.
the next question. This is what's happening with the Super Duper graphics pack. Maybe you can answer that one, Jason?
Sure. So obviously we showed that off at last Minecon. And ultimately, as we were working on it, it proved to be a lot more challenging to get everything working together. So
welcome back.
We've been heavily working on the graphics engine side of things to keep working on this stuff. And eventually we'll be able to put some updates out and give people a status update on it.
All right. Thanks for the
Super
update.
Duper graphics
so
pack.
next question.
Is
Is there
still
any hope for the
on
furnace
the work.
minecart? I know, Nathan, you've been talking a lot about minecarts in general.
Yeah, it's kind of a problem because they're just useless in so many different ways. We kind of aren't very happy with the minecart system in general. We actually tried to update them like a few years ago and just like make minecarts more relevant, make minecarts faster, maybe look at the different aspects of minecarts. And I don't know, there was like engine limitations. We couldn't do it back then. One day, we really want to just revisit the entire minecart system and maybe find a good place for furnace minecarts to fit in that. I don't know when that will be, and I don't know how that will look. If anyone has any great ideas, you can post them to the feedback site.
Just tweet dinner bone.
Yeah.
Someday,
back when we were adding
minecarts
the
will
other
be up
minecarts, like the TNT minecart and stuff like that on Bedrock, we actually we looked at the furnace minecart and we were just like, we just can't justify spending any time on this because we looked at it and they're just inferior in pretty well every way to the powered rail system, and you can do so much more with it. And you had issues with directional stuff on the furnace minecarts and things like that. And we were just like, we'll figure out a better version of this one day.
I think if they could like turn on and off, that might be a bit more interesting. But right now they have this crazy bug where they just don't know which way's forward, and so they'll just like suddenly just decide, oh, I'm just going to go the other way.
One day.
All right, so well, then eventually we'll start seeing updates for minecarts in general and not just the furnace minecart.
Yeah.
Sounds good. So let's go on with the next question. This one is it's Bedrock centric. So this is about, will shields be added to Bedrock? Anita, you want to speak to that?
Yeah, shields. So for shields specifically, we do want to add them. So it's just a matter of figuring out when we can add them, but it's definitely something that we want to add.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, I think it kind of ties to the comment Anita made earlier about input, because actually, like on a PC, you can do the like left button, right button, things like that. But on touch, like it gets a little trickier. Of like, well, how do we actually map to that? Or on a controller, like we've used all the buttons on a controller.
Yeah, it's a bit hard on
so we've got to come up with
touch
clean ways to do that
screen
that feels
to do that.
intuitive. That doesn't make the something.
That's why
in
they
your
haven't
hand
added
interact with
shields
feel worse
on the
than we used
Bedrock
to
Edition
have.
yet.
Okay, so we'll get shields on Bedrock. We just need to iron out some quirks, I assume.
I'm sure we'll figure it out.
Yeah, good. So if we go on with the next question then, is will there be an in-game lore or story at some point in Minecraft? Corey, what do you say?
Yeah, so that's a very interesting question, because one of the things that makes Minecraft so awesome is that it's sort of your game to tell the story that you want to tell. I mean, you saw the videos at the beginning of the event. I'm sure you've all watched YouTube videos and played your own games maybe for years and years and years, and the game sort of tells the story that you want it to tell. People create stories using like mods, using resource packs, so many different ways to create different stories in the game, and we like that the player is the one that can tell their own story. And maybe you have more to add there.
Yeah, whenever we develop features for the game, we do kind of have a story in our heads. We're like, why would this possibly be placed here? And so we do try to come up with like our own stories. I'm pretty sure every developer has their own like ideas on it, but we try to be kind of consistent. But the reason why we don't tell anyone any of these is because they change constantly. We'll add something new, and we're like, oh, this actually would make a lot of sense if this and this also happened.
And yeah, I'm talking, not talking too much
So
here.
we usually do have some kind of like
I'll
lore
just let
in
you
our head.
mostly
But it's definitely
listen
not
to
something we're gonna like just make. That is not the story of the game. It really is just the story that you want to play.
Yeah, and I've been plotting the secret story of the brown mushroom for 7 years now.
Okay, perfect. Thanks for sharing. So you go on with the next question.
That's
It's
hilarious.
why we don't release updates every week or every 2 weeks. Anita, you want to talk about the Bedrock side of things?
Sure. So for Bedrock, because we have so many platforms to support, each of them have different rules for their certification, how long certain ones take. Some of them are faster than others. And we want to make sure that we release those all the same day, at least on Bedrock. We don't have a magic button that just says go, and then it goes out to all of our players. So that takes some
Imagine
time to
if
do,
they had.
And every week or 2 weeks is a little bit too fast for us, but we're getting there in terms of how we can optimize how fast we can get out updates.
Jason, do you have anything to add to that?
Yeah, one of the other challenges is just there's a lot of overhead in getting a release out. There's the builds running through, like giving the testers enough time to bash on the build to make sure that we didn't introduce anything that breaks the game and stuff like that, and that takes a lot of time. So we want to make sure that because of things like going through the stores and that, we have enough turnaround time. We want to make sure that what we put in there is the best quality we can. So if we were doing releases every week or every 2 weeks or something like that, we would spend all our time doing that, and we wouldn't get to do all the cool stuff that we got to see earlier in Minecon.
I see.
It's much the same on Java Edition as well. We kind of have, like, if the more frequently you post out the updates, the less can be in an update, because there's just so much overhead from the update. But we actually do release usually multiple times a week on Java Edition, but those are for snapshots. And so those are a way to, like, if you accept the risk of a really, really unstable and buggy game, so we may not have yet got to the point where you can fix all the issues with the new things we add, then you can play stuff quite soon.
Okay. Some snapshots prove our point about they need more testing time.
Yeah, but they've been a fantastic tool for us, because we kind of design things as we go whenever the snapshot starts. So we'll add a feature, and then we put it out there, and people get to play it, and then within like hours, we'll have all this great feedback from people. It's like, it should do this as well, or maybe this is a bit too difficult, and then we can just like fix it for the very next day and push out an update. So it is really useful to be able to push out updates this fast.
Yeah, snapshots are
But
awesome.
it's very, very difficult.
It also ties into the bugs, like the question earlier about fixing bugs. It really, really helps us find bugs in the game and fix them when we can do snapshots like once or twice a week, and people can report those bugs so quickly, so we know what's going on in the game, and we don't let bugs sit for too long. We can fix them before they get too deep.
There's also the story aspect too. So like we could trickle out little things here and there, but then sometimes like you just want things to go together. Like it was meant to have like X, Y, and Z featured together to, I don't know, be more fun for the players too.
Yeah, I guess some features wouldn't make sense without the other, really.
Yeah.
All right.
It was actually kind of cool with the snapshots. I wasn't really expecting this on Aquatic, but we actually got tons of information for the Bedrock team from the Java snapshots, because it was kind of funny, because we were actually looking at all the feedback as well, and some of the features we had actually implemented them first, and they actually went out in a Java snapshot, so we're actually seeing things about the drowned and stuff like that, and I'm like, oh, yeah, that's a good point about the drowned. I should probably go change that in our version, and stuff like that, which was super awesome to get that feedback really early,
that was great.
which we never could have gotten with the Bedrock process.
Yeah, I mean, we appreciate any feedback we get, so I mean, keep on going with that. Okay, let's try and move on to the next question. So the next question is, are there plans to make Minecraft more than just a video game? Nathan, you want to speak about that one?
I would say it already is. So, okay, it is still just a video game, but I'd like to mention we just announced Dungeons earlier, which is amazing. I'm so excited for that.
But it's still a video game.
And you know, we got to have a video game, so we had story mode, and then there's a movie coming out, and we got so many books. I think at this point, Minecraft is just kind of, it's cheesy to say lifestyle, but that is basically what it is. It is just a thing, and so many people experience it in whatever ways they want to experience it. So I would say we passed the video game point a long time ago.
Yeah, I can agree with that. Yep. Jason, do you have anything to add to that, or do you
100% agree with that? Okay. I couldn't have said it better.
All right, let's try out the next question then. So when will Bedrock get NBT-related commands? And for people who doesn't know what NBT-related commands is, could you explain it?
Sure. So NBT is the name of like the internal data structure that the game uses. It's basically like the save file format. And some time ago on Java Edition, we added commands that can edit the NBT, which is basically like you can change the world exactly how you want. So you can make entities start writing and any other entity. You can have dragons riding pigs.
Yeah,
which,
that's a good point,
I don't
actually.
know, crazy size. There's just so many crazy things you can do with NBT. But on the other hand, it is extremely difficult to support this. It's been the source of countless bugs in the game, and every time we release a new update, we just kind of have to consider, oh, we can't really change the internal stuff that we never expected people to be touching, because we'll break so much stuff.
Yeah, so kind of based off of when we were bringing commands into the game, because of some of the issues that the Java team had experienced and challenges that they'd hit with that, we kind of chose not to put NBT commands in, because ultimately it is, as Nathan said, is exposing internals, and it kind of locks you to those internals, because if we ever change it, we now have to support the previous version and the new version of it, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And with this game being around for so many years, it becomes a huge bottleneck for us for testing and all the stuff. It makes our releases actually take longer to go out, and makes reproing issues harder, because you're like, well, this command isn't working for this one player, and it's like, well, it works for us fine, but it's like, oh, because they're running it on like 7 versions ago of that stuff. So the kind of stance we've been taking on the Bedrock Edition is that we want to enable the same types of things, but not by exposing externals. So some of it's through add-ons. We would love to try to get a little more of the stuff we have in add-ons tied into commands a little more tighter and stuff like that. And we're still talking through a lot of the ways to do that. But definitely the goal is to allow the same types of things, just in a more supportable way.
I think that's a very good idea as well. These kind of things should have like a more formal way of doing exactly the same functionality that we can actually go out of our way to support, rather than just kind of hoping it works.
Yep.
Okay, so we'll get
just hope everything works fine.
Or that works in the same way that always works. Does, but without exposing NBT.
Correct.
All right. Okay, with that, I think we can move on to the next question. This one is more on the fun side. So why do creepers explode when they come near you? I feel like you've answered this before, Nathan.
Yeah, I have. Isn't it obvious? So they just really want a hug. and people are just like very scared of creepers. They get very anxious. So they just kind of come up to you and they're just like, can I have a hug? And then, well, you know, it's just too much for them. It really is. And especially because some players try to attack them first. Can you imagine? They're so cuddly.
I just want a hug.
But Nathan, they don't have arms.
That's why they want a hug.
Ah, yeah, I see.
They have never had a hug before. It looks so nice.
I can definitely agree with that. Okay, let's go with the next question then. So what was the most difficult feature to add to Minecraft? I think we all have our own personal experience. So Corey, maybe you want to start on this one?
Yeah, so I haven't been on the team for too long, but in the next update, the Village and Pillage update, in the video you probably saw if you were watching, had some the pillagers and the beast, and they were roaming as a squad together towards a village. So the most difficult feature that I've worked on so far is getting them to be a cohesive unit and going together to pillage.
Okay, so you're saying like basically the AI of the raids is the most difficult thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Balancing the raids, making it so they don't just immediately destroy you and everything that you've loved.
But it looks like fun.
It does.
Yeah.
It'll be fun. It'll be challenging. It'll be fun.
Sounds great. What about you, Jason?
Probably for me, the most challenging has been actually doing the add-on stuff, and it was mostly because to achieve the add-ons, we basically had to take all the gameplay code and completely restructure it and write a lot of things from scratch. But at the same time, we didn't want to change the behaviors. Like everyone, they expect creepers to work a very specific way. They expect skeletons to work a very specific way. So we had to try to, even though we were changing everything, we wanted it to feel the same and then expose all that there. And then now we've kind of had I won't quite say a maintenance nightmare, but we're getting into that realm of kind of what we talked about with NBT earlier, is like now we have to make sure we're doing everything we can to not break people who've built add-ons on top of this stuff. So every time we're changing things, we're going, okay, well, how could this change something? If someone was relying on a specific behavior, how could that affect them? And we try to write up conversion code to say, okay, well, it was working this way, but now it needs to work this way. So we have to kind of always be thinking about that stuff.
Okay, so like the backwards compatibility is
Yeah.
key factor here. All right. Nathan, what about you?
There are so many things over so many years.
Yep.
It is really hard to pinpoint like the defining thing. I remember there's been so many bugs that I've spent literally months on, and I just gave up at some point. But I think I'm going to go with my classic answer. I'm a nerd. I've just been talking about portals. For me, the thing that I've been trying to perfect for so long, and I still haven't, is the portal mechanics. So, for example, you can have like a small portal and a really big portal on the other side. And if you go in like slightly to the left, you should come out slightly to the left on the other one. There's just so many weird, like, it's a whole different realm of math than I ever expected to go into.
So this is why you gave up on your Stargate idea.
Yeah, basically it is. One day I'll have them working the way I want.
You
One
can
day.
do it, Nathan. Believe in you.
It's just like so many things. Like if you go in one side, which side do you come out of? Because there's no front and back. It's crazy.
Portals are a pain.
Yeah, I can see that. Anita, what about you then? I know you don't develop, but you probably have a lot of things that's been a struggle.
Well, we haven't talked too much about this one, but in having a shared identity across all the platforms that we support. So how do we show that to the players that you're playing with on different platforms, and making sure that's consistent and that you get to understand what identity you have and be whoever you want to be.
Okay, so you're trying to get like the same experience wherever you are, really.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. With that, we can move on to the next question. I think it's very similar to the one we just answered. Where does the creeper's fear of cats come from? Jason, maybe you have an idea about this?
I think we all have our own theories. I personally think that they are allergic to cats, and they're trying to not sneeze.
Okay, yeah, I can see that. Nathan, you?
It's a very good question. We've wondered this ourselves as on the developer team. It just kind of happened. Nobody really knew how. We sent like a great team of investigators to try and kind of figure it out, and they decided where can we get the answer to this. So they just built this beautiful house, and they invited a creeper inside. They just kind of locked the door, and then went in, and they just went, "Hey, creeper, why are you so afraid of cats?" Unfortunately, he was put on the spot. It was too much pressure. He exploded. The results are negative. We're still working on it.
Yeah, I can see that happening.
Oh.
Okay, let's go on with the next question. Can we get a more variety of gems, trees, and ores? Is that something that's happening, Corey?
So we all love new gems and new trees and new ores, and everybody wants more. But we have to make sure that when we add new things to the game that they serve a purpose, and we have to make sure that they fit in with the other things in the game. So when we add a new gem or a new tree or a new ore, we want it to interact with the existing game, but also add something new to the game, because we want every single thing that we add to be unique in some way so that it adds a value with that. So yes, we're going to add more, but we don't want to just throw a bunch in at once, because that wouldn't be fun.
I think it is very important that whenever we add something, it does have like so many different purposes. And I think if we just release one update that just had like, we've got 10 new type of things, but they don't really do anything, I think we're all going to be very sad if that
Yeah, the trick is always to make sure that there's new gameplay that comes out of these
Absolutely.
updates.
There should be a reason for it. Like, it should feel like it's really bringing something very useful to the game. Yeah.
So you just don't add something randomly that doesn't have any purpose, really. Just we add more to do something.
Scaffolding.
I mean, we break that rule all the time, so I'm not going to say that is the golden rule, but we try to stick to that. Like, and especially when you consider, like, with ores, you've got, like, you've got ore tiers up from, like, stone is not really an ore, but
I guess they might reveal something
new.
new.
You can get diamond really fast in this game, so if we added a whole bunch of other tiers, they're just useless. Like, for weapons and armor, tools, you're just going to go to whatever the best. They need to really have their own, like, shining purpose.
Chain
to
armor
have some reason to use
and
those
bats.
over whatever the best is.
Do you have any idea of any ores you want to add yourself?
Not really. I think we're... No, I can't think of anything there.
Okay.
I remember I once shot down an ore, though. Like, when I first joined the team, we had ruby was an ore, but I was colorblind, and it was impossible to tell the difference between that and redstone. And so now we got emeralds.
Yeah, I can see the problem. Okay, so I think that clears up on how we think about ores and gems in general. So with the next question here, though, is will you ever add more redstone components? Anita, what do you say about that?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Agree?
Yep.
Yeah. So.
You all agree? Any
More
idea
redstone?
of what these redstone
Why not?
components could possibly be? Any recent ideas or?
We have a lot of crazy ideas that just pop up now and again. It's hard to find. So there's two parts of this. Is really something that is built for redstone. It's like, you know, a new circuit or something like that. And then the other half is just like something that can interact with redstone in some kind of way. I'm not promising this, but I know one thing we talked about, just like a couple of us talked about on the side, was an idea of a target block, where if you just shoot an arrow into it, it'll give off a signal based on how much it was. And it just sounded like so much fun.
Yeah, that would be a lot of fun.
It's on your backlog now.
Oh, no.
This sounds like a cool idea, but what would I use it for in game if I were to use it? Like, can you think of anything like top of your head?
I think you can do a lot of things with that. Like, you could have just like a practice range where it, like, you have to be this good to get into a building, or you could use it in custom maps. I don't know. It's definitely not something we're going to add right now. It's just like a crazy idea that we had. And I know we have a lot of similar ideas.
Yeah, I was just thinking right now, like if you tied the power signal to, like, if it looked like an actual target and you tied it to how close you were to the center, you could actually have
we
things
need
like you
the
need to
chain
hit it point,
and
you need to
bat
hit it right in the
updates.
center to open a door or something like that, because that would be the highest power output and things like that. So there's just definitely some cool stuff that could be done.
Yeah, I can see that creating a lot of cool adventure maps, really.
Yep.
But Jason, you've been around for a very long time on the gameplay team as well. Have you ever thought of any redstone components?
Mostly I try to modify existing ones. Like I'll admit, redstone is a bit of a mystery to me when I try to build circuits. I'm not very good at it. So I always want like sticky redstone or be able to put like dust underwater.
We
or
have to
something
spread
like that, but
the
those
word.
are all just crazy ideas.
All right. It seems like reasonable ideas that
Together,
sometimes
we
you
can
don't know.
make
That's just my experience here.
chain
We do
armor
try to
and
think,
bats.
like, whenever we add a new block,
Useful.
and it seems like it could have any possible connection to redstone, like maybe you could turn it on and off. We do try to think of new things to add, but I don't think we've so far just thought of like specifically this is useful for redstone.
Yep.
Maybe we just haven't gotten to the next redstone update. I'm not sure. In my mind, the redstone update was still quite recently.
It's not that recently.
5 years ago.
We've had redstone for like 2 years or something now in Bedrock. So it does actually feel kind of recent.
Yeah. All right. Let's move on with the next question. Who made the structures like jungle temples, ocean monuments, and strongholds? Anita, could you speak to that?
Yeah, so for the ones that you mentioned, I believe Jens had put those in, but I don't think that's what you're actually asking. In terms of lore, I think, Nathan, you might have more to add there.
Well, I'll answer this question with a question. If these, whoever built these had like mine shafts running through the entire world, they're all over the place, but they've left all of the diamonds, all of the good stuff alone. What were they digging for?
I thought they were digging to leave the things for me.
Oh, yeah. Okay, well that's solved. There we go. Okay.
For Adrian.
Adrian's secret of the mine.
It's my mind, all of them. Corey, do you have any idea about this?
I mean, this kind of ties back to the whole telling your story thing. I mean, we have our own ideas about who built them, but if we put that in the game and we said, this is the reason these are here, well, then you wouldn't be able to come up with that on your own. So we
Yeah, that's going to be the next update.
There's a little bit of a mystery to it, because that adds a little
Confirmed.
bit of fun.
Yeah. Maybe you guys have some great ideas, and then we'll steal those later.
Yeah.
Okay.
We will
let's try and move
steal
on to the
your
next
ideas.
Were there any features in Update Aquatic that you got rid of or that you scrapped? Jason, I know you might have
Yeah, so we actually had a mob that ended up in the Minecon mob vote last year, the Barnacle, but it was originally brainstormed as a enemy mob that we would put in Update Aquatic. So it was the one, if you don't remember, it had the kind of a shell and it would open up and a big tentacle came out, would grab you and pull you underwater until you suffocated, which I loved, but maybe a little too dark. But so we were brainstorming it and kind of going, well, this one's is interesting, but we weren't totally sure about it. So in this case, we chose to put it in the Minecon vote and just see how the community reacted. But for the other features, we mostly brainstormed a whole bunch of stuff, put all these things on the wall, and then we just had everyone in the brainstorm session kind of go, well, these are the things that we think will really resonate well and are most likely to be successful if we work on them. So we kind of worked
I don't
on
know
those
what's
in
a barnacle.
order,
Let me check.
We actually were fortunate enough that everything we started, we actually finished and did end up shipping. Usually doesn't work that way, but for Aquatic it did.
So there was supposed to be one scary mob, but it didn't go, and it's all your fault.
We did have the drowned.
I think it's very good, actually, whenever things do get cut. I mean, it's unfortunate if we spend like a month, 2 months trying to make this really cool feature.
Okay.
Tornadoes. and then we have to get rid of it. But I think ultimately it's a good thing for the game.
Yep.
We don't want to add anything that isn't fun. We don't want to add anything that doesn't feel Minecrafty. And we always try to cut those like at the beginning. Like I know there was a shopping list. There was a gigantic list for the Update Aquatic. It was just like, what if we had this? What if we had this? And then after a few meetings, we just kind of got rid of a lot of things before we even tried prototyping them. But I do think that it's a very good thing as a studio to be able to say, we did put effort into this, and then we found out that it didn't quite work. But maybe we can use the lessons we learned from this to make something even better later.
But if you've already started prototyping a feature and you've been going at it maybe for like a couple of weeks, and then you end up needing to scrap it because it doesn't really work out, how do you feel about that?
I'm okay with it. Because ultimately we want to have a fun game experience, and if something is detracting from that, it doesn't make sense to put it in just to make somebody happy that their work showed up in the game. All of us just want the best game experience we can possibly make.
The flip side of this, though, is if you do make a feature and it actually goes out to the public, so let's say we announced it, or it even made it into a snapshot, or even a whole release, it is really hard to take that back. And that's why I think it's very important to take it, to cut it first. And it's very hard to take features away from people.
See some
and it can
more
be
information
quite
about
depressing, really, if you do put a lot of yourself, because all these features, we're still fairly small development studio. We put a lot of love, a lot of care into making all of these things, and when they don't make it in, yeah, that can be very sad. But then you're making the game much better.
It's ultimately good, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's part of experimenting, right?
Yep.
It's like the fail-fast idea. It's like, hey, let's try this out. Let's make sure, we nail the fun part. And if it's not there, let's go and tackle the ones that, the other ideas that we had.
Yeah. I think fortunately we've gotten to a point where we've gotten reasonably good at actually kind of just as we're at the brainstorming phase, kind of going, that's probably not going to work, or this will work, but it'll have these problems that we'll have to go figure out, and maybe it's not worth trying to solve those problems right now. And then some of them just we put on the back burner, and maybe in a future update we'll revisit that topic again.
Corey, yes, you're new. Do you have any experiences with this yet?
Well, there are a lot of features that I would like to add. Being new to the team, I sort of came in on day one and was like, okay, I'm going to add this, and this. And I started just working on them at work, working on them in my free time. And then I sort of realized that you can't just get everything into the game because, like I answered earlier, you have to make sure it fits in with everything else. So, yeah, it's sort of part of the game where you can work on something and it can get taken away. But at the same time, sometimes you do work on something and it doesn't get taken away and it just ends up fitting really well. And that's nice too.
Yeah, great answer. Thanks. So the next question we got here is, where physically is the end? Is it in space, is it underground, or is it in another dimension? Nathan?
Part of me really wants to just go into a Beastie Boys another dimension chant. It is a completely different dimension. I know a lot of people think like the Nether is underground, like deep, deep underground. No, that's also another dimension. That's where you've got the weird like 8 times portal aspect going on there. It's just like another plane of reality that it happens exactly over the overworld and the Nether. And that's why there could also be lots of other possible dimensions one day. Because they're not physically anywhere, they're just like layered over the top of each other.
But yeah, it's 10 p.m. for me.
What you're saying here is that we could possibly get other dimensions?
One day?
Although I slept quite long.
This sounds great.
I'm still feeling like
okay, let's go with the next question then. So the next question is, will there be new characters other than Steve and Alex? Anita?
Yeah, so Steve and Alex, well, the way that we think about Steve and Alex are that they are just some of the characters in the Minecraft universe, and the players, they're a template for you guys to imagine yourself in the world. So you are also characters in Minecraft. In fact, I think we were talking earlier today about how we want to represent ourselves. I can't remember what yours was, Corey.
I'm the Cookie Monster.
Oh, that's right. I like silly ones. There's like the hot dog or like the little gas, but I also like the Norse, some of the Norse stuff as well.
Greek mythology for me.
You're a Greek mythology guy? Yeah. Sounds cool. And Nathan?
Jason and the Argonauts.
I'm just me, upside down, as usual. It's weird being right side up for this. It's very disorienting.
I can imagine.
We'll go to Australia next time.
Yes, that's
yeah, let's go to Australia.
Okay. Anyone else want to add something to that? Corey, what do you think about not having other characters than Steve and Alex?
Again, I think it goes back to the story thing. And I think it's pretty cool that you can have your own characters and tell your own stories. And it's sort of nice that Steve and Alex are just 2 portrayals of what you could be in this world. Because I know there are certain YouTubers out there who just like to keep the plain skin, and that's awesome. And then there are certain people who like to come up with their own skins, and there are people who make a career out of just making, characters for people who can turn that into their own stories. Yeah. So I really like that the Steve and Alex are
Dinnerbone should be in Austria
really
right now.
The ending point.
I do agree again with
he
the
would
whole
be
it's your story, it's not
upside
our story.
down compared to the others.
We do present some possible stories of like story mode and the books and stuff, but
or he should be standing on his
You
head.
play what you want to play.
Yeah.
Great answer. Thanks. So if we move on to the next question then. So why can't the villagers actually have moving arms, and why can't they talk instead of saying all the time? Thanks, I guess. Yeah, we cleared this up now, I think. So next question. With the overworld and the Nether, will heaven or paradise join Minecraft in the future? Nathan?
Maybe. Like I said before, we have room for other dimensions if we want to, because they're not underground, they're not up in the sky. It just kind of falls back to we're still not very happy with the current dimensions. The End got a lot of love recently. We're adding lots of things to the overworld right now. The Nether also got some love some time ago, but still not really happy with where they are. So I think before we start adding even more places where there's no real big reason to go to them, we should still focus on the current, the 3 dimensions, and just make sure we're very happy with those before we start adding even more stuff.
Like even to a new dimension would be cool. It would take a lot of time to add
and I
something
think
useful there.
what you were mentioning about wanting to give the dimensions we have some more love is great. And I think it's sort of nice because with the dimensions that we have, when we update those and when we give them some more love, then we can sort of think about what would be a really nice counterpart to this. Like if you're in the overworld, you're in the Nether, you're in the End, like what would be a good addition to these things? And so it sort of does make sense to think about it in terms of what can we add to the game that adds not just a new dimension, but a new style, a new way of thinking in the game.
There's also, unfortunately, not to talk about gameplay side of this, but from the technical side of this, adding new dimensions is very expensive.
Yeah.
I'm sure you can talk more about that.
Yeah, definitely. Like you think there's a lot of work going into like a biome update and stuff like that. A dimension is just a whole nother level above that. But
nice
but because it's so much work, like actually like we do game jams pretty regularly in our studio, and I've actually gone off and like prototyped a bunch of these things. And mostly it's just to kind of get that conversation started. And we want to just sort of like in the back of our heads, we're kind of thinking about it. There's never any goal of like, oh, we're going to go prototype a dimension and we'll ship it in 6 months. Like we know that's not going to happen because like we talked about like there's so much stuff that we could do to improve the overworld and the nether, and I'm sure the end still has stuff we could add in there. But we want to at least get thinking about it, because these are things that could take years to really flesh out and have it be something that's meaningful.
And they also, unfortunately, well, I don't know about the Bedrock engine, but on the Java edition, they are quite a performance drain. Like just having an extra dimension means your game runs slower, and we don't want games to run slower. So we're going to make sure that that isn't a problem before we start adding even more things.
Yeah. Is that the same case with the Bedrock edition?
It's less of a case. For us, it's mostly the number of players and kind of where they are. So when players are in the same place, it tends to be better. As players start to separate out and go in more places, you do that, and then the more dimensions you have, the easier it is for players to start spreading out. But it's not too different for us if you just have 10 players all in the overworld, but they're miles apart. But if you have them, it's about the same. There's a bit of cost and overhead to it, but it's not as terrible as it sounds.
Yeah, and when you add a new dimension, I mean, you think about the Nether and the End, they sort of add tiers to things that you have in the overworld, and they sort of give items and blocks a new level. So if you were to add a new dimension, you would sort of think about it in terms of like, how would this affect the overworld as well? And you have to, and it takes a long time to take all those into consideration.
But it's all back to that whole meaningful thing.
Yeah.
Like whatever we add to the game, it needs to be meaningful. So now you're talking about like a whole dimension of stuff to add to the game, and how do you fit that all in?
Anita, would you like to see a new dimension?
Of course I do.
Are you like anti-dimension?
Oh, I hate dimensions.
I love dimensions. Yeah, but it's the same thing. Like, what are we going to put in there, and what does it mean? What is the player going to do? So, yeah, I mean, Minecraft's always expanding and evolving. So, definitely not shutting the door on that one.
Yeah, sounds great. With that, I think we can move on to the next question then. So the next question is, how do we think of updates for Minecraft? And it's a follow-up question to that. What is the hardest thing in updating Minecraft?
I think it's probably going to end in a moment as well.
Let's see. When we're thinking about what next for
I hope
the
so.
next update,
Because I'm getting
we look
tired
at our game, see
as well.
what kinds of things need improvement, what areas need improvement. Might be whole areas like the ocean or the villages.
Yeah, it has been a lot of
like
fun
that.
to have you here.
But then
The
we also
entire
have
live stream here.
lots of ideas of just all over Minecraft too, of like what we want to
It has been a lot of fun to have you here
and
to talk
we
about
can
these things.
see what kind of goes together. So that's like two ways to think about that. So do you want to expand on how the teams actually
Yeah, it
go
should
and
be
meet?
over now.
Yeah, so like
At this
you
point,
mentioned about we have all these kind
according
of
to the
separate
schedule.
ideas. So another place we get a lot of ideas from, obviously, is just the community. Like the number of features in the game that have come from Reddit comments is kind of hilarious. But once we kind of decide on a theme, we basically just get everyone into a room and we start brainstorming all these ideas, and then the teams kind of agree of like which stuff. I kind of talked about this a little bit with Aquatic, but we kind of agree these are the things that we think are going to resonate really well, and work on that, and then we kind of split the work between the two teams and start implementing, prototyping everything, and then we actually give both teams look at what the other teams are doing, give a lot of feedback on there, and everything. Like I think of one cool example of that is the coral. It was initially implemented in the Redmond studio. When the Stockholm team saw it, they actually had all this like we had a completely different vision for what coral would look like and all that stuff, and we sort of had this initial kind of like, oh my God, like we gotta change everything. This is terrible. And then we actually went through the work and we're like, coral's way better now. Like this is, it was a huge improvement to it. And it's really easy when you're working on stuff to just be kind of like, just like got tunnel vision in. This is what I think is going to be. And then you see people with some fresh perspective look on it, and it can make a huge difference.
And as far as actually like thinking of which update, like what is the theme of the updates, that's usually just what do we think needs the most like, love in the game. So recently we had like the oceans, and the oceans were just a giant, half of your world is literally nothing. And that felt so sad. So that was like, these really needed love. And we tried to keep these planned like a couple of updates ahead. We may not have fleshed them out, but we know generally we want to look at this thing.
We had squids.
They did have. They could have had a new mob as well, but
they could have.
You know.
They could have had another one.
Yeah, looking at Update Aquatic pre-Update Aquatic and then going back, it's hard to like not to go back. To me, it feels like there's just gravel everywhere and a couple of squids. So, is there anything else, Corey? What do you think about how we work with the updates?
When I joined, we were right before Update Aquatic was being released, and I sort of jumped into this craze of like, oh my gosh, we need to fix all of these bugs, and we need to like make sure all these features work right, and we have to get everything done like now. So I would say the hardest thing, maybe from my experience so far, would be to coordinate the order of like which bugs do you fix first, which ones are the highest priorities. How do you decide like, okay, this is good enough, this is ready for release, and matching that up with the goal of when we want to release, and that's sort of matching those together.
I do have to say though, since Update Aquatic was the first update we actually developed with this style, where it's like the 50-50 split, I think it has gone amazing. I could not be happier with it. We've got so much content out of it. We've got so many great things. I think everything we've added kind of just has much more polish than we usually would.
We get a lot more perspectives across the teams and all the types of platforms, or our players and things like that too. You were talking about coordinating, and one of the other things that's difficult is the time change. So we on the Bedrock side are pretty much working when they're asleep. So I know that there's many times where I'll just like write down all the things that like, oh, can you help with this? Or like, oh, what about this thing? And I'll go to bed and I'll wake up and like all these new ideas and answers have come through. It's like Christmas morning or something. It's like, wow, all this work happened when I was asleep. So that really feels good, but there are challenges that we have to work through.
I mean, I can definitely agree with that. I know recently we had a meeting that was 9 in the morning for us in Stockholm, which is midnight over in Redmond, and that was kind of crazy. We tried to avoid those meetings, but sometimes they happen. How do you guys feel about having these late night meetings?
Oh. I was going to talk about when I opened the call and I was like, oh, it's too bad it's late. I'm not going to show you guys like what I'm doing because I'm always in my pajamas or something. And then we had a technical difficulty. And all of a sudden, the camera was on. And I was like, oh, hi, everybody. So you can see me now. So I think with that, it's nicer to see each other. And I think going forward, I'll just, no matter what I look like, I'll just turn on the camera. But, well, within, not like safe.
Would you say there's any perks of having this time difference?
Okay, see you, Matthew.
The perks? Oh, yeah, I think so. Like with
have a good evening.
It almost feels like double speed sometimes, right? With the different time zones.
And thanks for being here.
You guys have anything else to comment on that?
We're developing around the clock.
Yeah, definitely the perks is what Anita talked about earlier. Like, I got this in, not quite sure if this is working right. Here's a video, and then you come back in the morning and Jens or Dinnerbone or Agnes or whoever has kind of weighed in and gone, he's like, what do you think about this? And you're like, oh, that's awesome. and you go off and you code it up.
Yeah, see you. See you later at some point.
Okay, sounds great. I think we can move on to the next question with that. So the next question is it possible to move Bedrock worlds over to Java and vice versa? I guess we can start with Bedrock to Java. Nathan?
It's something we want. I mean, we feel like our players should be able to play the same world wherever they want. It's just quite technically challenging. We do have two different engines. We've gone about the same thing in two different ways, and we just kind of have to find ways to coordinate those and make those better. And because of how difficult that is, it just hasn't been a priority for HES, but it is definitely something we want to look at some point.
Yeah,
Jason, maybe you're
one of the historical problems for that was that the Bedrock version hadn't really caught up to the Java version either. So if we, it wouldn't be so bad for bringing Bedrock into Java, but Java back into Bedrock would have been challenging because it's like, okay, well, someone built their house out of purpur, and you're like, we don't know what purpur is because the game didn't have purpur in it. So now that we're actually pretty well, I think we have pretty well everything. I'm sure there's so many blocks and items and stuff in the game, we're probably missing something, but we're pretty darn close. So now it's actually feasible for us to even like start talking about the possibility of doing this.
Yeah, it would be great to see players being able to walk across any platform they want.
Yep.
Okay. Next question is a bit of a more vague question, and I guess you can interpret it how you want, but what do hostile mobs dream of, really?
Pink sheep.
It's pink sheep?
Pink sheep. I checked. It's pink sheep.
Yeah, I think creepers have nightmares.
Okay. After the stream here, I don't know how long this is going to be going for. You can, I guess you can go to the website, or you can check the stream. It shouldn't be going for too long anymore. But I have to go now. So thanks a lot for tuning in, and we will hopefully see you tomorrow. I will possibly do some kind of video about these features and have a short look at them. But I will be busy tomorrow, so I don't know if I will do anything else. So thanks a lot for tuning in, and stay Penguinish. Bye.